ဆုံးကစားသမားစု one expert ကစားသူများ one expert တသိရင် pick ပဲကျေးဇူးပြုပြီးယနေ့ညရဲ့ကျေဝေများကိုကြိုဆိုလိုက်ကြရအောင် one expert မှာထိပ်တန်းစုများကိုရယူထားသူ Dota 2 hero များအကောင်းဆုံးတည်ဆောင်မှု Hunter Lanza အကောင်းဆုံးပံ့ပိုးမှု Mossy အကောင်းဆုံးအလေလံ Zeus
Oh, guys, what do you want?
The green team's banning someone now. Radiant team banned.
Hello, hola,
5 seconds remaining.
Elimination.
Dire team banned.
Liquid ပေါ်ကြီးကွာ Liquid ပေါ်ကြီးဆိုရင်တော့ထွန်းထွန်းနိုင်မယ်ထင်တယ်။ကိုကအစ Liquid အောက်ကြီးထင်လို့ Liquid အောက်ကြီးဆိုရင် Liquid နိုင်မယ်။ထွန်းထွန်းအောက်ကြီးဆိုထွန်းထွန်းနိုင်မှာ
5 seconds remaining. BDN Imo ကကြီးဟုတ်တယ်အဲ့ဒါပြောတာ Dire team pick. Radiant team pick.
အဲ့ဒါပြောတာထွန်းသာဆောင်ရဲနိုင်ခြင်းနေလို့ Imo က first pick ပစ်ထား။အဲ့ကောင် Imo ကလုံးဝယုံကြည်ရတယ်တဲ့ပါတယ်။ Game 1 draft ကြည့်ပြီးတော့ထွန်းသာထဲတင်ထဲရမှာ။နောက်ပြီးထွန်းသာအောက်ကြီးဆောင်ရန်တန် 2.3 တဲ့ Game 1 အောက်ကြီးက 2.3 တန်လုံးနဲ့
5 seconds remaining.
I mean, follow up တွေတော့ဘန်းကန်ထားရတယ်ကွာ icon တို့ beast တို့တော့ဘန်းကန်ထားအဲ့ဘာရှိလဲ taxi ရရှိတယ်
Radiant team
Follow up.
pick.
ပကနာဟုတ်ပြီ
Dire team pick.
လာတော့မှာအဲ့ဒါ taxi ရလာတော့မှာ tiny ခဏထွက်လာပြီဆို taxi ရလာတော့မှာ tiny 4 taxi ရ3လာတော့မှာထွန်းသာထည့်ရမလားမသိဘူးဟေ့ဒီဘက် liquid ဘက်ကအဲ့ဟာကိုကျင်းဖို့အတွက်သူတို့တစ်ခုခုရှိရင်လည်းရှိပုံမှန်ဆိုရင်တော့
5 seconds remaining.
Insania Oracle ရှိတယ်အဲ့ Dacia တွေဘာတွေကိုနိုင်တဲ့ position 5ကွာခက်တာ disruptor ကြီးထုတ်ပြီးသားဆိုတော့ Oracle ကပြန်လာလို့မရတော့အဲ့တစ်ပေါက်ရှိတယ် liquid total win နဲ့ liquid total win အစကြိုက်တယ် liquid win ကြိုက်တယ်ဒီပွဲမစခင်တော့ဒီမနက်မှာ ဟောလို့ liquid နဲ့ထုံတာတွေ့မယ် liquid တက်မယ်ထင်တယ်လို့ထင်နေတဲ့အချိန်မှာအခုကြေးကိုကြည့်လိုက်တော့ထုံတာက 2.5 တယ်အဲ့ဒါမျိုးကထုံတာနိုင်တဲ့တယ်ဂိမ်း1ကိုအရင်ကြည့်လိုက်ပါ1လေးဂိမ်း1လေး
5 seconds remaining
ဂိမ်း1ကထုံတာဝင်းကြိုက်နေပြီဒီနေရာမှာဓာတ်စီကထွက်လာရင်ပိုကြိုက်သွားပြီ
Radiant team pick
ဝင်နေအေးလာပြီဓာတ်စီယာအိုးliquid က anime လည်းထည့်လို့မရတော့ဘူး monkey ထွက်လာပြီ monkey ဆိုင်ကင်းဆို anime အထည့်ချင်းထည့်လို့ရသေးတယ်ကွာနေအောင် main game mid tanking off lane anime ထည့်လို့ရ
5 seconds remaining
တကယ်လို့ဓာတ်စီယာလာခဲ့အဲ့လိုဆိုရင်
The green team's banning some dark seer.
ဒီဘက် anime ထွက်လာနိုင်သေးရဲ့အဲ့ဟာနည်းနည်းလေးအခုအချိန်က၄កောင်ထွန်သလာကိုကြိုက်နေပြီဘလို့ဖြစ်ကိုကြိုက်နေပြီခက်တာတကယ်လို့ anime ထွက်လာခဲ့ဘာဖြစ်သွားနိုင်လဲစဉ်းစား main game mid invo ကမနိုင်ဘူးအဲ့တော့ main game ကပုတ်သွားမယ်tanking off lane ကလည်းထင်သလောက်မစွမ်းဘူးဆိုတော့ရတော့တယ်ရအောင်ထွန်လာ game 1 ထည့်လို့ရပြီအောင်းပြောတာဒီ pick ကကြေးအောင်လည်းကြာသွားပြီချုံးနေအောင်ထွက်ရမှာလားဟုတ်တယ် elimination မှာထွန်လာ game 1 ထည့်ပြီကွာနော်အားလုံးပဲပြီးပြီကိုယ့်ရဲ့ပစ်ကြိုက်တဲ့ instinct ကိုယုံလိုက်မယ်
That dude's banning someone now
ပစ်ကြိုက်လုံးလို့ဆိုပြီးတော့ထည့်လိုက်တယ်ညီကမာတော့ကတော့ရှုံးသွားတယ်ပစ်ကြိုက်လို့ဆိုဆိုတော့ကြည့်ရမယ်လား liquid series ဝင်းလောက်လားတဲ့မောင်းတွဲထားလို့တဲ့အော်မောင်းတွဲထားလို့ဆိုရင်တော့ဝင်းလောက်လားမေးမနေနဲ့တော့ဝင်းအောင်လားဆူတောင်းလိုက်တော့မောင်းတွဲထားလို့ဆိုရင်
5 seconds remaining
ဒီကမှာတီယန်ရနိုင်လားရနိုင်တာဗောtop 8ဆိုတဲ့အဆင့်ကလည်းတော့မဟုတ်ဘူးတီယန်ယူသွားနိုင်တယ်ဂျားထဲမှာကိုယ်တွေမမျောလင့်ထားတာလေးတွေဖြစ်ပြီးတော့duration under duration over ပြောပြီးအောင်နဲ့ duration ကduration ကဘယ်လိုပြောရမလဲduration ကဒီကောင်တွေကအန်ဒါလည်းဖြစ်သွားနိုင်တယ်။ဘာလဲပြောမရဘူး။ဖိပြီဆိုရင်တကယ်ကို flawless ဖိတတ်တဲ့အသင်းတွေကွာ။liquid ကလည်း canvas ဆော့နိုင်တယ်။အဲ့တော့ချက်ကြည့်ရအောင်။ liquid က canvas နည်းနည်းဆော့နိုင်တဲ့တဲမှာပါနေပြီခုနောက်ပိုင်း။ဒေါ်နီပွဲတွေကြည့်လိုက်ရင်အနည်းဆုံးတော့ခံဆော့သွားနိုင်တယ်ရှုံးသွားခဲ့ရင်တော့အဲ့တော့
Radiant team pick
pick ကသားကြီး pick ကထုံးလာသားကြီးပိုက်တစ်ခွက်ထည့်လိုက်လို့ရှိရင် healing နဲ့ဒီဘက် sanking spell တွေဥဝင် spell တွေအကုန်ဘာသုံးစားလို့မရတော့ပြီးပြီတော့တူနေကပုံဝင်းနေတာလို့တဲ့
5 seconds remaining
သူပြောတတ်တယ်နော်တူဘီနဲ့မှာပုံဝင်းနေတာလို့ white moon လေးနဲ့ပူကျန်းတယ်ထင်လို့ပြောတတ်တယ်နော် white moon က visa မရလို့လေလို့white moon က visa မရလို့တူဘီကစတန်းနေဝင်စော်ပေးရတာသူတို့အတင်းမိတ်မှမဟုတ်တာဝိမှာဗောအတိတာကြီးပိုကောင်ကသူတို့အတင်းမိတ်လေလက်စီကာလစ်ကြီးအေးနိုင်ပြီကွာလစ်ကြီးစီကာတွေ့ရခဲ့တယ်နော်လစ်ကြီးစီကာတကယ်
5 seconds remaining
ဝင်းရိတ်များတဲ့ထဲမှာပါတယ်လစ်ကြီးစီကာဒီကွေအင်ရတော့မထုတ်တော့ဘူး အဲ့တော့ Dacia တိုင်နီကိုကောင်တာမယ်ဆိုရင်တော့သူတို့ကျန်တဲ့ lane တွေအကုန်ခွေးဖြစ်သွားမှာအဲ့တော့ AM မထုတ်တော့တော့အဲ့ကြောင့်ပူကြိုက်သွားထွန်းလာလာပါမင်္ဂလာပါဗျာမင်္ဂလာပါဗျာ
Well done.
Oh,
Whoever did that,
ho, ho.
let's
I
just
bet, I
put
bet.
to two now. Jeez. You may now
I
select
bet
your
they-
hero.
နောက်ဆုံးဝင်လာရင်တော့အဲ့ပစ်တွေဆောင်ရဲ impact ထွက်လွန်တယ်ဒီကမှာပွဲတော့ကလည်းမဒူစာအန်ဒါလော့တွဲသွားဟိုကောင်နေတိုင်ပတ်သွားတယ်အခုလည်းအန်ဒါလော့ကြီးထွက်လာပြီပြာချောင်းတွေပါနေဆိုရင်နောက်ဆုံး damage သူတော့တူရွေးရှင် over လည်းမစိုးဘူးထွန်းလာတာမယ်ဆိုရင်တော့ liquid က defend လို့ရပါပြီဥပါလေဂိမ်းသွားရင် Blessica နဲ့ main game က main game ပူကျန်းနေတာဟဲ့ဟိုဘက်မှာ invoker ရှိတယ်ဒါကတော့ okay ပြောရအနေနဲ့ခတ်သွားပြီဟုတ်တယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ထည့်ပြီးသွားပြီလေပုံမှန်ဂိမ်းကထည့်ပြီးသွားပြီနှုတ်လို့မရတော့ဘူးပြန်နှုတ်လို့မရတော့အားပေးရတော့မှာ let's go လက်ကြီးစီကာဘာဆိုလားနော်ကောင်းပြောတာ
Oh my God! It's almost time.
ကိုထည့်ထားလို့မဟုတ်ဘူးတကယ်ကောင်းတာ Razor စီကာတစ်ပေါက်အရှုပ်လို့မရဘူးဒီကြီးစီကာနဲ့ BZN one man show နဲ့ one man show info ကပြီးတော့ဒီကောင်က one နဲ့ဆော့မှာ ice wall ကန်နေ scepter ice wall ကန်နေ shed က ghost wall
Just enough time to make a cup of tea.
I earned myself a bad reputation.
几时喵喵，几时喵喵。
ဟုတ်တယ် increase the damage each per mana during a pull EMP I swear this okay အခုပဲပြောင်းနေထင်တယ်
Time
Cool,
to
I'll
get angry with each other.
ပြေးပြီလား33
Into
Nope.
the valley of death
Okay, the
rode
whole-
the five
you are, yeah.
idiots.
Oh dear, that must have hurt. First blood. Well,
ထောင်းရိုက်ခံလိုက်ရပြီဟဲ့33တို့သုံးတယ်နော် Let me watch pleaseနီရှားဆန်းကြီးကဖင်ပြောင်ကြီးလားဒီကောင်တမင်ဆောက်ခွက်ပြောင်လာတယ်နေဘာ item မှမထည့်တာဘူးဒါမှမဟုတ်ကိုယ့်စီမှာပဲဖြစ်နေတာဟုတ်ပါဘူးဒီမှာ Blessica ဆို item နေနဲ့ ကိုဝင်းဆိုလဲ item နေတယ်ဟုတ်တယ်ဒီကောင်တက်တက်ကို6ခွက်ပြောင်းတာ
Deny.
ဘာမှမတက်ထားဘူးအေးရောဘာမှကြီးကိုဆန္ဒပြနေတယ်တဲ့တောင်းမထုတ်ပေးလို့တဲ့ပရိုတွေ item တွေဖြုတ်ပြီးဆော့တယ်လို့ပါဝိုင်းဆန္ဒပြရင်ဖြစ်လောက်တယ်တဲ့မန်ကီလည်းဆက်နေပဲ။ဘာကောင်တွေလည်း item လေးတွေနဲ့မရတော့ပြန်အောင်ကွာ။နောက်ဆုံးတစ်ခေါက် try ရရင်အပြင်ကသွားကြည့်တော့မယ်။စိတ်မရှိတော့ဘူး။ဒီနေ့နေကမာပွဲကိုအင်္ဂိမ်းကကြည့်ခဲ့တာအကောင်3ပွဲလုံးကြည့်ထားတာ။မနက်ကအကောင်ညနေကျတော့ဘာဖြစ်သွား။ဘာမင်းမကောင်းကြောင်းပြောလိုက်လို့လားမသိဘူး။နောက်ဆုံးတစ်ခေါက် try မယ်မရဘူးကွာမရတော့ပြန်ဖြစ်သွားပြီဟုတ်ဘယ်ဒီရှိတယ်မနက်ကကြည့်တာအကောင်းတော့3ပွဲလုံးနေကမာပွဲဘတ်ဆော့3 3ပွဲလုံးကြည့်တာအကောင်း
This is a team that they felt like they were kind of missing some of their identity. They weren't sure exactly where they were going. Toby, he's going to be picked off here by Saberlight and Boxy. Liquid already 2-0 up in the laning phase.
It's such a strong laning phase for them. They have good matchups. The Sand King's just going to push out the mid. They got the counter pick versus the Bloodseeker lane. This Darkseer's against Monkey King, a notoriously difficult matchup and arguably one of the better Monkey King players in the world. If Liquid can pull this game out, it sets them up really well for the series because, again, you are trying to build hero pools for your players right now. It's one of the strengths of Liquid. The more series they play, the more they understand how they want to draft. The better they get.
International
draft that can play fast, can combine quickly around the map, can get stuff going, fights happening. It's the exact style of lineup they want to play. So therefore, if they can find success with it, it's a great way to start.
ဟိုပွဲကြီးကြည့်လို့မှမကောင်းတာသူဒီပြတ်မဲ့ပွဲကြီးဆိုပြီးတော့မကြည့်တော့တာလေဘိုက်ကန်နဲ့ PV နဲ့အကွာကြီးဟော
He's really been pushing that and
အဲ့ကြောင့်မပြတော့တာအဲ့ပွဲက
Why not?
No, I'm kidding. I got you. You believed it for a second.
I did. I actually fully bit that.
I mean, I'll get somebody at least once every time. You know, you could say any mid hero is going to go Helmadom.
I mean, it was that 7 Helmadoms or whatever craziness we had in that previous series that really got me going.
Well, that's why I was watching that series. Everyone's complaining about the Helmadominators. I'm thinking, we haven't had Tundra play yet today.
That's right. Hold it. Hold it.
Oh,
was
that off the mark?
That's right. ချော်သွားတာရောအဲ့ဒါ
Just on the edge still. Saberlight
What?
Boxy will
ထိရမှာအဲ့ Sunstrike ကြီးอ่ะ
healing cell for
ဟိုကခန္ဓာကိုယ်ကြီးကြီးပြီးပါတယ်ကွာ Sunstrike ချော်သွား
Saberlight, so they'll be okay.
At least you get some thirst going here, but
တေးသွားမှာရအောင်
couple
ရေး
spells off the mark early for Tundra. Maybe, you know, little jitters, got to warm up a little bit.
I think
In
that's
Legi, we
concerning
trust.
to me because, you know, draft aside, you know, what you do in the game is so important, and putting players on comfort heroes in elimination matches, I think is a really good way to start out the series. That is a little sad. And you've got a Crystallis Classic, where they have struggled to
Became
find
Maggie or
what
Legi
these
Blessy
heroes
guy or
for this- yeah,
Basulari.
right, they even picked a Razor, and it didn't work for them.
That is not a Razor meta. We just haven't seen anybody perform.
We've got BZM back on his
Basula
Invoker,
Basula
which is kind of his namesake at this
ဒီ
point.
ပွဲ
in time.
မိခဲ
His meta.
ဘာနဲ့ဆောင်းမယ်ထင်
United
တယ်
Vocal
item
players
ဘေး
come and go, but I feel like BZM's the best of the current batch.
ဟိုကဒဆိုနဲ့ဆောင်းမယ်လို့ထင်
Sure, and you could first pick
ဒဆို
it.
နှစ်ချက်ခုံးနဲ့ဆောင်းမယ်ထင်
Definitely sends a message. I don't
Maggie
think
game.
Liquid address the Invoker too hard.
လီဂျီ
either.
ကတော့
As
chain 2
Paul
နဲ့
said,
ဆောင်းမယ်ထင်တယ်
This is a pretty good Invoker game, especially for first pick Invoker. Like,
ဗီဒီ
there's
နဲ့
not
မ
a lot
ဆော
of
လောက်ဘူး
counterplay.
ပွဲ
Your Monkey is
chain
maybe
2
the best
ရဲ့
medic getting
BKB
on
ရဲ့အဲ့လို
top
သွား
of
လောက်
him.
တယ်
But Monkey is also a hero that really suffers against the Invoker control in the fight, that disarms the tornadoes, the ice wall. You can BKB, you can refresh your BKB in the late game to bypass it. But sometimes it can be difficult if those fights get drawn out, and BZM is a master of that. Trying to deny the
Look at
6-minute
all the
power.
heroes coming in.
Yeah.
33 came over with Soxa
Man, they
to
did
secure
not.
the power.
ရအောင်
That
ဟေး
is
ပါရုံ
crazy.
Did
ပါ
not
ရုံ
give this
control
really
ချက်
the
တွေက
same
နည်းနည်း
Still
နော်လား
Liquid potentially getting the pick off on Toby, as Tundra did bring a lot of heroes, but only one hero at the bottom lane, which was Toby, outnumbered 3-1.
Very slow start in this game for Tundra. Maybe Helmadom on the Invoker, you get some more levels on BZM. start picking up some kills with Sunstrike, it could speed it up, but that top lane was tough.
အဲ့ဒါလိုက်
with
ဟိုရ
Darkseer.
င်းနေပြန်ထူ
The Bloodseeker didn't find any of those extra kills bottom. There's not a lot of thirst being built up, chipping these heroes down.
ကျွန်တော်လည်းထည့်
and
ထား
the
တ
stacks
ယ်
are being built from Liquid.
လောက်ပါနဲ့အဲ့လို
Tundra
လောက်
can
ပါ
get in here and steal some of this. That
အကို
would
သ
be
ခင်လည်း
big
ထည့်ရင်
for
ထည့်ထားမှာ
Why'd you point to
တွ
the
န်ဒရာ
Lord
ဝင်တာ
Jesus
လို့
as
ကတ်တိုးလေး
the
ပြီးမှ
best
messenger ကနေလာလာပြီးကုန်ပြီကုန်ပြီလာလာပြော
follow up with the hood. I feel like that's a lot of initiation.
အတူတူကုန်တာတို့ပါလို့
Should address.
ဟာလက်ပြပုံတွေပြစ်ထည့်တာရအောင်
There's a kill. There's a
Pick an
kill.
app, pick an app,
Nice little push
sure.
in there. They're wrapping around. They can even go triangle now.
That's true. They can
international ကစားထဲမှာ OD 30ကြိုက်ဆုံး
I
တဲ့
think the
at least
Sand
block the
King.
ancient stack.
ကိုတော့အကုန်ကြိုက်တယ်အဲ့ Juo တွေ Juo တွေအကုန်ကြိုက်တယ်အခုဒီ Juo ဆိုလဲမိုက်တယ်
I feel like in some
SVG
sense, I
နဲ့
mean, Sand King's
Cap
gonna
နဲ့
do that to somebody or
မိုက်တာပဲ
like he can always use his
ဟို
whole kit jump.
ဗာလဲမနက်က Sans Fan နဲ့ဟိုဟာ Syndrome လဲမိုက်တာပဲဒီကောင်လေးပြောတာရဲ့အဲ့အခွေတွေပါတယ်ကွာအဲ့မပြင်းရအောင်
BKB and you can just commit, try and bring him down with nullifier or something.
SVG ဆိုလဲအဲ့လိုပဲဘာတွေပြောမှမသိဘူးတစ်ခါကြရင်အဲ့လို
Darkseer comes in, gives you some auras.
အတီးတွေနဲ့အတီးတွေနဲ့ရှီရ SVG ကြောင့်အတီးပေါက်ကြီးတွေနဲ့ရှီနေရ
Misha not going to be able to get it off thanks to the cold snap from BZM protecting himself.
He's
Misha
lingering.
still
OD ပစ္စည်းကြတော့ OD ပစ္စည်းနဲ့ Fog နော် Fog နဲ့ဒီကောင်လေး Juo လဲကောင်းတာ
Soxa and BZM.
ကောင်း hype တယ်
This mid lane is a brawl. This is. I think Liquid feel like they're playing against.
အဲ့ OD ပစ္စည်းနဲ့ Fog ကြတော့ hype ပဲ hype တာ
mid against tri-lane
အဲ့
mid.
လိုတိတ်ပြီးတော့ဟာတာတွေပါတိတ်မပါဘူးအဲ့လိုအေးစစ်စစ် game ပွဲတစ်ပွဲကြည့်မယ်ဆိုရင်ဒီတွဲတွေကပုံမိုက်တယ်အဲ့ Sans Fan တွဲတို့အခု SVG တို့အတွဲတို့ကပုံမိုက်တယ်
This is the issue. I mean, you can jungle,
အဲ့လို
but
အာချောင်းတာလေး
it's
ပြော
not nearly as fast as what this Monkey King is getting out of this.
ဆောင်းရ
early game.
final လို့ဟာမျိုးဆောင်း hype ပြီးကြည့်နေတယ်ဆိုရင်တော့အဲ့ OD ပစ္စည်းတို့အတွဲကဆောင်းမိုက်
To help
ဟိုက
win this
ပွဲတစ်ပွဲကို
Monkey
သူ
King
တို့
match,
cast လိုက်ရင်
it's just
ဆောင်း
not
hype
something you're going to overcome. Even more pressure on the Invoker in this game.
Which means Chrysalis needs to be careful, right? Because we've seen Big A, he does like to do the gate
အဲ့ကိုရီး
rotations.
legendary caster ကြီးတယောက်ရှိပါသေးတယ်
I think he's
အားလုံး
just
မေ့
having
နေ
such
ကြ
a good time.
Sure.
Why risk
မှတ်မိလား
it?
legendary
Monkey
caster
can do whatever he wants. Like
2v1 ကိုမှတ်မိသေးလား 2v1
Nisha, I do think Tundra did a really good job of punishing the first round, that hard camp stack, but the ancient stack is still going to go the way of Nisha.
Might get
They
some
maybe
of 'em.
get a little bit of it. They got one last
ခွေ
hit.
တွေထဲမှာ Sans Fan လားအသေးရဟုတ်ပါလို့အဲ့ Sans Fan ဆောင်းရရှိရကိုအဲ့အကြောင်းကြိုက်တယ်
But it's hard
သူ့
not
အ
to
တန်
lose
နဲ့
it
ကွာ
when
သူ့အတန်3နဲ့အဲ့လို
trying to get back.
ဆောက်တလွဲကြီးရှောက်ပြောတာဆောင်းရရှိရ
Somebody is going to be glimpse picked off.
They got one creep out of that camp.
ဘာထည့်ထားလဲထွန်းထွန်းnumber 1
Think you're gonna rotate
ထွန်း number 1ထည့်တာလောလောဆယ်တော့ခြေနေမကောင်း1-4ဖြစ်နေတယ်
Maybe with some help.
ကိုယ်ပဲလေရတယ် BZM info ကလေကိန်းမှာဆွမ်းတာ အစ်စေးပဲအော်ပြန်ဆွဲခံလိုက်ရပြီကွာဟိုဘက်ကောင်လေးအပိုင်တက်တာနော်တေးပြီးဝုံခုံးတွေဝိုင်းရိုက်တာ Sorry.
That's a super nice rotation from Mikke. He's having a free game. Well, it's even freer now. Now he's taking it.
အဲ့မြောက်ကိုတစ်ခု
to the
လောက်
biggest
ကွာ
counter, slowing down the Invoker game, speeding up his own.
ဟုတ်ပြီ
First rupture going to be
Oh,
used.
we-
Secret Light.
toss back
Is he
အိုး
really
ဆက်စားရေး
trying to
ဘာလုပ်နေရ
get
လဲ
the toss on him so they can get the extra range on the rupture. Secret Light
Huh?
giving it to Soxa easy. And now
ဆက်စား
Soxa
toss
in
back
the
ကိုဘယ်လို
tower is
သုံး
just
နေရ
gonna
တော့
do what
အိုး
he
လာ
can,
လာ
but he knew he overstepped
စလိုဟ
himself.
န်
That's the one combo they have to guarantee, some thirst activation. Use this
That's
rupture.
aye.
Doesn't really matter who your
Mr.
rupture
That's
target is if you
aye.
toss him back. But this has been
Now
a
we
really
are.
slow early game for Soxa. Just not finding those little openings he wants. The Darkseer had to go jungle early, so he had to give up that lane pressure. You're just stuck skirmishing around mid. It's Toby on a power rune, round 3.
โอ้อีชายาวโอ้ nice dominator hurricane
The use of the hurricane
beautiful.
from BZM. BZM,
Wow.
the master of all elements. Call him Avatar. A meteor
Wow.
drop, little cold snap action.
မိုက်တယ်နော် tornado လေးဟို
and a
hurricane နဲ့
hurricane
ဖြတ်ဆွဲ
from
ပလိုက်
the
တာဟိုကောင် chocolate တုံးထက်စားသွား
That was beautiful usage. Catching the Sand King
So
off
apparently
guard.
Toby just can't. No matter where
Hey.
he goes in the river, apparently Liquid always be there to kill him.
He has had a rough time trying to secure some of these runes and at least some control for BZM.
အေကင်းရောက်ပါမလားတဲ့အာရောက်တာ
Overall,
ဗော
though, you look at the net worth, like where this
အခုလို
Invoker
မျိုး
is sitting,
7k
it's not
2k
too
တာ
bad.
ဖြစ်နေရ no different ကိုကြည့်ပါလား
How
မကွာဘူး
wonky
လေ
a lot of these rune fights were, and you're going up against Hoodwink,
Invoker နဲ့
Disruptor,
Blessy
pretty
က
strong in these
no
early
2နဲ့3မှာ
runs
ရှိ
with
တယ်
all the
ဒါ
levels, especially
မကွာဘူးပဲ
Insane having the early
တခုပဲ
level 6.
Dexy ကနည်းနည်းလေးမွတ်နေတယ်ခါတိုင်း33အဲ့လောက်မမဟုတ်ဘူးအခုမှမွတ်နေ
Okay position, barring
ဒီပွဲက33ထောင်မှတော့ရမယ်သူ့ရဲ့ bike တွေ magazine တွေလိုအပ်တယ်
line out.
အိုး nice
Quick little kill.
ဒီကြီး
Nice pickup. It's Chrysalis who makes
This
the
G is
first
doing
run
it.
through the gate.
ဟိန်းတူနဲ့ဆော့နေပြီဒါပဲလေဟိုကောင်ကလည်းနှစ်ချက်ခုတ်တက်ဆိုလာမှလားမသိဘူးမဟုတ်ဘူးကွာနှစ်ချက်ခုတ် BKB သွားမှာဒီကောင် BKB မှာတက်ဆိုလာမှာတဲ့
Liquid need to keep finding little connections, combinations.
Legit chain to BKB
That's where
their chain to
will thrive, especially if you can get the Underlord to gate in on a certain play around the mid lane, off of a glimpse.
Hey, I Padibo. Oh. Tornado miss. Tornado miss.
Right, but frankly, he's not really looking like himself when it comes to these usually perfect.
Yes, Gamala. Yes, Matiao. Dominator at two Invoga. Yes, share.
So many stacks going into this man right here.
So a Dominator. Wallo di various Dominator.
They feel like going into Tundra is too
Dominator
risky with everybody available to respond. They have the connection capability though with this monkey, and they do instant smoke it.
Tiny Dominator.
Who is the most important person to shut down?
You want to go on Invoker or Bloodseeker, one of those two. These are the two damage dealers for Tundra. Darkseer is going to play a utility role, slowing him down, not that relevant. He doesn't have great wall targets this game anyway to scale on his own.
Sure.
You want to shut down the primary scalers and damage dealers, it's always going to be these two. They are looking for Crystallis down here, but they're a little late. Little late to the party. He finished Maelstrom. He's already out of here. Nice read from him.
Legit မသေးဘူး Ghost နဲ့ကွာတယ်တွေ့လား
3 to recover.
တော့
Gotta remember.
သူ့လာနေပြီဆိုတော့အနံ့ရအဲ့လိုဖြစ်နေရမှာ carry တကောင်က
He has a creep with Ion Shell pushing.
ဒါလေးဆောက်လဲလုတ်တက်တာလေးကလွယ်လို့ Legit လဲသူ့အနေနဲ့သူကောင်းတယ်တွေ့လား
Yeah, as soon as he got that helmet dom, his net worth is starting to recover. He's actually
ပြန်ပြီးတော့ smoke နဲ့ပြန် white တော့
This
မှာ
is a
အောက်လန်း
real dom hero. You know,
Oh, nice
this
play.
is a fake dominator. This is a hero that you would normally buy it on in a lot of metas.
အဲ့ဖတီးပုံလို့အဲ့ဖတီးပုံနည်းနည်းဆိုးတယ်
Tundra eyeing up Saberlight bottom. They want the airlines.
ချာဟုတ်တယ်ဟုတ်တယ်ရောအဲ့မှာသွေးတော့ရောက်သွားအာဒီဘက်မှာလည်း counter initiate ရှိပြီးသားကွာ BCM Majestic Ghost Wall အော်မရလိုက်ဘူးဓာတ်စီကလည်းရောက်လာပြီ Okay Legit Devil K တော့တော့2-2 trade ပဲ mid နဲ့ off lane နဲ့တော့တည်ထားတယ်ပေါ့နော် Liquid ဘက်က Wow What a fight
Get the better of that engagement so far.
That is wrong မရှိတော့ချချင်ချလို့ရတယ်ဒီမှာ Tiny 1-2 ဘာညာမကလာ
Jumping into a tree.
Left right နဲ့ Tiny 1-2 နဲ့တွဲနိုင်ရသေးတယ်အော်မရတော့
surrounded by the Wukong command illusions. He will die. So a third kill going the way of Liquid.
မှန်ကချလို့ရတယ်သူက 3v3 Left right နဲ့
Tundra outside of the
ဟိုကောင် 1-2 နဲ့
continue.
Exia ဆွဲစုရတယ်အဲ့နားလေးမှာပတယ်လေးတစ်ဖြတ်ဆိုင်လို့ရ
The Invoker and the Monkey King gets another kill.
Left right အဆုံးနဲ့
That's
ဆော့
the
နေတာ
differential you're trying to make up here. Good fight for Crystallis though. You finally get that Rupture Toss connection. Again, the Darkseer is going to continue to recover really well here with the wave pulling. And ultimately, your 5-man team fight as Tundra is not going to be as strong until the Darkseer joins those skirmishes.
Yeah.
And he has some auras to offer. It's a really good pipe game for the Darkseer.
လူကြီးလည်း Cruise ရဲ့အကျန်းဆုံးအဆိုးဆုံးဆော့ပြီးရှုံးထွက်လာ
But
Holy
Glimmer Capes as well.
Wow.
Like, Tundra can get up 1 or 2 Glimmer Capes.
Swift system
Liquid are going to hit this mid-game point where you hit that valley with the Sand King. He's just all magic damage. If you get Pipe, Glimmers, Mage Slayer, whatever the item of the meta is up,
6တင်းမှာ3တင်းပဲ group
you can
ကို
just take
ကွင်း
these
လုံး
head
ကျွတ်
on
တက်တယ်
clashes. Mid-game strength is
3
going to
တင်း
be
က
a big
ပြုတ်တယ်
problem, but you can kite the Monkey
10
King
တင်း
a
က
little bit in this game. You have
အခု
Decrep,
elimination
you have
ဆော့
some
ရ
toss mechanics, you have Surge, you have a really fast Bloodseeker. You have ways to get out of Wukong. Even if Mickey has an early BKB, you know, he's not going to be able to chase you infinitely. So I think there's a
Liquipedia မှာသွားကြည့်
route
ကြည့်
to
လိုက်
winning
ဘရို
big games
ဟို
like
အပြင် Liquipedia မှာ
insane team fight oriented draft.
The International
That's it.
2025 group stage
On the
အညာ
offensive side of things, right? It may be a bad wall game, but it is a great vacuum game, right? Blood Right, Avalanche, Meteor. The biggest one, I think, from the Invoker. The highest potential combo damage here from Tundra. Liquid got to be really careful in their positioning in team fights. One good vacuum could just be a team wipe.
You do not want to clump.
15 မိနစ်နောက်က 1K ပဲ ACL မှာ Legit ကဒုတိယနေရာမှာရှိတယ် Mechanic ကတော့ကျွန်းနေတယ်ဟိုသိလားဒီကောင်နည်းနည်းလုံးမရတော့
The damage is already done.
တကယ်ကိုနည်းနည်းတစ်ခုလုပ်ပေးပါအောင်
If Liquid do
Rupture
clump,
toss
I mean, that's on them, right? They've got heroes that can really spread out in a team fight. Monkey King, Sand King, like highly mobile heroes that like to hit from angles you're not expecting.
They can space it pretty well. They can also
Sister တချို့တင်းတွေကပွဲချောင်းတယ်လို့ပဲတဲ့အဲ့ဒါအမှန်ပဲကိုလည်းအဲ့ဒါကိုပြောချင်နေတာ
The hoodwink? Yeah.
ချို့တင်းတွေကကန်ကောင်းတယ်
Lose a bunch of move speed.
သိလား
Yeah.
You
ဟုတ်
feel
လဲဆို
that's another tool that
ဟို
they have. Look for this long-range burst damage that can come out. And
နှစ်
of
ပွဲ
course,
ရှုံး
you have
တစ်
that
ပွဲ
boomerang
နိုင်
combo with
နှစ်
the
ပွဲရှုံး
Sand
တစ်ပွဲ
King.
နိုင်အ
Going
သင်းတွေ
Sand
ကွာ
King
ဥပမာ
amp
6
up
သင်း
all
ရှိ
that
တယ်
magic
ပတ်လည်
damage,
တွေးကြမယ်
it's just
ဆိုရင်
straight nasty.
ကန်ဆိုးတဲ့အသင်းကဆောင်းအဲ့ဒီထဲမှာမှတော်တော်ကောင်းတဲ့အသင်းနဲ့တွားတူရောဒါလည်းအဲ့ဒီဟာကိုလည်းဘလို့မှ balance ဖြစ်အောင်တော့လုံးလို့တော့မရဘူးကွာဘယ် system မှာဆိုမဆို flaw ကတော့ရှိတာပဲမရဘူး error ပေါ့နော် error တော့ရှိတာပဲဒီဟာကအဲ့လိုကိုကြီးသလားလို့ဒီ error အဲ့လို
Tanky hero, he is still a support hero. Toby's actually going to try and help him, so they drop the Static Storm, stopping Toby with the heal.
Toby, yeah,
Catch
degree
both the
fight.
supports out of this, and last
Tornado
fight,
hold there,
BZM
chocolate don't
Driven
defending
by
blast.
a
Yo.
beautiful tornado into the meteor, but unfortunately the pipe takes the meteor damage. Look just
ဟိုဘက်လည်းပိုက်ရနေ
Meteor
ပြီ
really doesn't
ကွာ
get much done with
ဆေး
that
မလိုက်က
at all.
ပိုက်ကြီးနေအဲ့တော့
Sure,
damage ကမတိုး
tower,
ဘူး
but Nisha doesn't lose much for it.
oh oh
He just sandstorms. Not even the
ဒီ
illusions
ဘက်
can hit him.
33ပိုက်လုံနေပြီဘတ်တယ်ကပိုက်အရင်ထွက်တဲ့ဘက်ကတာတယ်အဲ့လိုဖြစ်နေတာ
Get some tower damage.
ပေးမလိုက်ကြီးကပိုက်ရနေပြီ
Awkward fight for Tundra. I mean, Liquid end up clumping on that choke point. The spell usage looks great.
လက်စီကလည်းပြောရမယ်ဆို dominator တွေပါတွေသွားနေရတော့ပိုက်ကနည်းနည်းလေးနောက်ကျအဲ့ကွက်ဖြစ်နေနောက်ဘောကပြောရမယ်ဆိုအတူတူပဲဆိုတာ 7k 7k off lane နဲ့ကောင်ဒါပေမဲ့ပိုက်အရင်ထွက်သွားတဲ့
Had an
အတွက်
opportunity to punish
အခု
Mickey
ဘတ်တယ်ကြီးက
on the
တာ
side of
သွား
the
တာ
as he pushes towards the BKB because he's going to have it for the rest of the game.
ကန်ကောင်းတဲ့အသင်းဆိုတာနေကမာပေါ့ဘယ်ကနေကမာမှာကန်မကောင်းဘူးနေကမာကန်ဆိုးတာပေါ့
So fast here.
5-0 နဲ့သွားတွေ့
50 CS level 12.
Now we watched Pure's Monkey.
Lower bracket မရှိတော့ဘူးလား
go
ရှိ
for
တယ်
the
lower bracket ရှိ
early
တယ်
radiance. This
ဒီ
one is a
elimination က
very
တက်သွားပြီ
early
ဆို
game
ရင်
and much more
အပေါ်
defensive
မှာ
build
8 သင်း
Saber into BKB.
top 8က
You want to talk about like the differences
upper lower ပြန်ဆော့ရ
mentality wise between
နောက်
these
ထပ်
two builds?
brand new
I mean,
bracket
Pure is going to be a little greedier always.
Sure.
He's going to want to scale. He's going to want to farm, take more of the farm off the map. Mickey's going to play for the fights. He's always going to think about
Mickey
what that
that's what
5-man
I'm
fight looks
talking
like
about.
because the team is
ဒီ
expecting
ဘက်
him
ကို
to
တဆူ
always
သွားမယ်
connect
ထင်
towards
တာဘာလို့
major
ပကနာတို့
leader. So
invoker
he
တို့
has
က
to hit earlier times.
အမ
He
အ
has
နှု
to
တ်ခံရ
have
တာ
that
ကိုဆောင်း
ability
ကြောက်
to
တယ်
come
ယူ
online
တွေ
and can punch
Online
with the
side
team
check ရိုက်လိုက်တာ
at
နဲ့
12 minute
အသက်
mark,
ပြောက်
at the 16-minute mark, at that 20. Like he
အဲ့လို
can't
ပွဲမှာ
go
သူက
some radiance
Nullify သွား
into
အေး
whatever,
Nullify
and
လည်းလို
AFK
လိုပါ
farm for 30 minutes, you know.
degree
I
fine
do think that while it fits Liquid's style, I can't help but thinking that Radiance looks so good because they were matched up against Helma Doms.
ရတော့မယ်ရတော့မယ်ပိုက်ရတော့မယ်33လောက်ထား
Just pushing in
ကြာယူ
waves
ကြာယူ
over and over again. It ended up being just perfect for the game. And I feel like if
It
Liquid
does feel
doesn't
nice.
get a lot done in this next 10 minutes, you're going to regret this item choice.
I mean, the Radiance feels good because you farm up, you disassemble it, you go into this nullifier later, right? Like the natural item progression scale-wise feels amazing because it builds into everything you want, and you get the farm.
ဒီကောင်တွေက dominator တွေကိုအခုလိုတုံးနေတာလည်းပါတယ်သိလားသတိထားမိလားအဲ့ dominator crit တွေကတမန်လုံးလျှောက်သွားနေအဲ့ဟာက
it makes your team overall stronger, it puts your team in a better
ဖေရှင်လည်းရ
That's how
နေသ
Liquid
လို
like to play.
အခုလိုမျိုး crit တွေကိုအဲ့လိုတောထဲကိုခေါ်သွားပြီးတော့
Of course, you have to execute.
အချိန်ဆွဲနေ
The
ရ
style that 33 is
Hey,
going to be
dominator
very
ဆက်နေကြတယ်ဆိုတာအများကြီးပဲအဲ့လိုပေးတဲ့ attribute တွေရော armor တွေပါတွေပါတဲ့အပြင်မှာ play ဆိုင်နေအဲ့လိုတွေဖြစ်လာအဲ့ dominator crit ရှောက်သွားတဲ့ map တစ်ခွင်မှာသိရမလားအဲ့လိုရှောက်နှောင်းနေအဲ့လို dominator ဆက်ခြင်းရည်ရွယ်ချက်တွေကတဖြည်းဖြည်းနဲ့ပို့ပြီးတော့များလာ
A lot of these plays, to be honest.
ကြည့်နေ
I don't think they're getting a lot of these extra kills.
နေရဲ့ဘက်ဆို
They
crit
don't
ခေါ်
have
သွား
the
မယ်တာနေရဲ့ဘက်ဆိုလို့ရှိရင်လည်းအဲ့ကောင်ကို observer လို့အသုံးပြုမယ်ရှောက်သွားခိုင်းထားမယ်ဘာလို့ဒီကောင်ကြီး
glimpse. With the split push threat, still
It's him
throwing
on the
fights.
Yeah.
Just so
Boost
up the
speed
top.
ရတယ်မြင်
You're seeing all of Liquid's cores continue to climb this chart.
He'll be
အဲ့
another
တော့
source
dominator
of
crit တွေကို boost speed short တော့မလားမသိ
inside of Wukong's command once he gets the Zag and
next
himself,
patch
he'll have the
next
double
patch
hits.
ကြရင်
There's another Dom kill on. There's a lot of gold.
အောက်မှာ
for
လက်
Feet
ကြီး
away.
လက်ကြီးရှော့ပြီ
Oh, this is
observer
bad.
ဝက်အောက်ကြီး
Chris
မှာ
was caught farming up Ancients. No chance to get anything off. Not that
ဖြည်း
he
ဖြည်းချင်း
has
မော
a
က်နေပြီ
BKB that would protect him. He was dead 100%, but Burrow strike into the bushwhack. It's going to be a deadly duo
ဖြည်း
for
ဖြည်း
much
ချင်း
of
မော
the
က်နေ
game
ပြီ
for Liquid.
hey
This is just Tundra routing the map.
ပိုက်ရ
trying to
နောက်ကျ
get to
လို့
some
ကွာ
sort of item
လုံးဝ
time
ချ
where
မ
they
ရ
can
တော့
fight back, maybe around
တော်တော်ဆိုးသွား
the
ပြီ
Bloodseeker
လို့အဲ့ဒါ
BKB. There's the pipe for the Darkseer.
Toby, he's going to go for the last hit on the tower, and he gets it.
Nice little snipe. That's
And-
20-minute mark, so you got to think about the Tormentor 2 Liquid just already there, man. Not giving any openings. They're just a little ahead, hitting all these timings faster, translated them into objectives.
Good
Didn't get the
try
snipe,
from
but-
BZM, well aware that they are doing the Tormentor, tries to snipe it. And not the best shard. They definitely wanted the boomerang over this one. Considering all the magic damage they are putting into us. You and I were having a back and forth conversation last time we casted Sand King game, talking about how good
Don't
and
Ali
bad
PG
this
like
hero
that.
is. Talked about how it reaches this valley.
Don't
in the
Ali
mid-game
PG
where
like
it
that.
doesn't have
Nigga
Agam
man
Scepter,
load da.
but he has it super early. Blink Ags, highest net worth right next to the Monkey King. So when he does finally show off that next epicenter, it's going to do big damage. It's only gonna keep scaling
ဟုတ်ပြီ
as it goes
အချိန်ဆွဲရသလောက်ဆွဲဒါကတော့
It's like a truck.
เนาะအချိန်ဆွဲရမှာပဲ
You
အီ
go
မို
up
ကာနဲ့
against
ဘလက်စီကာနဲ့
level
အတွက်
25 plus
အပိတ်
5 or 6 slot Sand King. It is one of the most terrifying heroes in the game.
It's funny because the hero used to be just trash when it comes to scaling, but being given an extra addition to your spell like the Aghanim Scepter does.
ဘက်စာမူရန်ကမပါသေးဘူးဘက်စာမူရန်က
I think so much of Tundra's
Rim
game
Master
revolves
တော့ပါတယ်
around
Rim Master သုံးတယ်လေ
the
ဒီနေ့
tosses. Can you find good toss
Oh,
targets? Can you
back to
start the
back
fight?
Helmet Dom kills.
Uro
That
Rim Master
They've
သုံးသွားတယ်
really
လေ
fed a lot of these away.
ဝဲ
was 232 gold from player-controlled units.
This is the third or fourth time I've seen it go straight into Liquid's hands. Quick smoke from Tundra though might not be a move Liquid expect as they were busy.
ဟေး
killing the
အမမန်ကြီးနဲ့
Dominators.
တွေ့ပြီ
Is it
အိုး
possible
goes
for them
right
to
into
kill
it.
BKB?
အော်
BKB goes
BKB
on.
နဲ့
No.
ဟုတ်သားပဲမေ့
They
နေတာ
can control
BKB
him
ရှိ
though,
တယ်
and he'll just TP away.
ဘလက်ဟိုးဆွဲကွာ
Yeah,
ရှုပ်လို့
that is something that can almost always happen in this game. So you have like a
BKB TV ကိုဖြတ်ဖို့တစ်ခုလောက်
no
ပိုင်
BKB
ကောင်းမယ်
control in this lineup.
လက်ကြီး BKB ပြီးရနဲ့ bash သွားတော့လက်ကြီးက BKB ပြီးအပြားချောင်းသွားမှာကွာ ထောက်ထားတဲ့ပုံစံကြီးအရာ
I mean, it's only a 5,000
အဲ့ဒီ
net
မှာ
worth
သွား
lead,
ဦးလား
and we're getting closer to the BKB.
ဟေးဟုတ်ပြီ
now
ဟုတ်
they
ပြီ
found the Nisha Sand
အရှိလေကိုစနက်
Illusion Rune.
ကိုစနက်တော်နေတို့အဲ့ကောင်တော်နေတို့ကနည်းနည်းချော်တာများနေပြီ
Keep anybody inside of it. Still going
အေး
for
Sun's
Nisha.
right ထိတယ်
On the mark. It's not going to be enough damage.
ဟုတ်သေးတယ်
Not
လောက်
quite
ပါအောင်
yet. That's
ကတ်ထားကတ်ထားနောက်ကနေကတ်ထား
First strike up in a second. 33.
Lucky went oh nice 33 very good very good ဟုတ်တယ်ဟုတ်တယ်တက်စားနေနဲ့မာတယ်အေးစေးပဲ toss back လို့ရသေးတယ်ရော့ဟုတ်တယ်ဗျာ
and Liquid just trying to continue the
ကိုစ
retreat
နက်ကို
here.
စနက်
BZM catching
ဟုတ်တယ်
up.
အပြားချောင်းအမှ ghost wall အော် ghost wall တောင်ဖြစ်တယ်ဘိုင်းလေအဲ့ဒါ ice wall ဟိုနေတို့ထိသွားပြီ Sun's right
completely flipped on a switch, and Tundra are now going to take the lead as they hunt down a
What?
fourth hero on Liquid Boxy with no
ဒါပဲ
more
လေဒါပဲလေ
trees
ဟို
to be able
တုံး
to hide through.
အဲ့လိုဖြစ်နေရ
Will be run down.
breath အစင်ဟိုကအဲ့လိုအစင်
Lead just
အဲ့လေ
evaporates.
Completely
ဒါတော့
gone in the
ဒါတော့
blink
တ
of
ခွက်
an
ကြံ
eye.
သေးတယ်ဒီကောင်လေး vacuum ဆွဲပြီးတော့ avalanche ပြီးရင် black right combo တွေရှိသေးတယ်နော်
Even without the rupture,
အဲ့ဒါတွေ
they're
မ
able
မြင်
to
ရ
take
သေး
the
ဘူး
Sand King down with the final punch off the dark
ရှင်နေ
suit.
ကောင်း
That
သွား
was
ပြီ
as
ရှင်နေ
close
ကောင်းသွား
as
ပြီ
it
ဒါ
gets.
upper hand
Look towards Saksa. I mean, he has done this before. This is one of the things that won him his TI ring.
TI လည်းပြီးတော့
on
ကြောင်
that
ဖတီး
Queen's
ဖြစ်သွားတ
Thunder
ယ်
squad.
ကြောင်ဖတီးဖြစ်နေပြီ
These guys know how to play around the support tiny so
အ
damn
သေးစားလို့
well. This guy
ဖတီး
is
ဖြစ်
one
နေ
of
ပြီ
the
ကြောင်
best
က
support tinies to ever play this game. He will find the tossbacks, and he will outmaneuver you in the fight. And if you don't shut him down, if you don't commit big ults to bring this tiny down, he's going to keep doing it over and over and over. And there isn't really a good reply to this style of gameplay that Liquid have, other than they jump Tundra first.
ခု
and
န
they
ပြေး
just
ထည့်ထား
force
တယ်
the fight in a
2.7
situation where
အာ
the
ကို
Tiny
က
has
ပွဲ
to
စား
go
တွေက
into
ထည့်
the
တာ
massive AoE.
ပွဲစားတွေက 2.1 တွေက
If
ထ
you
ည့်
chase
တာ
him down one by one,
graph speed တွေကလုံးဝ
Tundra
ကြိုက်
can
လို့
be really happy in that kind of situation.
အဲ့တော့ South Land မလုပ်ဖို့ပဲလိုတယ်ဒီတိုင်းလေးပဲဒီတိုင်းလေး fine နေပြီ
Continues. So Liquid get 5
အေးစေးပဲ
heroes
ဆက်
back
ဖန်
up.
လို့ရပြီဘာတဲ့တပွဲပိတ်ပြီးသွားပြီဆိုတော့
They can't really
ဟို
catch
ကောင်နေနည်းနည်း
anybody
ပြာ
on the
သွား
side
ပြီ
of Tundra. Chrysalis
ပြန်
now
ဖန်
has a BKB,
invoker
so
refresher တွေဟိုကောင် one man
not
show လုပ်လို့
nearly
ရ
the
အောင်
same
လို့
kind of threat. He can play a bit more aggressively out on the map, and obviously he's a much bigger threat. Good catch though from
Ooh,
Boxy. Finds Toby once again. Glimmer Cape, but they have some dust.
ကြောတကောင်နဲ့တွေ့ရင်တော့ရှောမှာ
Perfect game for Mickey continues 6-0.
It just means he's worth a lot of gold when he dies.
Yeah, he really. It does feel like if the Monkey King goes down in this game,
PS က dress ဆန်းနေသလားလို့ကြည့်ရ Team Spirit ကဘာဖြစ်သွားလဲဆိုတော့ဟိုမှာ
nonetheless, Liquid continue to scale up. They have the Underlord Ags.
Ya
there's the
Toro
BKB
ပြောတာ
and the
လေ
Sand King. I mean, they're ready to take the 5-on-5. The
ဗါလေ
only thing you're really missing is
သူ
that
TI နာ
Nullifier.
နီးမှလာအားရအောင်အေး
BKB,
သိပြီ
so
လား
Saksa, well, he may have a shield
Baby
room,
ball.
a guaranteed
Who know
epicenter
him? Who
right
let him
in
about it?
Saksa's face. Did get quite the reaction out of Liquid, though.
လက်ကြီးတော့ရှိတယ်
Plus
ကွာ
that
အနားမှာ
BKB
ဒါပေမဲ့ဘာလို့ဝင်မချ
I could see Tundra
That is
trying to do something about this.
Roshan kind of-
Well, get thrown out. That's
Yeah, I guess so.
it's a
စ
tough
မို့
break.
ချအောင်မှာ4ယောက်5ယောက် status from မရှိဘူး
Look at Tundra
အနာ
smoked
လို့
up,
စင်မရှိ
hunting
ဘူး
around this power rune.
ချတင်တယ်အော်ဓက္ကာကြီးကွာအေးဆေးပါလိုက်ကိုရပြီဆေးပါလိုက်ကိုရပြီ
He's not going to be as lucky. He gets ruptured. and
Oh,
he's
there.
gonna stand
Oh,
still
there.
for long enough.
Oh, there. ဒီမှာ
Roshan
monkey
Battle
monkey
coming in. Silva
monkey
with
ပြုတ်ကြလာပြီ
and the Wukong's command.
Nisha
And
Nisha
will
ကို
try and fight this
ဟုတ်တယ်
out.
ဟုတ်တယ်ဗျာ
The extra help without the
BK ကိုတော့မ
He
ခုံ
will
နဲ့
tie the magic
monkey
damage.
king ring ထဲမှာဆိုနည်းနည်း respect တော့ပေးလို့ရတယ်
Tundra just walked out of it rather easily. Mickey, they're trying to spot him here, but he's
Thank
jumped
you,
into
I hope
the
I keep
trees,
on throwing him.
and he is out. But another team fight that Tundra walks away the better for it.
And look at the damage coming out from this Bloodseeker. 5,000. I thought they were going to have
ဒီကြီး
issues
Bloodseeker ကို
ramping
ရှိုး
him
ဒါ
up,
မှ9000တွေ့လား
but he's just going to ramp himself up.
ဘာဆိုလား
Run in,
အဲ့
get a
ကောင်
good
Bloodseeker
rupture target on one of these
ခေ
big
တ်တစ်ခါ
players
ဘာ
and
ဆို
just
လား
let him
စတေး
down.
ခွတ်တော့
Can't TP out unless you have BKB because of all the control from the tiny Darkseer Invoker. So once you're ruptured, it's just a man fight. And honestly,
ဟိုဘက်ဖတ်တီးဘုတ်က
this
သွေးပန်းပြီးချောနေ
doing
ကောင်း
enough
တယ်ကွာ
damage with this build.
သွေးပန်းတာမခံနိုင်ဘူးကြည့်
In that man fight. Another nice team fight win for Tundra. They'll claim an Aegis here, continue to push towards the Bloodseeker Ags. And that is a powerful Aegis in this game. Even if you don't get a lot
လူ
of
ချန် over ချတာ
Aegis
အခုထိမ
itself,
တက်ကြ
you can
သေးဘူးလေဟာ
wear through a couple ults. You
ထွန်
can
ဒရာ
wear
မထည့်
through
လိုက်
a
ဘူးလား
Wukong
လို့ဒီလောက်
duration,
ပြော
end
နေ
up
ထွန်
winning
ဒရာ
you the
ထွန်ဒ
fight
ရာလို့ game 1
just by forcing spells out of Liquid.
ဟိုအေးဆေးပဲတွေ့တာအပေါ်စီးကကြည့်နေရ
Little rat action here, but
လက်စီယာဝေါ်နဲ့အင်ဗိုကာဝေါ်
I think Tundra
တွေ
feeling a
ဂျား
lot
ထဲ
more
မှာအန်နာ
comfortable
လော
in this game once they started
တိုင်
taking
ဘ
the
က်မှာ
fight to Liquid, just playing off the strength of this tiny
Thank
initiation.
you,
and
and
now they
Sway.
have Crimson plus
Ice
Pipe
Watch
from this Darkseer to back
Avalanche
up the team
Bone.
fight.
ကဲပဲ
I love that two different successful plays.
liquid ဘက်
off of
BKB တွေအ
making
ကုန်
a
ထည့်မှ
goal
ရ
and
မှာအဲ့
getting
အန်ဒါလောကအစ
out of
BKB
Liquid,
ထည့်မှရမှာဒီ
but
ကောင်
then
လေး
immediately
ဗတဲ့
smoking
ဗတဲ့မှာ
going again,
ချခြင်း
right? Saying that these
ဒီ
heroes
တိုင်း
are
မရ
too
ဘူး
reliant on the
အဲ့
BKB.
ice water ball က
they
ဆောင်း
can't
ဆို
win a fight, right? If Monkey King doesn't have his BKB,
Hit,
then he is
hit, free
potentially
kick,
food
free kick.
for this Bloodseeker and this Invoker. Found Insania this time. He's not going to be able to get off the blink. Nisha once again trying to make his
တွေဖြေ
initiation.
ထားတယ်အေးဆေးပဲစမ်းကင်းစပဲဆိုတာဘာမှန်းတော့မသိဘူး တွေးတော့မယုံအဲဒါပေမဲ့ boundless fight ကြီးဟာဟာဟာ Monkey King ကိုတော့ကြောက်တယ် Monkey King ကိုတော့ကြောက်တယ် vacuum ဟုတ်တယ်လက်ကြီးကပြန်ဝင်လာခြင်းနေတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့မြောက်တွေဝိုင်းရိုက်နေတယ်သူဝင်လို့မရဘူးဖြစ် Left, right. တော့သွားပြီ၄កောင် short
But the Monkey King, he can get away with the shard, but he is the only one of Liquid to make it out of that team fight alive.
This Pugna did so much work at the
တင်းဆွေ
start.
ဘာဖြစ်သွားလဲ
So
ဆက်
much
အော်အေး
damage, it
တင်း
forces
ဆွေ
the
ဆက်
Monkey
ဆောတော့
King
ဘာ
to
ပြောနေ
commit onto the Invoker as well as everything
အော်
from
ရာတူ
Sand
လို
King's
ပြော
kit.
နေရလေဒီ
Forces
ကောင်လေး
no
အတင်းက
extension. Once more Crystallis able to output the big damage and clean the
လို့
fight
ခေါ်မ
off
လဲ
this Bloodseeker.
အရင်ဒီကောင်လေးတိုင်းနှစ်ခေါက်ရတဲ့အနေထားမျိုးမဟုတ်ဘူးကွာ
You
အဲ့လို
can
အနေ
still
ထား
alacrity on this
ပါ
guy.
လေ
Liquid,
လား
there's a
ဒါ
decent amount of buffs.
အနာနီးတော့မှသူကပြန်ပါလို့ရတယ်ဆိုတာသူသိတာကွာအဲ့တော့
It's just gonna
ပြောရ
get
မယ်
worse
ဆိုရင်ဟို
here.
mid player လေးနဲ့သူက training တွေပါလောက်ထားပြီးသားဖြစ်လိမ့်မယ် TI အတွက်
A lot of extra damage.
ဟိုကောင်ကခွဲစိတ်တာပြီးလဲပြီးရောပြန်ပါမယ်ဖြစ်သွားတာဘယ်လိုလဲမသိဘူးကွာအဲ့ဟာအဲ့ဟာဆောင်းပါတွေ့လိုက်တယ် ဆုံးထိမဖက်လိုက်ရအောင်
in the Wukong.
Yeah,
Không
for
ạ.
sure.
Deflect
And
ဖြစ်
team
သွား
makes
လို့
short work of the Underlord
အဲ့လိုလေး
because
တွေး
it's
လိုက်တယ်ကွာ
percentage-based damage.
ရာတူ
Really
လို
good
အဲ့
against
ဘသူရေးထားတယ်
these
မ
two
သိဘူး
strike
မျိုး
heroes
သွား
on
ပြန်
the
ရှာ
front
ဖတ်ရ
line.
င်တော့သိတယ်ရာတူလိုပြောထားအဲ့သူတို့
For Liquid,
ပြောနေတာ
they
သူ
need a
တို့
team fight win.
team ကပြီးဖောင်
The
ဖုံး
next
မ
5
နေဘူး
minutes or so
သိရ
here.
မလားအဲ့လို
Because
ဒီကတော့
again,
အဲ့ဒါပဲ
they're in this valley in that mid game where their lineup is very magic damage heavy. They also lost the nullifier delivery to the Monkey King
ပြီး
in the
ဖောင်
middle
ဖုံး
of
မ
that
နေ
fight.
ဘူးပေါ့နော်
Oh, that's...
So I'm not sure it would have affected the fight if he had gotten it because it was near the end, but that's your nullifier timing that you didn't get a fight out of right when you got it. Instead, you got dragged into a fight right before it.
Yeah.
Just stings a little. As great a
ဒီ
game
မှာ
as
ပြန်
Mickey
ရ
has
မယ်ထင်
had,
လား
he's just not been able to drag the rest of the team into these team fight
I love how
victories.
relentless Tundra is on the pressure. Saksa, he's looking for a hero that he can blink inside the base and get a toss back. If Saberlight's not careful, he'll get tossed back
လက်စီ
into
က
a
ပြောင်း
rupture.
ပြောင်းသွားပြီလားဟုတ်လို့လား
It's so scary to show on these helmet doms.
တွေးပန်းတာမဟုတ်တော့
You
ဘူးလား
start killing one of these random helmet dominators. If a smoke's coming through, if Sox
အခု
is in
ပြ
the
ကြအောင်ဘာ
area,
ဖြစ်သွား
he's gonna combo toss you into the team. You're just dead. So some of these creeps are pretty
တွေး
scary
မ
to
ပန်း
go
တော့
out and kill, and I think they had Alpha.
တွေးမ
Wolf
ပန်းတော့
on
ဘူးဒါ
that
ပေမဲ့
as well.
ခရီးစား
Yet
လို့ရှိရင်
another buff
ရှီးတွေတက်နေ
for
တယ်
this
ဒီကောင်ခေါင်း
Bloodseeker
ပေါ်မှာ
as he goes in. It
ခေါင်း
just
မှာ
feels like
အဝါရောင်တန်း
Crystallis
လေးတက်လာ
has
တယ်
way more punch
အဲ့ဒါကတော့
behind
တူ
him
တယ်
than Mickey has right now.
ဘာပြောင်းသွားလဲ
That's
အဲ့
what you said is true.
တွေး
It's
မ
just
ပန်းတော့
build
ဘူး
your
ဆို
own
ဘာ
rate
များထပ်
back.
ဖြစ်သွားတယ်
Put all the pieces together. Here comes that epicenter. More drop.
This
Eh.
could be a setup.
This could be a two-man.
Oh.
Oh, they dropped
BZM.
They got him. Tornado tosses up Nisha and allows the Invoker to walk away from the epicenter.
ဒါပေမဲ့
A lot expended.
BKB ကြီးလိုက်ရ
Out
တ
of
ယ်
Liquid. It could be another situation where Tundra try and chase.
Yeah, they got to TP away. They
Yeah,
got to
they're
get
just
away
out.
from this Bloodseeker.
That was a ridiculous tornado. Did get the BKB off anyway, but
Oh, Nisha. He still has BKB and you know,
Yeah, he can't.
There's nothing that can get through
ဒီ
that.
အိမ်မစားခင်တလားလောက်ကအခြားမိလိမ့်နာသုံးလား trainer အနားလေးမှာဟုတ်တယ်အဲ့ဒါပဲ
They're absolutely fine starting
အဲ့ဒါ
to
အဓိက
fight
အဲ့ဒါ
forcing spells out of liquid, even maybe at the cost of one hero.
Yeah.
If it sets that fight up for the rest of their course. Again,
Happened with the time socks.
ဒီနေ့ကတရုတ်ထင်တာပဲ
the damage dealers between the Bloodseeker and Invoker are not getting jumped.
Being
the fight is
ပြ
unlikely to go Liquid's way. They have to commit.
ပြ
They have
ပဲ
to commit hard on this.
တိုက်ဘုံနဲ့ X ring ကိုကိုက elimination မှာပြုတ်မယ်လို့မှန်းထားတာကိုယ့်ရဲ့ prediction ကစောင်းကျန်းတယ်အခုဟိုနှစ်ကောင်ကထိတ်ဆုံးမှာ
And you're looking at the damage ramp right now.
ပြပဲ in game မှာ
It's a problem. A lot of defensive.
ထိတ်ဆုံးမှာ
items
ထားတာ PV
for
PV
Liquid.
ကိုထားတာ
You have
ပြီးတော့
Force Staff, you have Nullifier that's some
T
damage.
split တို့ဘာလို့ညာတို့ပေါ့နော်
You know, little utility. You get a BKB for the
အခုက
Underlord.
T split တို့ဘာလို့က
BKB for the
elimination
Sand
ဆော့
King.
နေတာပြုတ်ကောင်းပြုတ်သွားနိုင်တယ်
But
fair
where's
ကို
the
နဲ့တွေ့
damage
နေ
gonna come from?
There's that nullifier. Big burst
What?
damage.
သေးသေးဘူး
Oh,
အိုးပြီးပန်းသွားပြီအဲ့မှာ bash လိုတယ် bash လိုတယ်
With the push that
အဲ့ဒါပြောတာ
Chrysalis
လက်
gives
ကြီးရဲ့
off
bash
that
ထဲ
passive,
ဟာ
he was doing some serious damage.
you
with
need
that
bash
rupture.
bro
And you are not going to be able to do that for long. The second this basher comes out, again, Crystallis knows all these matchups. He
မှန်တ
knows
ကယ် bash
exactly
အသေးလေး
what
အရင်သွား
organization
နေတယ်ပြီးမှအပြောင်း
can
သွား
power through some of these bad, carry versus carry into the late game.
So when he does get the basher, what is the answer for Liquid?
I mean, generally for Monkey King, it's going into that butterfly satanic type territory where you can stand your ground, or you're going for a refresher late game with double Wukong, double BKB. He's just nowhere near that. Got to look towards more scale on the Sand King, right? Like Nisha, he has to be your secondary damage dealer. Shiva's on him, will definitely help. Pushing towards that level 25 talent will definitely help. But you have to get here.
TI ဘယ်သူရမှာလဲ
without
အခု
losing
မှ
too
န်း
much more ground.
TI လား
I mean, it just doesn't feel like his axe is doing that much whenever the Darkseer is in the fight, right? He pops Pipe, he pops Crimson Guard. A lot of that Stinger damage is being blocked. A lot
Somebody
of that
gets decrepit. There's
magic damage. Yeah,
there's a
decrepit.
heal going off. Invoker BKB.
Yo.
Ghost walks away.
ဟို
I
ကအခုတည်း
agree,
တရုတ်တွေ
it's
ရ
hard
မယ်
for
လို့
the
မ
Sand
ထင်
King
သေး
to
ဘူး
connect damage in
ဟို
this
အခု
game.
တည်း
It just
အဲ့လိုလည်းမ
doesn't
သိ
look like it's going to be a threat until he gets to
အားလုံးကတော့
80,
X-Wing ရမယ်
25,
လို့
when he
ပါ
gets
လို့
all
တ
those
ရုတ်
extra
နဲ့လို့ပြောနေ
pulses,
တယ်
and that is
ကိုယ်
obviously
စိတ်ထဲ
a
မှာမ
long
ရ
ways
ဘူး
away.
ပဲထင်နေတယ်
Disruptor Ags might help a bit. Because then at least when you
အသင်းတွေက
initiate, you go
evolve
in,
ဖြစ်
you
အောင်
start
မှာ
putting
ဒီ
this damage out, you lock people in an
အခု
Ag
ဆော်ပြီးရဲ့
status
အချိန်
mode,
နား
that
လိုက်
is
တဲ့
a
3
way
ရက်အတွင်း
longer
အဲ့မှာ
window
coach တွေအလုပ်လုပ်
to
လိုက်
capitalize on the
အဲ့ coach တွေ
control.
အလုပ်လုပ်တဲ့အချိန်
Another
မှာ
flick away from an avalanche.
အမြဲတမ်းကွာသွားတာတရုတ်တွေကကန်ခဲ့တာအရင်နှစ်တွေကလည်းအဲ့လိုပဲ
They had a static storm outside with the Wukong command. They surround the Tiny, but once again, Nisha goes in with
Nisha
the
show
Super
up,
Center, and Chrysalis feasts on him. And now Liquid.
Tornado အဲ့မှာကွာအဝိုင်းကြီးကွာအကုန်လုံးတားထားတယ်လောက်ပါဦးဘယ်မှလိုက်လို့မရဘူး Disruptor အဝိုင်းကြီးတားလိုက်
Stronger than
And I know,
Liquid is
why
in
he
a
got
4 versus
dialing it.
4.
They're
No,
banging
actually thinking
Crystal.
about
Oh,
going
oh,
back,
oh,
and
oh, oh.
Chrysalis-
There's no
Chrysalis,
BKB.
they're gonna catch him on the bushwhack. Oh no, Chrysalis, he went too far forward. The heal's coming out from Toby, though, are doing wonders for him.
George Glimpse.
ပြန်ဆွဲသွားပြီ
Oh, Chrysalis.
အော်ဘာလို့
Dude,
အတင်း
things
လိုက်
have
တာ
been
တော့
going so well for Tundra. He thought they could just keep pushing forward.
What a read from Mickey. Knows they have Glimpse to draw him back. Knows the Nullifier is going to do some serious work here. Even through the Pugna heal.
ပြန်ရှုံးသွားတယ်ရော
Numbers
ဘက်တည်း
have
က
the advantage.
I feel
And
no
finally
need
they get
a
this
hook on
Bloodseeker down.
And now
Just
he's
as he
got
had that
Scotty.
basher delivered.
Now he's got Aghanim Scepter on the Disruptor like you talked about.
Big overstep there from Tundra as they got another team fight win, but then threw it away. And there is your Disruptor Ags. Little
Massive.
extra gold off that kill, pushes you over the edge.
He can get
Really
Whisper of
nice
the Dread
timing.
if he
အခု
wants
ချိန်မှာ
to.
coach တွေအလုပ်တကယ်
That's a
ထားလုပ်မယ်
decent
ဆို
damage
ဖယ်ကုန်ကြီးရသွားနိုင်တယ်နော်
He's arguably had the best game of anybody here on Liquid.
Seriously.
Outside of maybe Mickey, who had that incredible start, but he has been there time and time again for those glimpse kills. He has found an incredibly fast Ags. He's 5-3 and 12.
I mean, he's the oldest player at TI.
It's true.
And he's having reactions like he's 21 years old again.
Suspicious.
Of course you
ဘသူအိမ်သာလောက်လာတဲ့အပေါ်မှာမူတည်ပြီးတော့ပြောင်းလဲတော့မှာတစ်ဆက်တည်း
I think it's pretty cool to see because I
အာမီ
know
တော့
it's,
ရ
you know,
သေး
once-
ခြင်းနဲ့အဲ့ဒါ
once
နှစ်
said
တိုင်းပဲ
that,
ဒီနှစ်တိုင်းပဲအာမီတို့အသင်းက
in a
နှစ်
way,
တိုင်း
he
အဲ့လို
regrets that
နှစ်တိုင်း
his
နီးပါး
peak
ပေါ့နော်
as a
နှစ်တိုင်း
player
နီးပါး
he feels
အဲ့လို
was
blue
long
state မှာ
ago.
ဆောင်းရမ်းကျန်းတာ
You know,
ဟာ
back in the
အဲ့နှစ်တော့
hot
ဒီ
days,
နှစ်တော့ရ
felt
ပြီ
like
ဒီနှစ်
he
တော့
was
ရ
the
ပြီ
best
ပြီးလို့ရှိရင်
player.
အဲ့မှာ
And
ခွေး
now,
ဖြစ်
you
သွား
know, he's on a team with
ကျန်တဲ့
all
အသင်း
these
တွေကသူတို့ကစားပေါက်ကြည့်ပြီး
superstars,
ကောင်းတာတွေ
and,
ထောက်ရော
you know, he wishes that he
အဲ့လိုမျိုး
was still, you know,
အဲ့ဒီ
like he
ဟာကိုပါ
still
ထပ်
was
ပြီးသူ
his
တို့အနေနဲ့
best
ထပ် ပြင်ဆင်ထားနိုင်မှရမှာကွာဒီနေ့တကယ်လို့လိုချင်
TI with the quick blink reactions he's doing some
ဒီ
decent
လိုမျိုး
work
ကောင်းနေတာတော့ကောင်းနေတာဟုတ်ပြီဒါပေမဲ့သိရမလား
You're doing fine.
ဒါကလေးတစ်ခွက်လောက်ကောင်တာမိသွားတယ် play ဆိုင်လေး ကောင်တာမိသွားတယ်
Shield rune on the monkey.
This
ဆို
is
ရင်
dangerous
အေး
especially being
သွားပြီ status ဆိုတာဟိုဟာကြီးနဲ့အပြာချောင်းကြီးနဲ့လား
but that vacuum it doesn't
အေးယာသွားပြီလားရောနေုံစကားတွေများနေကိုရီအတင်းကရှုံးနေပြီ
pushing forward build up the damage 3 go down
အင်းစိမ်းကြီးကအပြာချောင်းကြီးနဲ့ကွာရက်ဆက်လိုက်တာ
They want to play a second salvo of this team fight. They say liquid. That's everything they've got.
လက်ကြီးကြံနေလက်ကြီးတွတ်နေပြီလက်ကြီးတွတ်နေပြီငပူတင်းဟုတ်တယ် bash ပါတယ်ဒီတစ်ခေါက်တော့ပေါ်တယ်မရဘူးတာကြီး Ai, đi khóc bỏ đem nhau.
Not dead yet, but he also doesn't have a TP to get away.
He will go
Blood
down
right,
here.
he's going to tag him. They've got vision. He's not getting out.
Ai,
But
ai,
for the
ai.
number of
Ai, vậy thì
buybacks
nhái lâu đây à?
Tundra used, they wanted more than just an Underlord.
Crystal is doing all the damage again. That is Tundra just
Did you
running
get him out of
straight
me?
into the
Did you get
liquid
him out
trap.
of me? Hoo-ha.
Beautiful positioning. Monkey King from the trees gives you everything you need there.
Did
That's
you
a
go
nightmare
Sakari?
team fight for
Go
Tundra.
Sakari.
Exactly
Đó
what they don't
wow,
want to have
vale.
happen.
Fly.
Clump into the AoE, lose your invoker early. Buyback, salvage it a little, but at an expensive cost.
I think the power spike, you know,
AGD ကိုပဲကြည့်ဟုတ်ပါအဲ့ဒါပြောတာ
it's really bad. The invoker
ဖယ်ကွန်
is the
ကို
one
က
that
ကျန်း
died.
တယ်
I
ဟုတ်
think
တယ်
it swings back in
plane ဆိုင်
Tundra's
ပြောရင်
favor
ဖယ်ကွန်
when
ရ
he gets
နိုင်
that
တယ်
site to bias.
အဲ့ဒါပြောတာလေ
Right,
အဲ့
they
adaptation တွေလာအောင်မှာ
you know, 100 to 0.
အဲ့တော့
Monkey King, but
China ရဲ့အနေနဲ့ဒီနေ့လိုချင်
catch him
အဲ့လို
before
မျိုး
he DKBs.
သူတို့အခုလက်ရှိကျန်းပြခဲ့တဲ့အကွက်တွေကို
That's
You
true.
get stunned on
အ
two
ကွက်တွေ
heroes.
ထပ်ပြီးတော့
and
ကျန်းလို့ရ
static
မယ့်
storm
ဟာ
on
မျိုး
top.
တွေ
This
သူတို့စီမှာ
disruptor can
ရှိရင်
always
ရှိ
do it instantly.
မရှိရင်လည်းအခု
Yeah,
ပြင်
he's
ဆင်
thought
တော့
about
ကွာ
no
သိလား
way. He's thinking about
အဲ့လိုရှိတာမှရပါ
but
ဒီတိုင်းပဲထပ်ပြီးထွက်ရိုက်မယ်ဆို
I
ရင်
don't
အဲ့ဒါ
think it bails you out
အား
of
ကား
that
မှာ
situation. They have
No, it
hit the
doesn't.
အကုန်လုံးက
throw in,
ကြည်ထားမှာ
you get
ကွာ
bound
အကျန်းဆုံးအသ
You're
င်းဖြစ်
not
နေတဲ့အတွက်
getting
အကုန်လုံးက
out of
တောက်ထောက်
the
ပြီးကြည်
stack
တာမှာ
storm bar. Some
အဲ့လိုမျိုး
crazy
ရှိ
like 4 staff plays.
စာရွက်တွေ
with
နဲ့ပြင်
outbound
အမှ
fire coming through or
လာ
something.
ပြီ
You just cannot get caught in that type of situation.
အဲ့ဟာတွေ
At the
ပြင်ဆင်
same
ထား
time,
နိုင်ရင်
Liquid, they're
တော့
gonna
ရ
go for it
နိုင်
every
တယ်
time. They're going to plant
နော်
this
အာမေ
monkey in a tree. They're going to play around an
သူ
observer
တို့ coach
ward.
ကလည်း
They're
တကယ်
gonna
ဆရာ
try
ကြီး
and
ပါ
beat you into a situation where
Down
you have
eight.
to go into them.
အဲ့တော့
And Saksa
ကြောင်းလင်းလို့တော့ရပါ
doesn't have enough information to get the jump. That's a big factor that has changed this game in the last 10 minutes.
ရှောက်ပါ
Liquid
ရှောက်
have
ပါ
limited Tundra's information going into the team fights. They're
ပါရာ
not
ရမယ်
giving
တင်တာ
up
ပဲ
easy
တဲ့
toss
ညီလေးကတအားယုံ
connections
တာ
from Saksa. The only
PV
hero
လည်း
you
ခြံ
see
ထား
on
လို့
the
မရ
map
ဘူး
at some of these
yes
times has
PV
been
လည်းခြံ
Saber
ထား
on
လို့
the
မရဘူး
Underlord, who's just going to play in a safe area, deal with the lanes, connect to the team.
အရန်လက်စွာနေတဲ့ခြာတိတ်လေးတစ်ကောင်နဲ့
They're going to break this and to get the
နော်
blink
တကြော
away.
ပြန်
Oh,
prime ဖြစ်နေတဲ့
King
no one
comes
တို့
in. Of course it's blind, but
ဒါ
doesn't
လို့လေ
actually
ဗတဲ့ထပ်
beat
ဖြစ်အောင်
hero
ပါ
from
ထပ်
Tundra.
ဖြစ်အောင်ပါ
Still
အဲ့အောင် status ကနှစ်ကောင်မိသွားပြန်ပြီဒီကောင်လက်ကြီးပါတယ် လုံးပေါင်းတစ်ခုအေး BKB ထွက်သွားပြီ BKB ထွက်သွားပြီယော့ဟုတ်ပြီသွေးပြန်တက်သွားပြီတော်ပြီပြန်ထွက်နည်းနည်းများနေပြီနည်းနည်းများနေပြီအေး avalanche toss defending blast ဟုတ်တယ်ကွာအဲ့လက်ကြီးကရှော့သွားတယ်ကွာ
Liquid are low, they can't survive a second salvo again. It's going to be Tundra using the buybacks to make
ဒီစီ
sure
ကလည်းစ
Liquid
ပိတ်ချန်
cannot
တာနော်ယော
outright
အဲ့ကောင်လေးကလည်းလွတ်
walk
လို့လုပ်တယ်
away
ဟာ
with the victory.
Oh, bots to a creep wave in the river, just trying to
Roshan
catch
ထွက်နေပြီ Roshan
anybody
ထွက်
on
နေ
the backside of that fight.
လူရှန်ထွက်နေပြီလူရှန်
ECM did so much work there.
And it
ဒီစီ
will
က
ensure that
ဒါ
they
ပဲ
get
ဖားပြောင်းရ
Roshan.
သွားပြီ
Was
အဲ့
it
တော့ BKB တွေကြာလာနေအမြ
Oh,
invoker
yeah,
spell တွေက
absolutely.
cancer တွေ
Roshan
ပေးလာတော့မှာဥပမာ
Battle
defending
this
blast
game.
နော် design ပါမ
It's
ယ်
worth the buybacks.
ဟွာဗာလဲ ice wall ဆောင်းရမ်းစလိုးမယ်အဲ့ဒါတွေလာတော့
Such
မယ်
a tough fight for Liquid. I mean, what a grab from Insania. You lock two heroes, including this Bloodseeker in the Static Storm. Unfortunately, the jump follow-up
ဒီ
was
ကြီး
not
BKB
there
ပွင့်
fast
သွား
enough
လို့
to
တော်
kill
သေးတာ
him
ဟုတ်
before he got BKB
အင်းစိမ်းကြီးကအလုပ်တွေ
off.
အရန်လုပ်နေတာလို့ဓာကအပြာချောင်းကြီးနဲ့ဒီကောင်ဖမ်းလိုက်ရင်တကယ်အကောင်ကြီးကြီးတွေကြီးပဲ
faster, it's a very different scenario.
အဲ့ကောင်ဘယ်လိုလုပ်ရင်ကောင်းမလဲ
Still a great
တိုင်ဒီ
fight.
သွားရှာမှာဗျာ
Force some
အဲ့တော့
buybacks out of Tundra. You trade out the Aegis for it. At least it was only Aegis banner. You're not giving up, one of the big items on top of that.
နေကမာရနိုင်တဲ့အကြောင်းလေးပြော
Team fight win for
နေကမာ
Tundra.
ကတော့
Lot better
နေကမာတော့
positioning,
တကယ်
holding that
TI
high
မရ
ground.
ရင်တော့မှဒါ
Really
ရင်
tough
ထဲ
to
မှာ
go to that high ground on
ဂျာ
the
ပြီးသား
outpost.
လေအကုန်လုံး
Like, that is
ပြော
just
စရာ
gonna be
လို
a
သေး
tough
လို့
fight no matter what. And there is the Hexley Invoker. Dead even game.
မှန်နေရဲ့ရင်ထဲမှာနေကမာ TI ရပြီးတာ၄-၅နှစ်လောက်ရှိ၄နှစ်လောက်ရှိ ဆိုတော့အကျယ်တွင်းပြောစရာမလိုတော့ဘူးเนาะပြောင်ကြီးရဲ့ dress ဆန်းဆန်းလေးတွေ
What
မြင်
is the
မြင်ရ
biggest
မယ်
25 talent that is coming up?
ပြောမရအောင်เนาะတိုက် TA ပါတယ်ဒီ final မှာပြန်တွေ့ရနိုင်တယ်ဒီ final ဆိုတာအခုနောက်3ရက်နေလာမယ် play off ပေါ့နော်
would be the next for me.
play off ဒေးကြရင်
As
ဒါ
long as heroes
မြင်
have
ရ
some
နိုင်တယ်
extra damage that's going to come out. But those are the
PA
two biggest
တိုက်
ones
တို့
for me.
အဲ့တော့ TA ကဘောင်ဝင်သေးတယ်အခု
Also, who
ဘောင်တော်တော်ဝင်နေတဲ့
kill, right? That was worth a lot of
Hero
gold.
ဆို
First
တော့
death for Mickey.
တိုက်နေပါနဲ့မတွဲဘူးလို့ပြောလို့မရ
2000 gold kill. He got 1100.
အန်ဒါလော့ဒီနေ့ထုတ်သွားရတဲ့ဆိုအန်ဒါလော့လေးတော်တော်လိုက်တယ်နုနဲ့နော်အေးစေးပဲဂွင်းချရုံပဲဘာမှမလုပ်ဘတ်တဲမှာဂွင်းလေးလိုက်ချပြီးရုံပဲပြီးပြီသူ့လုတ်ပြီးသွားပြီပိုက်လေးអော်မယ်ဂွင်းလေးချမယ်အေးစေးပဲနော်မြများစားဒွန်းတွေပါကြီးအဲ့လိုပေးလိုက်ရင်တော့မှကြောင်ပြောက်နေအောင်ပဲအန်ဒါလော်ကြီးကလိုးပူတော့ဟလာလဲပဲ तू ကမှားသွားလဲနောက်တစ်ခေါက်ပြန်ဆိုင်လို့ရဒွန်းလိုပါတော့ပေးလိုက်မှားသွားရင်အဲ့တပတ်တည်းစားသွားပြီပဲ
Okay. There's another blood.
အော်ကိုဒီနေ့ရှင်းပြနေတာအဲ့ဒါလေ
roll that 100 times.
ကိုဒီနေ့ပြောနေတာအဲ့အိုက်တန်ရဲ့အပြာချောင်းရဲ့
I don't know if you're allowed to say that.
ဒီကောင်ဂွင်းကြီးကကျွတ်ချောကြီးဖြစ်သွားပြီ
2,000 net worth lead, an extremely even
ဖတ်ပြီးဖြစ်ချင်အဲ့ဒါဟိုဟာဆက်လို့ရ
sure. Like, I agree with you. The most
က
important
လေးပနာဆက်
talents,
လို့ရအဲ့ဒီညရင်
25
ဒီကောင်
talents
ဂွ
that
င်း
are
ကြီး
coming
က
up are on the liquid side.
ဟိုယွန်စရာကြီးဖြစ်သွားမှာ
But I'm not convinced that they are actually.
I mean, 2 rupture charges is also worth mentioning.
Yes.
Because
I
that's
didn't
an
post
incredibly
by.
powerful talent. I just think the other ones change the fight dynamic a little more. It could absolutely win Tundra a fight if he can get 2 off on like big core targets. Just the damage pump alone.
The other 2
can do
are
some work.
instantly impactful. 2 rupture charges are, usually not having immediate impact, right?
I'd say it's close. I think the monkey ring changes the dynamic
over
of
ပဲ
fights
သ
a
လား
lot.
ဒူရေးရှင်
particularly
over
around Roche, you just plan it.
ကေး
I think
over ပဲ
the Sand
အ
King
ကုန်
power
over
also
လား
just the damage ramp on that.
ဂိမ်းတူ
is
over တွေ
insane.
ထည့်ရင်ကောင်းမလား
It's not really comparable.
ညလုံးမိတ်
What
ပြီ
about, if we're
ကိုလည်း
getting
ညလုံးမိတ်ပြီးထည့်လိုက်အောင်ဟို
refreshers
မှာ
for
နေကမာ
Liquid,
ဂိမ်း3လို
it's
မျိုး
kind
အစော
of
ကြီး
the
အံ့သွားတယ်ဟို
MO
က
of
ရဲရဲဆက်
modern
ဆက်
era Dota.
ထည့်တော့ပါဘူး
Which refreshers do you think are the strongest? 'Cause
Advantage
if you get
TV
2
or
rupture
better.
charges, you get a refresher on top
Very
of that.
bad. Yep,
You're
4
rupturing the
ruptures.
entire team.
ဘိုးဆိုအ
It's
ခိမေ
definitely
တဲ့
good.
မ
Just
ပေးဘူး
double
ပဲလို့
BKB on Blood Seeker as well is super powerful.
ဘိုးကိုဘာပေးရမလဲဆိုတော့
Amazing in this game. The Sand King refresher will be amazing. The Monkey King refresher, if he eventually gets it here, will also be amazing. Those are the
ဘိုး
three
ကို
big
ဘာ
ones.
ပေးရ
for
မ
me.
လဲ
Of
ဆို
course,
တော့
there
မ
is
ဒူ
a
စာ
poker.
ထိတ်ဆုံး
You
က
can also go for that.
ထိတ်ဆုံးကလုံးသူ
double hex, double meteor.
လုံးသူပြီးရင်
blast.
မဒူစာ
You know, someone is out of the fight.
လုံးသူ
And
မ
there's
ဒူ
a
စာ
lot of
ပြီး
scale
ရင်
and late game power in this
off
game.
lane တော့
He
မှာ
did
ဒီကောင်ဟိုနေ့က
offer
ဆော့တာ
Leon
နည်းနည်း
this.
ပေးရ
We'll see
Off
if
laneတော့နည်းနည်း
he
ပေးနေ
gets to use it.
This is a
Like,
mixed bag for me. Like, it could pay off if there's no static storm. If there's a static
And a
storm plus
combo
nullifier, things get really weird.
I mean, he is the last person you want inside the static storm,
He should not get jumped and put in a static storm.
right? Like I
that's how
feel
it
like
should
it's almost more acceptable for Chrysalis being that static storm than BZM.
be. If he has an Aegis, yes. If he doesn't, you better hope you have buyback.
ဒီကြီးက
That is
refresh
something
out
that
သွားနေ
Tundra
ပြီ
do not have for many of
တော့
their
ဘိုင်ဘက်တွေ
heroes
လည်း
for at least
ထုတ်ထားရတယ်ဆိုတော့
30
ခဏ
seconds,
ပြန်
but
နား
thanks
နေ
to
ကြ
this
တယ်
Aegis,
ဟိုဘက်ကောဒီ
it
ဘက်
has
ကော
allowed them to
နော်
weather
agent 5
through
မိနစ်
this timing.
နားနေနေ
All
လေး
they'll be left with is about 2 minutes where the Bloodseeker does
အော်
not have
BCN
buyback.
Aeon Disc နဲ့
So
ဟိုဘက်
Liquid,
Nullifier
do you
ပါတယ် Aeon
anticipate that
Disc က
they're
ဘာ
going
မှ
to get
သိ
super
တော့မသိ
aggro once that Aegis expires and try and abuse that timing? Or do you think a slower game favors them?
I think they want these. They want more scale in the Sand King. I mean, at this point, you're not.
Invo က level 25 ရောက်တော့မယ်
Long past the point.
Defending
You
bless
have to think
AOE.
about buybacks. You have to think about Roshan.
Let's go.
And setting up the fight properly. Like you're not in a rush. Tundra have a lot.
PA
of
PA
systems now.
ဟို
He's got a
အော်
BKB
မီတာ
on
ဖြစ်
the
နေလို့
support
စဉ်းစားလို့
timing.
မရတာ PA သာမ
We're
တာထဲ
talking
မှာ
about
ဆိုရင်
25s, but
PA
Saksa
ပေး
did
လို့
get
ရ
an
တယ်
important
ဟော
talent. It's a level 21. The top
Templar
players
ဝေး
still
Templar
target,
ရှိသေးတယ် Templar ရှိ
considering
သေးတယ်
how efficient he has been
Templar ရှိသေးတယ်
with his blink tossbacks.
They're just building BKBs and Aeon Discs. Like that seems to be the go-to for them. I was curious if maybe they'd go for a Wind Waker or something like that, try and bail the hero that gets jumped out, but it doesn't seem that that's the course they're taking. Just kind of every man for themselves. Just
ဟာ
survive.
ဒီ
as
စ
long as
တာ
you
အဲ့
can.
ဒါထပ်ယူတာပြီးသွားပြန်ပြီ status round ကြီးကအကျယ်ကြီးဖြစ်နေ
You
ပြီ
only have one nullifier.
Nope,
Comes
oh.
back on Saksa. He has to use his
ဝိုင်း
BKB.
ယူလဲကြည့်အကျယ်ကြီးပဲ
AK in the
ဟိုဘက်
tree.
ကောင်တွေကတော်တော်ဂွင်းကြိုက်တဲ့ကောင်တွေကွာဂွင်းကျယ်ကြီးတွေပဲ
Got
တုံး
the
တယ်
Giant Small as well. Super powerful
Ayo.
triple items for Liquid across the board. I mean, they got triple Blood Right with an outward
ဟုတ်
staff
တယ်
ball.
triple blood right အကုန်ကောင်းတယ်
Some
စမ်းကင်း
juice
တော့လည်းကောင်း
right
တာ
there
ပဲ
when you're playing
epicenter
this
ပူ
big
ကျယ်
AoE
သွားတယ်
lineup. Yeah.
transform
And
ပူ
now
ကျ
you
ယ်
have
သွားတယ်
double Wukong, double level 25 Wukong. A nightmare to fight into if you cannot bring this Monkey King down early.
ဒီကြီးက rupture 2ဆင့်ရသွားပြီ
Chrysalis
အဲ့
has
တော့
his 25 with the
rupture
refresher.
စုစုပေါင်း4ခု
Four
ရမယ်
rupture charges.
4 rupture charges yes 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 baby
It's all about who makes the initiation, and both teams know that.
Invo က
10
refresh
man
အောင်လို့သေးတယ်
smoke. Nobody is showing on the map right now.
There was a courier on this shop with a refresher recipe.
ကိုစဉ်းစားနေရ
ECM chose not to
ဘူ
kill
တာ
it.
တွေကနေပြီး
He
တော့
does not want to give up.
refresher all ဆိုတဲ့ item ကြီးကိုဖျောက်လိုက်ရင်ဘယ်လိုလုပ်
Oh, now
He's
he's
looking for
searching
it now. Yeah, he knew it was there. He just didn't want to show it his real hero.
ရင်းရောအကွာလာတို့ဘာလို့ပျောက်
For
သွား
good
တယ်လို့
reason.
မျိုး
I mean,
refresher
this
all ကြီးကိုဖျောက်
might
လိုက်
come
ပါတယ်လို့
at any point, and it is. It's coming from the bottom right. This might not be an
Phao
angle
này là-
Tundra expect right now.
refresher all ဆိုတဲ့ item ကိုဆက်လို့မရတော့ဘဲနဲ့ Roshan ကပဲ refresher ရှာကြပါတယ်ဆိုတဲ့ဟာလုံးလိုက်ရင်
Liquid no.
အဲ့ရဆောင်းတန်မှုရှိသွားပြီနော်
There's enough information to go off of.
But I mean, you know they're up
လုံးတင်
there.
တယ်
I
လုံး
think
တင်တယ်
Tundra
အဲ့ item ကြီးက
down here.
တိတ်
Look at 33.
မမိုက်
He's
တော့
positioned right up
လူတိုင်းဆက်ပြီးလူတိုင်းဒုက္ခ
perfectly
ပေး
inside
နေ
break the smoke
BKB
and
နှစ်ခေါက်တို့
maybe get a really sick
ပြင်မ
vacuum
လား
wall.
ဘလာဟိုနှစ်ခေါက်တို့ချိန်လုံးဆက်
Tundra
နေ
can send units down mid.
တော့ရိုရှန်ပဲကြာမယ်
TP
ဆက်လို့မရတော့ဘူး okay ပြီးပြီ
Either
အဲ့
force them to TP back and show, or force
အ
them
ရင်
to
တော့က
wait
ဒါ
and move
ages
to
တွေကို
them.
ဆက်လို့ရတယ်နောက်ပိုင်းမှာ ages ကိုဆက်လို့မရတော့ဘူး Roshan ကနေကြာတာပဲလုပ်လိုက်တာ အဲ့ဒါမျိုး refresher ကိုလုပ်တယ်
spotted. There is currently Radiant Ward on it only. And I think Chrysalis is going to go
With
gobble it up.
alacrity on a siege wagon, you can't ignore this.
Nope. It's a lot of tower damage. It's just melting.
Yeah. Like you killed all the creeps except for the siege wagon that had the alacrity, and it almost 100 to zeros your
Oh.
building.
ဟဲ့အဲ့ဆိုးရနော် electricity နဲ့ siege creek က
can't
အေးနားတယ်နော်
extract the same map pressure.
နားတယ်နော် electricity
And it's
တင်
not
ပေး
like
လိုက်တာ
Siege
ကြည့်
Wagon,
ဦး
he can't do
တော
anything
က်
about
ကျိုး
this.
တော့
Somebody walks forward, he might get tossed back. And
အေး
then
toss back
Soccer
toss back
looks
အေး
good.
ဖတ်တီးပါလာပြီ
Toss back.
အေး
Siege
သွေး
Wagon
ပန်းသွားတာ
gets
ရောက်ရင်
captured
သွေးတော့ရ
outside the
ပြစ်ခနဲပဲ
base. Not good for him. He doesn't have a TP.
အော်
He can just
amplify
go
damage
away.
နဲ့အဲ့ဒါကြောင့်
Teammates gonna go
အိုး
back.
လာပြီ combo
Q33 with the gigantic hit against his former team. Gets right
Combo,
in the middle of
combo.
all of them. Takes two out inside that vacuum. Nisha does what he can.
အဲ့ဘက်နှစ်ကောင်လောက်ထားတယ်
Once again,
ဒီဘက်မှာ
it's
33 ကတေးပြီး full set မရှိဘူး
He did so much, but he has been abandoned inside the base.
Die
They were
back,
blocked out
Saberlight.
by Nisha.
Ah,
And
Saberlight
now
die back,
Liquid's turn.
okay.
They are on the defensive side. They're the ones who
Yo,
use the
yeah,
buyback.
no,
stand.
Valkyrie and
Tundra
Leon.
will retreat.
combo
Like you said, you cannot go up and clear those catapults at the same time. Somebody has to go up and clear them. It was Saberlight, the sacrificial lamb, but he paid a massive price. He dies, TP's back in.
အဲ့
gets
ကြ
killed
လေကင်း
by
ကြီးက
Tundra.
ရမှာမရှိတော့ဘူးအဲ့လိုတော့မဟုတ်
Very
ဘူး
expensive
အဲ့လိုမ
double
ဟုတ်
death for him as Liquid
Idea
just
က
rolled the base off the power of the
ပို့ပြီး
Wukong
တော့
and the refreshers. But
တန်
not a
ဖိုး
fight
ရှိ
they're
သွားအောင်
happy
လို့
with.
ကွာ
That
သိ
was
လား
a
ပို့ပြီးကြည့်လို့ကောင်းအောင်
massive
အဲ့ချိန်ကျရင်
vacuum
BKB တစ်ခေါက်ပဲစပယ်ရလဲဆိုတာလဲတစ်ခေါက်ပဲအဲ့တော့သူတို့ရဲ့
Just
စပယ်
the
ထုတ်တာတွေက
The second that landed, it's pure chaos. for
ကိုကြီး
Liquid.
တန်ဖိုးရှိရှိထုတ်လို့ရတယ်ကွာ
Reason Liquid didn't
အလဟတ်
get
သက်အဲ့လို
completely wiped in that
ထုတ်เสีย
situation is
ထုတ်လို့မရ
Nisha
တော့
made
ဘူး
his
တဲ့
own
မှာတစ်
jump.
ခေါက်ပဲဆိုတဲ့
It drew so
အာ
much of
မျိုးကွာ
Tundra's attention.
အဲ့ဒါမှ
He was
Roshan က
actually
လုံးဝ
able to
အ
keep
ရေး
from
ကြီး
dying
သွားတယ်အဲ့ဒါ
first
ကြားတယ်
and
Roshan
back
ရှက်က
into the base.
It's just such an awkward,
ဟိုက
awkward situation with the rupture on
အ
the
ကုန်လုံး
Underlord.
နှစ်ခေါက်
You
သုံး
wanna
လို့ရ
go
မယ့်
help
ဟာ
him,
ကွာ
you get caught in a
အဲ့တော့မှ
four-man
ကိုယ့်ဘက်က
back.
အ
You
ရေး
have to
ကြီး
throw
ဆုံး
up
တစ်
the
ကောင်
static
ပဲ
stroke
ပေးထားရမယ်
defensively,
အဲ့ဒါ
which
မျိုး
means a lot of these heroes can play
ပေါ့
around
နော်
with it. And the second all of that happens,
အဲ့ဒါ
Invoker
လည်း
has
ကြည်
a
ကောင်း
free
ပါပဲ
fight.
လေကင်းက
Bloodseeker has a free fight. Just a
အော်
beautiful
equal
jump
ပဲ
to
လေ
33,
အားလုံး equal မှာ
even if it
AJ
ends
ရ
up
တာ
costing
လို
him a
မျိုးပဲ
little bit.
ဟိုဖြစ်သွားမှာလေသိရမှာခုက
That's
ရှိသ
exactly
မျှ
what you want to see here.
ဟို
And
off
Tundra,
lane mid
they'll
carry
get
အ
out
ကုန်
of there,
refresher ဟောကြီးဆက်
double buyback.
ပတ်စံရန်ချမ်းတာဖိနေထည့်ထားတာကြီးရ
Doesn't
ဆို
break the base, but
No.
some serious damage.
ဟို
Not a
ဟိုဟာလို
huge
ဖြစ်နေ
network
တာဘို
swing,
လို
but
ဖြစ်
it
နေ
does put Liquid in a very dangerous
Oh, public
position
loop, yeah.
where they are going to try and contest this next Roshan and will not have the buybacks.
အဲ့ညာ
Big
Roshan
buybacks
fight တွေက
too. That's
ဆောင်း
an
ရမ်းနေမိုက်
ecstatic
တော့
storm that you need
Roshan
in the
fight တွေ
fight,
လုံးဝ
and that's
ပေး
an Underlord who could potentially have 2 lives
တဲ
in
တ
the
န်နေ
fight
ကျုံသွားတော့
off of that buyback.
Which pretty much means like there's no way Liquid can let Tundra.
အဲ့ကြောင့်အခုဆိုလဲ
No.
Roshan ကနေပြီးတော့ Gunning Blessing မပေးတော့ဘူး Gunning Blessing ကိုဆက်ခိုင်းတယ် ကြာကြောင်ဆက်ပြီးတော့ Gunning Blessing လုတ်ခိုင်းတယ် idea ဟိုကပြောင်းပြန် Roshan မှာပဲပါတော့
အဲ့တော့
တူတူပဲ
double combo off
နည်းနည်းလေးပဲကွဲ
for Monkey will also help. So that
ဝီသားလို
damage
ကောင်းနေကြ
now, Liquid
ပေါင်း
were in for a
ဘူး
long
ဖြစ်တော့
time.
ဘူး
They
လေ
push
Roshan ရ
back.
ရင်ဖြစ်မယ်လေ
They're now scaling in that
Roshan
lane.
ရရင်
They
အဲ့
have
ရှက်
the
နဲ့
TPS if they can land it.
ရတဲ့အချိန်လေး
Especially if
မှာ
they can lock heroes into the static
off
storm on
ဘတ်တဲ့
top
တစ်
of
ခေါက်
whatever
ဆိုင်ခွင့်
stuff
ရှိ
is
မယ်
the
အဲ့တစ်ခေါက်
initiator.
အဲ့တစ်ခေါက်နဲ့လုတ်အလုပ်လုပ်ရအောင်လုပ်သိရမလားအဲ့လိုပုံစံမျိုး ဝေသာမိုးချိုးနှစ်ကွင်းကွာ
They will.
အဲ့တစ်ခေါက်နဲ့
They
အပီး
will.
တစ်ခုခုဖြစ်အောင်လုပ်
But you have to lock him in the
ဘ
cage.
ယ်လောက်မိုက်
It can't be a I'm chasing this guy down scenario, right?
Right.
You got to lock him in there and punch hard. The thing is,
တင်
Tundra
ရင်ပြုတ်ကြတင်ရင်ပြုတ်ကြတော့ဘယ်အားဘယ်မမိုက်ဘူးအဲ့ဒါကြီးအောင်မမိုက်ဘူးပတ်စံဆောင်
to go in on the
တင်ရင်
first
ပြုတ်
part
ကြ
of
ကြီး
the scene, right? Throw out the rupture. Throw some
တင်ရင်
spells
ပြုတ်
in,
ကြတယ်
drop
နေ
a
အောင်တပိုင်းလိုမျိုး
meteor,
တင်ရင်
throw
ပြုတ်
out
ကြ
a
ဆို
tornado,
ရင်
put forward spirits on the
refresher
out.
all
Do
set
not clump yourself, and then
ပြုတ်
look
ကြ
for
သူ
that
များ
opening
ကောက်
off of the tiny. If
အဲ့
you
ညာ
get
မ
the
သိခင်
vacuum
သုံး
like
သွား
we
မှာ
saw
တော့
Sure.
သုံး
you
ပါးလည်း
take
ပြုတ်
that.
ကြသွား
But it's
ရင်
most likely this toss that's going to
အဲ့
break
ဒါ
the
တမျိုးတော့တ
formation.
မျိုးပဲနော်နည်းနည်း twist နည်းနည်းရှိတယ်အဲ့ဒါကြောင့်
Where no buyback,
This.
but it's not a place that Tundra is
ပွဲ
willing
ချင်း
to
ချင်းမိနစ်
venture
50ထိုးသွားပြီ
The thing is, somebody is gonna likely
တေးကြတယ်
have to show
60ပဲ
Liquid
မိနစ်
unless they
50
get
ရောက်တဲ့
crazy
ပွဲတွေက
smoke
60
grab.
ပဲတေးကြတယ်
And the only
Oh,
person who
identity
wants to
သွားကြ
jump
အောင်
in
ပါ
this game is that underlord.
TR fight
Is
တွေ
it that acceptable though when he doesn't have buyback? The other
It's
some
tough.
zeros do.
It's tough. You can maybe
BKB
throw 'em out
ဘန်းလိုက်တယ်
quickly,
ပူကြီး
but
ကောင်း
you
တယ်
cannot show the other team.
BKB ဘန်းလိုက်တော့စောင်းရမ်းနေဆိုသွားတယ်စတန်းတွေပဲယူကြတော့မှာအားလုံးကအဲ့ချိန်ကျရင်တိုက်ဟန်တာခေါ်ပဲ
out of this Sand King monkey.
တိုက်ဟန်တာ
So
ပိုင်
they
နိုင်
just
ပြီ
cannot get
အေးစေး
jumped. Now you can
တော့
jump
က
from
ဗတဲ့ဆိုင် Ravage က9កောင်လုံးထိကိုထိမှာ
We're
သိမပြေဘူး
taking
BKB
He's gonna
ဘန်း
try.
လိုက်
They got the first strike. They got the bushwhack. They
Oh, in this BKB ကြီးသွားပြီ nice nice nice
Goes out from BZM.
He got out of
He's
there.
gonna drop the
Glimpse.
Wukong's command.
Glimpse
BZM,
တော်သေးတာပေါ့ကွာ
he's
ပြန်မပါသွားလို့
It doesn't quite hit. And 33
Blessy ကဘာမှလဲ
chasing away
Blessy
these
က
heroes.
ဝေး
Mickey, he
Blessy က
wants to
ပြောင်း
go
နော်ဟိုး
fire.
ပေါ်မှာ
He
Blessy က
dives
ဟိုမှာ
away
ပတ်
from
ပြေးနေ
the guard, and now we
ဝင်
focus
ခုတ်
on
ပြီး
the
ဝင်ခုတ်ပြီး
Forward
Mickey
captain, trying to bring down 33.
ကြောက် main in ring ထဲမှာ Mickey ကိုခုတ်နေရနော် main in ring ထဲမှာချောသွားပြီဗျာ
Another epicenter comes through.
Bash,
Going after
bash.
goes the puck. He's gonna go down first. The epicenter is wearing down BZM as well. They just need a little bit more damage.
Can't get
and Nisha can't get it. He's got a BKB TP out. The rest of Liquid are in full retreat, and Tundra win
Ooh,
another
nice.
one.
And that's a Monkey King
Monkey King
buyback.
buyback,
All
Monkey
they
King
need to do
buyback
is
နော်
watch his team die from the
Roshan
tree
ထွက်နေပြီ
line. The damage out of the Bloodseeker in this game has just
Bloodseeker
been
ကျွတ်စိန်
disgusting. That is a quad rupture fight as he is just running through everybody.
ကဲ
with a
4ယောက်
pure
5ယောက်
choke on
status
top
strong
of it.
မရှိဘူးဟလားဒီချိန်လိုရှန်ယူလိုက်ရင်တော့အကောင်းဆုံးပဲဖြစ်မယ်အကောင်းဆုံးအာ9ယောက်5ယော
All
က်ဖြ
the
စ်သွားပြီ
focus is on the spellcasters,
ဒါပဲလား
on the utility, getting this invoker out of the fight.
အေးကျ300ရာတော့လို့တဲ့ refresher ကိုနှစ်ခါ300ပဲသုံးရမှာဆိုအဲ့ဒါလည်းမိုက်တယ် အဲ့ idea လည်းမိုက်တယ်အဲ့လိုပေါ်ပေါ်လောလောသုံးလို့မရတော့အဲ့လည်း good တယ်သုံးမြင့်ကုန်သိရမလား300ပြီးကုန်အဲ့တန်းက delete အဲ့လည်းမိုက်တယ်အေးအောင်ရေးဒိုင်းဘက်ဝါလားဟုတ်ကောဟုတ်တယ် No buyback ဒါပဲ
This
လေ
is going
ဒါ
to
ပဲ
be
လေ
Vegas
ဒါပဲ
unless
လေ
you can rally something here.
ထုတ်လိုက်တော့တားရီတို့3လမ်းဘက်က
Three on
You used all
five.
your ultimates earlier. You used all your epicenter refreshers from before.
You do not have a lot in the tank.
You basically
အန်
only
ကွာ
have
အန်
the
လေ
Monkey King for
အေး
this
မ
to
ဖတီဖတီဖတီပါလာပြီအားပြောင်းခုတ်တယ်ခုတ်တယ်
toss back into the Bloodseeker
အဲ့ကောင်
once
ဘိုင်ဘက်
again.
ရှိတာမသိရှိဘူးဘိုင်ဘက်မရှိ
Refresh into death. You can't
Yeah.
refresh your buyback. Another
And I
one
don't-
down.
and I
This
don't-
should
and I
be a
don't-
phone call for Tundra.
ထားမထားနဲ့ထားမထားနဲ့တားရီတို့
You only have one
Isha
epi.
and Mickey, one more epicenter. They make the jump. They hit Chrysalis. They all in fourth. Wukong's command, but
not
it's
enough.
just not enough.
Yo,
A
Wukong
nullifier
command,
from
nene no respect
BKB
ပေးရမယ်
decrepify and heals. Once again, Toby makes a
BZM
massive
BZM
difference
အမဲ
with his
Wukong
puck
command
up.
ရင်းထဲ
Now
မှာ
you
तू
don't
က
have the epicenter. Now you
အား
don't
လုံး
have
နေ
the Wukong's command. You've got
ကြောက်ဝိုင်း
absolutely
ဒိုင်ဘက်ဝိုင်း
nothing
မန်ကြီး
to
ဒိုင်ဘက်
hold
ဝိုင်း
your
nice
base. Liquid are run out of their own ancient, and Tundra will take it easily.
Webley.
A game one victory.
Webley.
They'll finish it up by killing Nisha just one more time. A team wipe to end things.
What a game from them. That felt very sleepy at the start. Some
Very
questions of, is
sleepy.
Tundra going to be able to
Very
find
sleepy
the
at the
coordination,
start.
the team fighting to make this lineup work?
ဘာဆိုလား Bloodseeker နဲ့ဘာဆိုလား Invoker ဖြစ်ပါတယ်အဲ့တော့ Invoker
That is a
first
game
pick
you
က
don't win without Soxa on that
တော့က
time.
share
He absolutely delivered in that mid game. That sequence around the mid lane where he got 3 or 4 tosses off absolutely brought that game back. And then he just continued to find him and find him and find him. But man, Crystallis on that Bloodseeker. He had a 5k damage fight, a 5k damage fight, into a 10k damage fight, into an 11k damage fight. Just no one is stopping this man.
He had
No
a
one can
12K
sit there man
damage fight.
fight.
I mean, it was every single
It's
time he was the
ridiculous.
damage leader.
But that said, the supports are setting up for success. The Darkseer has buffs for him. The Alacrity is another buff for him.
Yeah.
You click this Bloodseeker in the middle of the fight, his buff chart is
ကျွန်
going
တော်ဂျာမီ
up.
ဆွဲလိုက်ပြီဟဲ့
It's
လား
like
တဲ့
10,
တွေ့ပြီနောက်ပွဲ
15 buffs are on this guy. You click on Mickey, he's got like a solar
ဟို
crest.
အဲ့ဒါပိတ်ကြောင်မှာ
It's just not a
ဒါ
fair
ထွန်းလာ
fight.
လက်က
Exactly
liquid
what
ကနည်းနည်း
Tundra is known for, putting all
အခု
the
ချိန်မှာ
pieces
ပူတာနေတယ်
together
ဒါ
to
ပေမဲ့
form some
ပစ်
sort
က
of
အဲ့လိုသွားမှာ
monstrosity
ပစ်
that
ကြောင်
cannot be stopped and will not be stopped.
ဂိမ်းတူအခုလိုမျိုးထပ်ပြီးတော့အောက်ပစ်ထပ်လုံရ
One
င်
game away
ဟို
now
ကထပ်
from
နိုင်နိုင်
making it to main stage there on the international team Liquid. That also means for them, they're on the other side of the coin, and one game away from potentially getting
play.
eliminated early, even though they were considered to
play,
be one
we
of the
play.
favorites going into this. A lot to break down with that.
ကိုပြောရ
game
နော်အဲ့လိုမျိုးဆိုရင်
one.
ထွန်းလာနိုင်တတ်တယ်လို့
Absolute brawl, I think we're gonna focus a lot on the Bloodseeker, of course, like our commentary team does as well. But first, gonna go to Stormstormer, Invoker, double down.
Double down. one more, please. I mean, I'm actually getting so much ammo on this panel.
100%.
It just keeps going.
Every double
Just
down.
keeps going, and it's just a little bit more meatball and so on. But yeah, I mean, BZM show together with Crystalis. I mean,
BZM show
is honestly a
ဒီဘက်
combo we
BZM
play a lot
ထက်
together, and
Crystalis
I
show
was Crystalis
ဒီ
once,
ကြီး
but
လောက်
that
သွားတာ
combo
BZM တော့
really
တိတ်ပြီးတော့
wraps up once Blood
မ
Seeker
ပြလိုက်ရ
came out,
ဘူး
it was basically the Mjolnir and the BKB, and this game was basically the same show. Like at a certain point, we could just see that they couldn't deal with them anymore. Liquid had some
Hollow
ways
Knight
to
အသေး
fight
ကွာ
back,
အ
as
သေး
we're
ထွက်
gonna
တာ
see
ပဲ
later in some clips
ဒေါင်း
as
ပြီ
well,
လေ
but I think overall the Tundra draft really came to shine.
Hollow Knight အသေးထွက်တယ်ထွက်တယ် okay လေ လာတယ်ကွာ visual ကလာ မိုက်တယ်ဒေါင်းပြီကွာ flick song ဟောကြရတယ်ဒေါင်းပြီညဒေါင်းလိုက်လက်စီရဲ့ BS ဆော်ပါတကယ်အကောင်းလက်စီ BS သူ့ရဲ့ signature ထဲမှာပါတယ်လက်စီ ထားရအောင်30 30အကုန်သွားပြီအေးကောင်းတယ်ဒီညဘာလေးရရမလဲဟာတို့နောက်ကျသွားတာTundra game 1ရိုက်လိုက်ရမှာTundra game 1 easy လာပြီလားမလာသေးဘူးclub First discover around one cat. Destroy it and beat it. We shall get you. You didn't laugh. 2ပဲကစားရင်အားရောအဲ့ဒါဆိုဒါအင်းနဲ့ဆန့်ကျင်ပဲကြီးဖြစ်သွားတယ်ဟာ Plus 2 multiple reroll in the shot. Ooh. Okay. Sorry lah, sorry lah. Sorry lah. Sorry, Joe. Reroll လောက်ရမယ်မြင်ရအောင်အေးကောင်းမမြင်ရတော့ငါဘယ်လိုဆော့ရ What the fuck မမြင်ရတာကြီးငါဘယ်လိုဆော့ရမှာတော့အာယာလေးကွာပိုးလို့လေကိုလိုတော့ချက်ကြီးလာကောင်းဒီ roll လောက်အောင်နော်ဒီ roll က5ချက်တောင်ရေးကြည့်တယ်ဆိုဒီ roll လိုက်ရင်ဒီကောင်ကတက်တယ်အဲ့တော့ပတ်စံက5ချက်တစ်ချိန်လုံးပတ်စံရှာမှာ90ချက်ကွင်းကင်းလို့ပဲကွင်းတစ်ဆက်ဟိုspick ကမရ spick အဲ့ဒီဖြတ်ချလိုက်ရင်ပြက်ပြီအေးရောင်းone bit small blind, a bit blind, slider, game point. It's fine, random choose. Wow. Maybe I'm machine. Yo. Let's go.
Well, we do have our answer because the Invoker Ember matchup gone. Or rather, the Invoker is gone, which kind of maybe makes the Ember also a little bit lower priority.
Invoker
It does
first
mean
ban
that, of course,
ban
we're
ခံလိုက်ရ
gonna
ပြီ
see some heroes make it
အဲ့
through.
မှာ
They
ပြဿ
didn't
နာ
make it
စ
through
ပြီ
previous
ထွန်
game
ဒရာတို့
because we do also see the Naga Siren in the first phase ban, and that hero was completely ignored in game number 1. So that's not true. They also first phase banned at that time.
Yeah, I was just about to say. Sounds
My bad.
surprising.
Sus.
No, it was also banned. Okay, but there's still going to be a hero banned that, or not banned, and that's the Marcy.
Oh, the
There
Marcy.
you go.
Saberland has had pretty good success, I think. I mean, it's 1-1, but I remember him having good games on this Marcy.
It does give the sacking away though to Tundra, and with Shaker, Invoker, and Beastmaster being banned out, that is probably just honestly, if you go through the BZM list, the next one up there. So it's a quite of a gamble. I would have liked to see also Liquid just to pick up the sacking here, but they must have had this on their radar, I think.
But it does leave the room for Nisha to potentially play some of his more signature heroes, perhaps like the Queen of Pain, could be Leshrac, right? I think these heroes are heroes that Liquid perhaps excel a little bit more at when Nisha has a more dominant role compared to like a Sand King, which is more like playmake, team fight. I think Nisha being this semi-carry that you can play around is maybe a bit better. We might also see Shadow Fiend, like Liz had mentioned last game. Something like that I would like to see from Nisha this game.
Monkey also still left in the pool. It's a Liquid classic that they both play.
I mean, if we're talking
so
about
they're looking at-
circles, there's plenty of circles to find still in the pool, but the tiny that we saw in the previous game
Yeah.
from Saxa is out. So the progression is there.
And the respect on the disruptor as
Yeah.
well.
Did I see that right? Does Nietzsche have a 100% win rate on puck on 3 games?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Kiss Puck is.
I think that's a combination with them first picking the heroes for.
ဒီတစ်ခါ liquid က
I'm also
bite တစ်ခု
very
နဲ့ဆို
curious
ရင်
why
နိုင်တော့မှာ
it
နော်
didn't- or
အဲ့
did it get
hero တွေ
first
ပင့်
hit?
It's yeah,
Ah, it got banned. It got first hit by Tundra. Okay, very clever.
liquid ကအန်ဒါလိုကြီးထပ်ထွက်လာမလားအော်နေအောင်
This
အဲ့
little
Marcy
hero
က
we don't really, like we kind of glance over her very often, but Hoodwink right now for
ပေး
me
ပါလိုက်လဲ
feels
စော်တယ်ဟုတ်တယ်
like in a good spot. I know it's
တ
not.
ကယ်လို့
like-
အဲ့ Marcy ကို
Yeah,
offlane
I
ရအောင် push
it's
နိုင်လို့
not
ရှိရင်ထွန်ဒရာနိုင်ပြီ
showcasing it at the moment. I feel like maybe it's not
utility ကောင်မ
played in the
ပါ
right
ဘူးဆိုရင်
position
ထွန်ဒရာ
since
နိုင်မှာ
then.
utility
But go
ထွန်ဒရာ
nuts,
utility
kinda
နဲ့ဆော့မှာ
the facet.
ဒီ
It gives
hero
a
ကြီးကို
lot of,
offlane ရအောင် push
range.
နိုင်မလားကြည့်ရ
The
အော်
item build
Shadow
is
Demon
only
ပါ
maybe
လာ
a
ပြီ
problem.
အလဲတွေ
But your level 10 talent is also really nice. It's really difficult to take down, and it gives you the break, which kind of is needed in a lot of games.
လက်စီကထပ်ပစ်လို့မရ
Have a
တော့
lot of burst damage.
I feel like it's good on
လက်
paper.
စီကထပ်ပ
but
စ်လို့မ
I
ရ
don't-
တော့
I
ဆိုင်းကင်း
rarely
မစ်ပြီး
see
လက်စီက
the impact
ကွက်
really
ကိုတ
is
ခါရဲ
big.
blow
I
သွား
know
ပြီ
exactly
Wow,
what
this
you
hero
mean.
is really strong right now.
ဆိုတော့က
But it has anyways
ဟောနေပါ
21
လုံး
games as we
ပတ်လည်း
saw.
မရှိဘူး
I think it's just like really stable, and sometimes you get caught off guard just how big the range is from your
Whoa.
facet.
That's a really high win rate. Shadow Demon, 11 picks, 72% win rate. One of those wins is in the hands of Insania, from what I just saw.
I like this pickup from Liquid with the Shadow.
That's why
Demon as
ဟုတ်တယ်
well,
ဒီကောင်နေ
because
တဲ
you
ထား
can
တော့မယ်
see
ဒီလား
Tundra already has thanking
အဲ့ဒီ
Hoodwink, those 2 heroes if they would jump somebody,
Marcy
that
ကို
target would
offlane
surely
တည်
die,
ထား
but
တော့မယ်
now
အခုတက်ဒီ
with the
ဘာမှမ
Shadow
ပြ
Disruption,
သေး
you
ဘူး
can
မစ်ခဲလည်း
basically
ဖြစ်သွားနိုင်
play
တယ်
away that
ဒါ
somebody
ပေမဲ့
starts
စေးပါလိုက်လည်း
in
ဖြစ်
front,
သွားနိုင်တယ်အ
bait
ကယ်
the
လို့
jump, and they have the Shadow Demon Disruption to
ဒီ
back it up.
ကောင် offlane push
Just a
ပြီးတော့
lot of magic damage as well, right? Like
ဘက်က
into the
utility
SD,
အဲ့လို
so the
under
Hoodwink is
under
kinda
လောလောက်
hard
နဲ့
to
ပြန်
just
ကျုံး
chill
လိုက်ရင်
around these fights.
ပူးစီးွားမှာနော်
Besides the obvious saves that you get from the SD.
Okay, I see Snapfire now. I have to think back to Tundra, how Crit just gobbled up heroes with like
Yeah.
800 range or something.
Legit
off the
ကို
screen
ထိုးရလို့
because
တို့
it
ဘာ
was
လို့
a
ပေးပြီး
70-minute
တော့
game.
Is this some-
He boxed
တော့
got
လို့ရတယ်
inspired.
ဘလက်စီကာကတော့မ
Marcy
ကောင်းတော့ဘူး
finally
ရှယ်ရိုဒီမွန်
gets
ပါလာတော့ဘလက်စီကာတို့
So what do we need
Razor
for
တို့က
Tundra
ဘောင်းမွင်
now,
တော့
actually? We need some way to
Throw all
respond to
around,
this
man,
Marcy,
and
right? We've
cut
seen a lot
one.
of troll in this tournament.
Yeah.
အဲ့ချိန်ကျရင်
it
Morphling
might
တို့
be-
ဘာတို့က
I
ကောင်း
don't
တယ်ခက်တာ
know if we
လက်ကြီးက
wanna pick that
Morphling
right
ဆော့
now.
မှာလားမ
There's
ဆော့
also
ဘူးလား
Shadow
ရှိ
Demon,
ပြီ
which is very good against it's kiting troll.
It's also not really a Crystallis
Yeah.
hero, I would say.
You know, now that you made me think like this, Shadow Demon is so good with Marcy as well because
Do now
most
do
DSs are
that.
exactly like that. Troll and
Do
Bane,
not,
right? Like a lot of Bane picks have been
liquid ပဲပြောတာ
utilized against her. So this
Liquid ပဲ
save comes
ဟုတ်တယ်နော်လာတော့လာနိုင်တယ်
I mean, it's
In hand.
the
Luna or
Shadow Demon
Duza.
hero is very annoying to draft against because he is very good against a lot of stuff. Heroes that are good against him are kind of like
Oh, you know.
Weaver, like these type of heroes that
Hey.
don't care about getting purged. They don't care about getting disrupted that much. So, but he's good against a lot of carries because the illusions can really
လာလာတောင်းပြီ
be a
ပုံမှန်
problem,
လေးပဲ
and the purge can really make it hard for a lot of carries to play the game. And then you're also staring down this Marcy offlane, which is one of the strongest heroes of the patch. So I think it's these two picks are not that easy for Tundra right now.
There's one here that they... Never mind, cut. I thought I was about to mention Monkey King,
Yo,
but they're just taking the Faceless Void here.
Okay.
The next Helm of the Dominator hero.
I think I think this is a pretty good pick. I'll need to find a hero for Toby. He's played Warlock, I think, quite a bit.
Pugna's out.
Pugna's out, yeah.
Played some Silencer as well.
Play some
They still go
Bane.
with the Bane.
Wow.
I mean, this has been the answer to Marcy in a lot of games. However, like we talked about this, like you do have the disruption of Shadow Demon.
You do have double save already. I mean, Snapfires these days, at some point, they will get the Aghanims, and this can be a save for both the Chronosphere and Bane, so...
You know, if he gets the 800 range, like he can save it on the other side of the Chrono.
I
Well,
mean,
we did see the average game and win times for Tundra. They are on average a lot lower than anyone else, and the difference between them and Liquid and that is 10 minutes. So they hope to not get to the point where the Snapfire is able to get that range.
is there some offlane they could pick that could be very good here against Bane and Void and make the Marcy go +1? Because I'm sure Mika is ready to play it. He's ready to play anything.
You pick Doom here, maybe?
What do we need
Or
from
is
an offlaner on the side
Underlord,
of
Doom, both
Liquid
sounds-
if they put the Marcy on Mickey?
It also needs to consider their players, I guess, right? Because Saberlight, I think he's the one who's mostly played the Marcy.
Mm-hmm.
But
He's smiling. He's cooking something. Enigma.
oh, the Enigma,
he's got
Saberlight.
it
There we
hero.
go. I mean, this is a very good pick, no? I mean, both Bane and Void don't really interact with the Eidolons in the laning stage.
But yeah, it is a good pick in theory. But what we saw actually Wildcard do earlier against the Enigma is that they put the offlaner in the safe lane. So that's something that Tundra could consider doing here. Throw the Void on Crystallis into the offlane and then pick another hero or put the Sand King against the Enigma. And then suddenly you don't have the biggest issue. The Void in the offlane should be pretty happy against the Marcy carry with any of the two supports, right? So that is a way you can sort of play around with that. At least the lane phase part.
The whole
The backball part is not really an
is the
issue,
love
right?
why.
But of course, we don't see it that often.
Hey.
Right? It does require a little bit of, what would you say, adaptation from Tundra, maybe a little bit of risk willingness, because it is something that, yeah, you don't really have much experience in doing.
They definitely have to come up with some solution, because I think if it's just going to be a casual 2v2 lane, like Snap plus Enigma against Bane and Void,
Yeah.
I do think it will go quite out of control. Maybe they're going to start the lane with the Hoodwink on top. Maybe they're going to switch supports first of all.
ဒီဘက်အဲ့ဆို
As
ရင်
you mentioned, are they ready to do that, especially with the standard on their side?
liquid နိုင်မှုများသွား
It's
I
1-2-5.
imagine 33
utility ထွက်လာပြီဟိုဘက်က white ကြီး
should be able to
Game
copy
nine.
something like that. Or could he play like a tight
တေးကြတယ် white ဘင်းက
and just not care about this?
Aniki
Enigma
ma
at all?
laneကို
Like,
ဘယ်လို
could
မှ
you
မ
see
နိုင်
something like that. He played Brood. the
ဘယ်
other day,
အန်ဒါတောင်
maybe
ဖြစ်
that's
သွားနိုင်
something
တယ်
we
ဒီ
could
ပွဲက
like play some Brood in the safe lane. He's very creative, at least, coming up with ideas.
အင်းတူက liquid ပြန်နိုင်မယ်ထင်
And
တယ်
I also want to highlight
Yeah,
Liquid
yeah.
has the next pick coming, but they're also banning mids. So the mid pick is not
33
getting easier
brood
here.
အဲ
And Zach
33
already picked from
brood
Tundra. I'm honestly a bit surprised by this ban. I mean,
brood
it is
နဲ့ white
true
နေ
that
တွဲ
the
လို့မ
Liquid
ကောင်း
draft does not have too much lockdown, but you're also banning your own potential heroes here.
That means they have something in mind.
အဖြစ်နိုင်တယ်သူလည်းတလန်
But what Liquid needs some kind of more damage. I think.
Pressure
The
ပေးထား
supports-
နိုင်
Snap deals damage when he has the ultimate off.
အစနကြီးဘလို့မှ
Enigma
လိုက်လို့မ
also
ကောင်း
deals
အဲ့
damage with the
brew
black
နဲ့
hole, but apart
white
from
နဲ့
that, it's kind of only Marcy that deals that. So Nisha
Easy
needs to
and
be
think
damaged
out.
without it, I think.
You mentioned
Think,
it earlier, Leshrac is still in the pool.
Yeah.
A lot of uncontrollable damage, right? Like maybe
Nova
you
Yanji
would
Wali
like
with
to have
Think
some
out.
extra control behind
Think out your
besides
white
the
deal.
black hole as well. Something that can jump the backline.
Easy
like
and
an
Sun
Ember
Game
or
guy, I
Void
think,
Spirit,
yeah, yeah.
something like that.
Ember now banned.
And bring some damage, yeah. Ember is out.
And this is where I'm surprised that the Storm Spirit is out, because
Oh,
I
33
resonate with
Sanguine
what you
pin
are
nine.
saying. I think they need more
Would be good
damage
for
and
them,
also a
right?
little bit more lockdown. Snapfire ultimate setup or something like that. And now that all these heroes are out, I mean, what is even left? You mentioned the Void Spirit.
Nah, I don't
It
like
is
it that much.
pickable, but
They might pick
not
Quap,
exceptional.
but it's also not that easy pop game, right? It's a lot of stuns.
I think out of all suggestions you made, the Leshrac makes the most sense to me, because you deal damage even if you get Chronosphered. You have the Shadow Demon to back you up. Generally speaking, Leshrac Shadow Demon is also a strong combo. You have the Disruption setup for the Split Earth. Might be the best pick that is left in the pool
ဟို
here.
တင်းနေတာဘာလို့
Glad
ထွန်
they
ရာ
contain themselves.
ကဲတို့ဒီမို
That
နေ
would
ရော
be a
ဘာ
potential
တွေရောပစ်
Leshrac
ထားတာ
match.
ကို feather white ပစ်တာ
Indicates the coming Leshrac pick, mate.
I
I'm
do
like-
love the Lesh. I
what
still
about-
feel that he's missing a little bit of that backline catch. and
Pangolier maybe?
setup.
I feel like they need another hero to go in and start the fight as well.
It's very hard to play against the Chrono and the Bane group, though.
It is not the best Pangolier game for sure.
It would, you would definitely sacrifice your own game right there if you pick that hero.
I kind of feel like there's a lot of pressure right now.
It's definitely not an easy pick.
Whichever hero he'll play.
I'm a beast.
I somehow always forget Prime exists.
I forgot
I
this hero
forget
as well.
this hero exists. I don't know.
Isha Prime
But of course,
Beast.
It's
Okay.
the type of hero they need. It's like the better Pangolier in this game, you know?
There is a Monkey King in the pool for Tundra, if they want to pick that. It's still one of those cheesy mid-heroes. Obviously, BZM is ready to play it if they want to try to slow down the Primal Beast game here a little bit. But in that case, obviously, the Sand King would be rotated to the off lane, which surely 33 is ready to do.
Yeah, he's done it once so far. This road to TI did not come out on top, but I'm sure he's comfortable with it.
There's another hero they didn't really come out on top. That's the Tinker that they played before. If they want to take this game late, and if they think that they can surpass that mid-game with him, I feel like later on down the path he is exceptionally strong.
It's already a bit pre-counted by the Shadow Demon.
There's also a world where they pick a 33 hero, right? And put the same.
Also, yes, the second could just simply go mid, where it's like looking the strongest, to be honest. If there's like a good offlaner, like what a casual Darks here, Axe, yeah.
Darks used to, a lot of his favorites are still out there. Definitely a lot of flex room for Tundra. They can pick what they want, and it will be that Monkey King that you guys
Monkey
were
King,
talking about. So we're gonna see that coming.
Okay,
out from the mid
Godzilla
lane.
နဲ့ main game နဲ့ဒါပေမဲ့
Makes a lot of
Nisha
sense. We get one more circle. We were counting circles.
Free
last game. We
Piazza
got Vulcan, we got
သွားရင်
Chronosphere, we got Epicenter. Ooh, I
There's
really like
one
this pick.
team with way more circles, Stormstormer. Is that
What,
a bad
Liquid?
sign for Liquid? No, the most circles.
Tundra has more
surely on
circles, right?
Tundra.
Yeah.
You have Sandstorm, Chronosphere, Wukong.
ဒီဘက် liquid နိုင်ပဲထင်တယ်
And the other one, what? Black
Versus
hole.
maybe
That's
one
it.
circle. Yeah.
I mean, I love this pick personally. I mean, the Shadow Demon Destruction
Liquid
doesn't
ကြိုက်တာ
really
အော်
save
မ
against
ကြိုက်
the
ဘူး liquid
Wukong
ကြိုက်တယ်
because
အော်မ
obviously
ကြိုက်
the
ဘူး
Wukong
1.5
just
ကြီး
persists and kills them even after
အော်
they come
Aniki
out.
မှာ lane ရ
And
ဆောင်း
to
ရမ်း
me,
ထောင်
it
မှာ
looks like some overwhelming team
White
from
guy
Tundra. To me, it's gonna
Final
be a
Yama
question
Mate.
whether basically Nisha can pull off things that I would call
Bim.
Valorant gameplay
Marcia
against this
Tempo
sort of
hero.
matchup of the mid lane.
I also think it comes down to whether or not Tundra does adjust the lanes, like we talked about earlier. Do they actually put the Sand King against the Enigma? Or does Liquid get the lane matchups that they want that then can snowball into a quick tower, for example, for Enigma, and, you know, freed up map for the Primal Beast to run around? I think this is
liquid
also what's
အတောင်
gonna
ကြီး
be,
ဟုတ်တယ်
you know, it should make
Game
the
2ကတော့
Liquid
liquid
draft a lot
liquid
easier to
ကြိုက်
play if that were to happen.
So if the Sand King's playing against Enigma, we're gonna have the Monkey King played against the Marcy.
No, Monkey
put
goes
Monkey
mid,
mid.
but the Void
so
will
sorry,
just be
in
in
the
the
Void,
off lane in that case. But
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see if they do it. It's not that common, but I think it would be a good idea this game.
Okay, let's see if we're gonna get some lane shenanigans here at the start of game number 2. And let's
Lane
see who comes out on top.
shenanigans.
Can Liquid force out their third game, or will it be Tundra moving forward to the playoffs of the International? We're finding out with Cap and SVG.
That's right, the TI champs are just one game away from elimination, failing to make it to TI. Is their road going to end here, Avery?
That would be quite a surprise. I think there'd be a lot of predictions that are absolutely decimated by that result, but there's maybe going to be some predictions decimated either way. I think both these teams people would have put in the top 3, 4, 6, you know, stand-ins, whatever.
I think many people may have had Tundra doing better at TI, especially midway through the season where Tundra was just killing it. But they did seem to fall off just a bit before this tournament. And this matchup specifically is one that's plagued them since going back to the last time the 33 was on Tundra. The matchup that Liquid very often did walk away the victors, but now they're just one game away from getting the victory over their old nemesis in Liquid. And of course, 33 beating his former team. Soxa breaking a smoke and getting good vision of what's happening here. Liquid already not doing quite as well as they did in game 1, where they managed to use that smoke to find the early first blood. And they kind of need that early advantage because the panel was talking about there's potential for a lot of shenanigans here in this laning phase.
Big question, will they put the Sand King against the Enigma, try and dodge this Faceless Void Bane lane? But it looks like the answer is no. Looks like Tundra's just going to play it straight up. They have confidence enough in the Monkey King pick going mid, giving them enough tempo with the matchup against the Primal Beast. But this is a auto lose lane. Void Bane does not beat Enigma. Like, I don't care how well you play it. It's just not doable. Of course, you can always throw, but barring some crazy shenanigans like that, this is going to be a dominating lane for Liquid. This Marcy lane looks pretty strong as well. They're even going to pseudo tri-lane it at the start because they know how powerful this Enigma is versus the lack of Eidolon clear. Looking for an early first blood.
Disruption. We're going to see Soxa try and help himself here with the Bushwhack, but of course there's still 2 supports that are going to run him down. So Liquid still walk away with first blood. This one goes to Insania, 33, who opted not to show in lane because I think he knew something like this was possible. I thought he was going to grab the creep wave from behind the tower, but
lost his courier too.
Yeah, that's
a tough start for Tundra in this off lane, which I think was already going to be a little bit of a tough lane.
Yeah, every single time. Ooh, Bushwhack misses there. Again, Tundra with some early whiffs on their abilities, though it didn't stop them from still getting the victory in game 1. As it seemed that their fight was inevitable. Burrow strike back in, 33, but he still has the stick charges. One more hit from Insania. That innate starts building up, and now it's going to start building up on Soxa too, though he has his own innate. One of those hits is already missed, thanks to the tree taking the hit instead. So, trading out cores in the bottom lane. This is certainly going to be a lot of battling. Also a question of, talking about lane shenanigans, what about the shenanigans in mid lane? Because we have the Monkey King, the counter pick here, against Nisha's Primal Beast. Is Nisha going to do his best Maureen impression? Leave lane early, start back laning? What do you do here?
He did go the early boots, but he is just getting destroyed in this one-on-one. You're seeing the reaction here. This is not the start he wanted. He's going to have to do some back laning. Like, there's no way he can continue to play this straight up with the start BZM has had on that CS chart. Again,
frankly, I think Nisha is just not comfortable with that kind of play.
No, it's not his style.
I think he likes laning straight up. He does not like having to do weird, cheesy stuff like
I agree. It's not his MO. It doesn't use his exact strengths as a player, right? Like, you'd rather have him just beating someone mid, taking it straight to him, but he has no choice here. Those early waves were a disaster.
Second go around. Insania trying to cut through the trees, will not be able to juke out Soxa. His aim is true and finds a second kill for Tundra. No trade out this time.
Liquid had that first blood, but Tundra are getting the better of Liquid in this laning phase at game 2. I mean, this is going to be an absolute free farm mid Monkey King. The Void surviving top for now, that's the lane that will go bad for Tundra over time. But if these other two go well enough to make up for it, that's a laning
back
phase
in the
win.
tower. Did not quite get in range of the tower, and they got to be careful fighting into all of these Eidolons. One stun is all it takes. Crystal is hoping that he gets enough to, trade off a kill. It's just clearly not going to happen. This is the one lane that will go very well for the Enigma. You said it at the start. There's just simply no way for them to win.
Yeah, no shot. You're looking to get as much as you can before you have to abandon.
Mega Hanebi, hold there.
Strong in this game. Eventually, you can rotate some other heroes into this.
I didn't know sorry.
Deal with it, but
well, that's
also the guy
Tundra's off lane, right? If Saberlight is having good enough time, Boxy can leave him alone and go
absolutely.
to that safe lane.
အပေါ်လင်းကနိုင်ပါလေအပေါ်လင်းကအဲ့
Thunder
Fire
into this Enigma
အဲ့ဒီကမှာ Void ကိုအသေးထုတာမှာ
especially
ထုထောင်းတလိုင်း
and just destroy who's ever lingering there. That's another big option for Liquid, which they love that move.
What on earth? There's a mango on the ground.
Well, so far, this Monkey King last pick has done its job.
duration นี่ lock ဖြစ်နေတယ်
is well ahead in net worth as well. He's a full level ahead. This is pretty brutal. And this is a mid hero in this Monkey that he can go top and kill Enigma, right? He can go bottom and skew that lane. He has options to use this advantage.
Oh, nice body blocking there. Beautiful micro there from Saberlight. The cookie on one of the Eidolons gets in front of the Bane and then continues to body block him, ensuring the kill.
Little glyph on the trample, just making Nisha's life even more miserable. I mean, Primal is a hero that can function from a sacrificial position. His spells are powerful. You can always make up for it in the team fights. But he does have a lot of stunts to go into, and is generally not the kind of lineup Primal has fun playing into without a BKB. Even BKB this game, you're up against Grip and Chrono.
Considering the fact that net worth actually seems to be pretty even, 33 Burrow Strike. Nice read, holding on to the Burrow Strike there, but there's still the disruption, and there's still a Blood Grenade. Insania brought another one of those little bit of utilities. Yeah, he does have a Lotus, and they realize that they will not go for the kill. Insania is actually going to drop pretty low here, trying to get him with the Bushwhack, not required. Blood Grenade will finish him off.
And Sox is having himself a series. Salvage that mid-game in game 1 with the Tiny and 3-1 start here for the Hoodwink, breaking that early smoke, giving 33 a much easier time on this lane with some small outplays.
Yeah, there's a reason why 33 left Liquid. And it was because he wanted to rejoin his old teammate in Soxa, right?
Austin, they left each other. It was a mutual party.
Sure it was. Cookie will force Chrysalis to use the time walk defensively with creep wave under tower. So, even net worth, who would you rather be on this side? Would you rather have a Primal Beast get sacrificed or a Faceless Void and a Bane?
Considering the draft, I think the Faceless Void having a slow start is fine for Tundra. Like, I would rather have the Primal have a better start. That said, I think Liquid were always going to win this laning phase, just based on the setup. So if you're Tundra, you're trying to limit the damage, right? Like, I don't think you're going into this first 10 minutes expecting to have a lead out of that. You're expecting Liquid to pull ahead, particularly because of the core matchups. Just trying to extract little wins. And
Nisha, Creed on Masala, Holomio.
This is really going to compound the problem. Again, that XP differential between
these two bids, Marine ဆိုဆောင်းပိုင်နေအဲ့ကွက်
he can
တဲ့မှာဖက်နက်နဲ့ကွာဟိုးနောက်ကနေတွားပြီးတော့စားတဲ့အကွက်လေ Nisha အဲ့လိုမလုပ်ဘူးပဲမန်ကီကင်းကိုအဲ့လိုမလုပ်ရင်ထိန်းလို့မရအောင်တော့တုတ်ပြတ်တော့သွားမှာ
almost level 7 shows up. And you take that
Creed တ wave လောက်အလုခံပြီးဟိုးအနောက်မှာသွားစားမအောင်ရ
And look at this Wisdom Shrine, 7 minutes. It's a classic Monkey King rotation. He wants it. Or he just wants to ruin Nisha's entire career here. I mean, this is...
Yeah, it's usually the MO of these Monkey Kings to just try and Wukong's command on the Wisdom Shrine. Insania tries to sneak it because I think they were afraid of the Monkey King controlling their own Wisdom Shrine, so they had to make a play somewhere else. But BZM, he's just going to be shut out of this laning phase entirely. It will still be a 2-2 split, but Enigma to go back. Gave Chrysalis actually a lane or two to play.
Really interesting he didn't go for that Wisdom Shrine with this. I think that would have been the automatic play for a lot of teams. Maybe Tundra doesn't always play that tempo style, but there's also a possibility he felt if he goes up there, he's going to get outnumbered because his safe lane is the weakest lane in the game right now. Like, the Void Bane cannot help you fight that Wisdom Shrine at all. So it's just him versus Enigma, Eidolons, plus Snap, maybe a TPN, and then if you die there, you throw all this momentum.
And you're not guaranteed to get into that position in the first place, right? It's because Monkey King can tree across the map, right, that he gets there in the first place. But if you're spotted and you get, like, cookied, or maybe, you know, we know Saberlight doesn't have it, but maybe he has Midnight Pulse,
yeah,
which
later
is
on in the game,
problem to
there's
consider.
Some tree cuts. I kind of like that decision, you know, the more I think about it. I think it was the disciplined choice.
Nisha gets away before both the Boundless Strike and the Bushwhack can stop him there. He gets caught. He dies. It's pretty far outside of any sort of TP area. Meanwhile, Mickey, with the help of his helmet, Dom Creed almost gets the kill.
He did it.
Still get the kill. Oh, the Pine Cone will run him down.
That's not way went on. ပြစ်သွားတာထိတယ်ဟာ
Job done.
စွမ်းနေ
Helmet Dominator paying off. Mickey just farming the wave. And honestly, I mean, Nisha is recovering here. Like, if he gets to
Liquid တီးလိုက်ပြီလား
to camps, his hero farms incredibly fast.
နိုင်တော့တယ်ဒီပွဲ Liquid โอ้အပေါ်မှာ
That was one hell of a read. It was a level 5 Enigma, but they made the disruption play knowing they were going to kill the range creep to get 6. And that would set up the black hole. Nisha almost dies to the duo of BZM and Toby, but he does manage to get away ever so barely. Once again, BZM
တာနေပြီ Liquid တာနေပြီအော်နေ flow က
being hunted down non-stop.
အားလီကျုံးမှာအားလီကျုံးနဲ့ flow
Monkey King, no kill connection there. You get
ပြတဲ့ white ကြီးက recover ဖြစ်ဖို့တော်ကြိုးစားတော်ကြီးကိုကြိုးစား
gets to continue to farm.
အနီရှာလည်းပြောရမယ်ဆိုရင်မွတ်နေတာကွာအဲ့တော့
This is going to start to build the lead out of this laning phase. Not much Tundra can do about it at this point. Their supports are just not strong enough to combat how strong these cores are on the lane. Can stack, however. Decent stack on the triangle for 33. I mean, this guy will always find some net worth.
Avery, last game, Liquid, no Helmet Doms. This time around, they're going to have 2 Helmet Doms to the 1 on the side of Tundra.
So they won.
Is that enough to win? Is that enough to push us to a game 3? Primal's going to join this top lane, which is the strongest lane for Liquid. Primal Beast is a hero that needs to accelerate through kills, so best to play to wherever Saberlight is. He'll get the kill and get the tower.
I'm surprised Tundra are lingering up here at all. They plan to double ward up here as well, as if they're trying to fight or protect this safe lane, but there is no fighting or protecting this lane. Summons are way too good against their lineup early until Sand King and the Monkey can clear them out later on. Kinda have to just respect the strength of the Enigma here and not feed too much away to Saberlight in this early game. bend but don't break right now as Liquid ramp up the pressure.
Yeah, you're not getting a power rune here. Monkey King on one side, Toby on the other. It's a regen rune for BZM.
And you really have to be careful about showing mid. Very high chance that Liquid make a smoke move.
Ali ကျုံလို့ရတယ် Ali ပြီးလို့မရဘူး
They're gonna try and smoke into it and catch Saberlight before
Liquid က Ali ကျုံရင် Ali ပြီးအောင်ဆော့ရမှာဒီကောင်လေးလေဂိမ်းမနိုင်ဘူး
Yeah, well, he
Feel the white
was.
you.
Now Saberlight's on the
They gave
lookout.
me
There's
toss
no
on
force
show
either
him.
side, but they've already jumped onto
Uh-oh.
Saberlight. Look up. Oh, no, the cookie. It stopped the Wukong's command. Still, though, the Enigma is limping back and will not be able to escape.
Tundra အနေနဲ့အဲ့ Ali ဘိုင်းမှာအဲ့လိုမျိုးလေးပြန်ပြီးတော့ရိုက်ထားနိုင်ရင်
The Croaker?
Yeah, Croaker ran over
So-
and tendrilled him.
That's funny.
That is quite annoying.
Liquid လုံးသမျှကိုငိမ်းခံနေပဲနဲ့အတင်းပြန်ပြီးတော့ fight နေရလေဂိမ်းရောက်နိုင်
You're on the map down that Enigma.
အဲ့လိုဆိုရင်တော့ Liquid ရှုံးဖို့
That
များ
move around that tier 1, he gets killed. That whole play gets broken up. You buy a
မာစီ
minute,
တိုင်းမင်းမလာသေးပါဘူးအဲ့ဟာကိုတောင်းခံနိုင်ရအောင်ပဲမာစီတိုင်းမင်း
buys your
ရှိ
other
သေးတယ်
cores a lot of time.
မာစီတိုင်းမင်းနဲ့ထိုးတက်တဲ့အချိန်ကျရင်
Not giving that up.
Tundra ခံနိုင်မလားကြည့်ရ
Still in a good spot out of this laning phase, but they are looking to take that snowball more straight back into mid.
ခုတော့မစ်တာဝါ
Not
လာ
to
ချိုး
turn
နေ
it
ပြီ
all in for good reason. There is no protecting this tower.
လွယ်ဦးတာဝါတွေပြုံးမှာ
Yeah, especially
What a
with
minute.
Monkey King.
တာဝါနှစ်တိုင်
After
ကျွတ်
that
သွားပြီ
situation, he TP'd bottom.
တော့ 2K
I feel
လိ
like the only
စတက်အုပ်တွေပါ
way
လာဖြတ်စားနေ
to fight Liquid right now is around that Monkey King. Around his Wukong's command, but
It's just such a fast lineup for Liquid. It feels like they went back to their MO in this game too and said,
သူ
we
နိုင်
don't
အော်ရ
want to be
တ
stuck
ယ်
in some late game ultra
Crystal
breed
carry
fest with late
ကို
gamer
လူးနေ
pressures
တာ
and all this nonsense. We're just gonna win the
အာ
lanes,
bro
take
Let's
towers,
see guy carry.
tempo you out of the map.
တကြီး
have
က
a
ယ်
really
ရီဂိမ်း
fast
1
carry
ကြည့်ကြည့်လိုက်စောင်း
that's
ကျန်း
gonna
တယ်
come
ဆော့
online
သွား
faster than the greed you've gone for, and there is your third
Don't
kill
you
run
ya?
down before the 12-minute mark.
and we're going to use Helmadoms the way Gaben intended.
Yes.
To push towers instead of as a hand of Midas that rats the map every once in a while. Primal Beast surrounded, tries to go for a charge away. That'll limit the epicenter damage. Crystallis? May. Okay, never mind. Zox is on the other side. Once again, Zox makes the difference. You do not have to expend Chronos.
33 ဆန်းကင်းကြတော့လှလိုက်တာ
3-1 and 4 for
ဒီချားဆန်းကင်းကဖင်ပြောင်း
doing work to keep this early game together for Tundra right now. They do not have the playmaking or damage without him. They're continuing to post up here, steal a lot of farm away from Tundra. This is where the Sand King would like to be playing, taking ancient stacks. Benefit of getting all those tier 1s down. I mean, they scan that triangle. It hits. What are you going to do about it? Are you actually going to run heroes in here and try and contest this? There's no way.
So it'll be a fast BKB. This will be a early BKB lineup for Liquid. One on the Marcy, the other on the Primal Beast.
There is counterplay to it with Gripping Chrono. Doesn't make you invincible in this game.
Quick grab from the Primal Beast. This is a combo. The first time we're going to see it, but Primal Beast plus Snapbot.
ဂိမ်း Tundra ရှူလာတဲ့ရှူလာဆိုတော့
this road to TI,
ဟုတ်တယ် Super League ဂိမ်းဆို Tundra
a mainstay
တူးတယ်
ever since Primal Beast was
Super
brought
League
into the game.
မိနစ်40ပေါ့မိနစ်40နောက်ပိုင်းဆိုရင်
That's a
Tundra
3x
ကြိုက်
streak. Got that squirrel off the map.
That's true.
Nice little bonus goal. Getting baited.
BZM getting baited in. Big Gay tries to burst him down.
ဒါပေမဲ့အခုကဘာတွေပြတ်နေပြီ
No way out
အခု
of
က
that
ဘာတွေပြတ်နေမရ
situation.
ဟိုဘက်လိုက်လုံးမှာအသေးကိုလိုက်လုံးမှာနော်အဲ့ဟာကိုခံနိုင်မှရမယ်ဘယ်တော့လွယ်မနေဘူးအဲ့ခံနိုင်မှုက
Shadowed him.
ဟော Tower Defense နဲ့ကောင်မပါဘူးအဲ့လောက် Tanking Sandstrong နဲ့
Not expecting
ကာ
that.
မယ်ဆိုရင်လည်း Sentry နဲ့တက်လာမှာဟိုက
Now it's the Wisdom
လွယ်ဘူး
Shrine.
Christian ကဘိန်းက Christian လို့မရဘူးကိုဝင်လည်း Christian လို့တိတ်မကောင်း
He wants to
ဆွဲပြီး
take
Black Hole အို
do
း
something with this positioning. I'm not sure what though.
I mean, he doesn't do any damage here, so.
Yeah, I was gonna say Chronosphere into what? Insania will take the Wisdom Shrine. He will be run down at the same time.
Wisdom Rune တော့ရလိုက်
Is
တယ်
it worth it to give up a support to take the Wisdom Shrine?
14-minute one, yeah.
Or when does it no longer become worth?
Probably around that 20. I think first and second are worth.
လောကလည်း
Third
late
is
game
if-
strong တယ်နော်
You know, then you're in these mid-late games, like you get.
Black Holeလည်း late game
you're
strong
on
ဒါပေမဲ့
maybe
Chrono
lose
နဲ့
motion.
Black Hole နဲ့ဆိုရင်
Yeah,
Chrono
losing
ပူ
a lot
ကျန်း
of
တယ်
time on the map.
That one's worth it though. He's only dead for like 20 seconds here. Creates a nice XP differential. You can continue to hunt these supports. This is still a level 6 Bane, right? Like Toby is not getting experience in this game unless he can start finding some kills.
Super League game potential တွက်ကြည့်လိုက်ရင်ဒီဘက်မှာ Chrono တွေရှိမယ်ကွာပြီးရင်အဲ့ဘိန်းကြိုက်တာတို့ဘာတို့ကအနောက်
Just need time to get damage online.
beast over တော့အဲ့ဘင်းကြိုက်တာကိုတောက်တယ်
Dog creeps pushing the bottom lane. The hunt
ဒီဘက်မှာ
down
မာစီ
Is that
ဘလက်
was
ဟို
the one that is more
မာစီကတိုင်မင်းကဂျိုးမှာကွာ
summoning.
နောက်ပိုင်းကျရင် white ကိုရှင်ရိုက်လို့မလွယ်
Yep.
TM can keep looking for kills, but it's just so hard to find them with the lack of information.
ဟုတ်တယ်နော်
It's
ဒီ
also
ဘက်
not
လေကိန်း
just
မ
the
ရောက်လောက်
response,
ဘူးထင်
right? It is the aura advantage. This
အဲ့ကြောင့်
time
liquid
Liquid
ကြိုက်
are
နေ
gonna
ကွာ
have the
liquid
aura advantage
အနိုင်ဆော့နိုင်မယ်
over
လို့ထင်နေ
Tundra.
အာလီဘိုင်းနဲ့အဲ့လို mid game မှာအဖြတ်
That's true.
ဖြတ်မယ်လို့
33
ထင်
is
နေအဲ့ဒါ
not going to go utility here. He's trying to scale.
game 2က game 3သွားလောက်ပြီကွာ
We would love for Liquid to overextend into them right now.
Ah.
That's how they get a good fight. Liquid are just not biting the bait.
At 33, thinks he's spotted. Burr strikes out, blinks backwards, joins his vein, and is smoke into mid lane behind VCN. Suit gonna show. Cannot afford another death. He really needs that BKB.
There's just nowhere to smoke to.
He backs out, but the map is getting suffocated here. Not too many places for Tundra to go.
That's really awkward for them. Their vision is all bottom right, but that tier 1 tower is still up. And it doesn't really see that much of Liquid's jungle or where they're farming. Their own jungle's dark. Having trouble getting the lanes in. Only the Monkey King really wants to show aggressively, and at this point he doesn't want to show anymore with Primal off the map.
အာစီယာ BKB ထွက်ပြီပေးပါလိုက်ရပိုက်နော် under 20 minute မှာရတာနော်အဲ့တိုင်းဝင်အဲ့ power spike တွေလာတော့မှာ20 minute ပြီးရင်အဲ့ Tormentor ယူမယ် Roshan ယူမယ်အဲ့ train လိုက်ကြီးကိုဘယ်လိုကာမလဲပေါ့နော်ဆွဲလိုက်ကြီးအဲ့ power spike အတွဲလိုက်ကြီးကိုဘယ်လိုကာမလဲမိခေကပြီးတော့အပြားဆုံးသွားမှာဟျောင်းကြီး nice item အဲ့ဒါ
Just a standoff on this top lane.
အဲ့ item တကယ် nice တာနော်
Jumped.
ကိုရင် silent pass တွေထွက်မှာဘိန်းတို့ဘာလို့အတွက်တကယ်အောင်နောက်တယ်အဲ့ဒါ white အတွက်လည်းတော်တော်အောင်နောက်တယ် but ထဲမှာ sign line တွေဖြစ်ပြီးခုံမြပြုမြတွေဖြစ်တတ်တယ်အဲ့အပြာကြောင်ကကဲ
Can't wait forever.
I agree.
ကဲလာပြီဗျာ
You're giving the
BKB
Tundra
power
advantage.
spike.
Pushed out the map a lot. They pushed out top. BCM has been pushing
ဒါ
out
ပေမဲ့
bottom.
Tundra ကငလေတွေအောက်
Chrysalis
အောက်
is
ရောက်
getting
သွားပြီ
farm in the
ဟေး
jungle. They're going to give up a tower here. This move really needs to work for Liquid.
They are giving up a lot. They're just losing this tier 1 for free bottom.
And Tundra is even aware of what could be coming their way. They have a scan on the gate, but the scan might expire
Too early.
as Liquid come through.
ဝင်လာပြီ
But they
ဝင်
do
လာ
have
ပြီ
a ward that spots it. They should see the channeling. Yeah, they saw the channeling on the gate. Soxa puts himself in a position to break the smoke. And yeah, Tundra, they say, all right, this was a ton of space that we just got for ourselves. 33 is going to get greedy with it, though. He's going to try and stay on Liquid side of the map. Nisha spots him. And 33 really doesn't have a way out of here. As long as Nisha can still track him, the kisses, it spots 33 once. He's going to go Sandstorm TP out.
အိုး Nisha nice ဘေးနာအခရီကိုကင်ပေါက်လိုက်တယ် stand မိသွားတယ်ဟိုကမိပေါ်တယ်ပြတ်သွားတယ် nice very nice
right there. I was looking at him. He had no detection for that entire sequence. Able to find him anyway. Has onslaught to keep up.
Tower still dies, but at the hands of Mickey.
That was still a pretty big outmaneuver sequence.
Oh, there goes your TP. Zox just being a nuisance. If you can't get kills, he'll stop TPs.
I mean, that must have been a 2-minute smoke play effectively from Liquid.
Yeah.
They ran from mid to top through the gate, all the way to bottom left of the map to then chase the Sand King to another camp just to get that one kill. That is time for Crystallis to hit the jungle. Time for Monkey King to push some waves. Even the Hoodwink gets a little bit.
And frankly, it looked like Liquid was kind of playing like their old selves until that moment. That felt slowed down.
But now they have to fight. They have the BKB Marcy. Time to force the objectives. Pick up the game pace here. This is going to give you your primal BKB as well.
50-50တဲ့ probability ကဝါ
Green light
ဟိုကကွက်တီနော်
You have everything you need to take
အားမဆိုဖြစ်သွားနိုင်ပါတယ်တဲ့ဟမ် Total Plus ကတွက်တာ
many of them as you can get.
AI never lie
Tier 2's down.
When is Liquid in danger of the game going too late?
1 or 2 more deaths on Marcy are going to slow this game down a lot. Okay, hurt your
ကဲ
scale.
Roshan
And if this game
minute
does
20
go
Tormentor
ultra
ယူမယ်
late, I do favor Tundra. I mean, their tri-core is just terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way.
Interesting scale though. Like Shadow
ဒါတော့
is
စ
a
ပြတ်နေပြီ
big
တဲ့
factor in almost any late game
အော်
scenario.
အခုလား
Black hole.
I don't think Black Hole's
အား
gonna
ကြရင်ဘာ
develop,
ဖြစ်လဲမှောင်သွားတာ
frankly.
ဟုတ်ပါ
It's a
You
mixed
have
bag.
way too many cancels.
Mixed bag, but in situations where you jump in black hole faceless void,
အားကြရင်ဘာဖြစ်တယ်လဲ
I can
Oh,
see
wow.
it doing some damage here.
မှောင်သွား
You don't need a lot of
မှောင်
control
သွားတာ
to
လား
be the first hero.
မေးချက်ကြီးอ่ะ
That's true. First Tormentor of the game and first Roshan of the game.
အကုန်လုံးတဒန်းနဲ့ဖြစ်သွားတယ်
Shard for
ဘိုက်ကိုမြင်နီကိုဘေဘီလေးပြန်မြင်နေတာနီကိုဘေဘီကလုံးဝ
A little time dilation on somebody.
ကြောက်ဆုံးသွားပြီဟိုးတလုံးကတော့ Twitch မှာ तू စတွင်းနေတာတွေ့သေးတယ်ဆိုလိုတွေစော့နေတာတွေ့သေးတယ်တော်တော်တော့ကြာပါပြီလွန်ခဲ့တဲ့ဘယ်နှစ်လ
Yeah.
နှစ်လလောက်ကထင်တာပဲ
Time to pick up the pace.
တွေ့လိုက်သေးတယ်တစ်ချက်
Time to start getting these lanes in, hunting heroes, pressuring some towers with your summons, making someone show.
Pretty much
Kill
alone.
that hero when they show. This type of sequencing would feel really good.
ရပဲလာချက်ပါဆိုမှမောင်း
It's just so hard to stop.
ဟုတ်လေပုံမောင်းသွားတာပေါ့
Finding problem with that. Like, I don't think you're ever going to build a net worth lead against this team if nothing's happening. You just can't. They're too efficient.
လာချက်တာနေကမတရားယူမှာမဟုတ်လို့
I was gonna say that's the other team that comes to mind.
But they build too much of a lead.
Apparently.
They're at the other end of that spectrum.
5-man smoke up.
Yeah,
But,
Hay strewn as well.
Tundra seems pretty rare. I mean, there's nobody showing on the map. They've got so
ဟို
many
တော့
super
ဗတဲ့
heroes
ရှောင်းစော
between
နေရ
Monkey
လား
King,
ရှောင်း
the
စော
Sand King,
နေတာပေါ့
and the
သူတို့
Hoodwink
ဒီ
that
ချိန်
can
ချ
play
လို့
out
မှ
on
မ
the
ရ
map.
သေးတာ
It
Little
makes
big
it
at late
pretty
game league.
obvious when Liquid go all the way back to their tier 3s to
Feather
smoke
White
and then run
တော်
out
တော်
on
ကြီး
the map.
ကဲလာမှချလို့ရမှာဒီချိန်က
I mean, I
liquid
get
က
the
ဖိ
idea,
မှာ
like, you just want to get the fight right now, but I think smoking with the entirety of the team is not.
liquid က
really
ဒီ
getting
ချိန်မှာ
the fight.
အဲ့လို pick တွေရ
Will catch
map ကို
Soxa out of
control
this.
အဲ့လိုမျိုးလုံးနိုင်မှရမှာအဲ့တော့ထွန်းသွားတကောင်းတလေးပေးစားတယ်ကျန်တဲ့ဒိန်းတွေ push တယ် fan တယ်
Means Toby is gonna see a
အဲ့တော့ super late game ရောက်သွားမလားမသိဘူးနော်တန်ကြီးက liquid ကထိုးမတက်နိုင်သေးဘူးအခုတက်ဒီ
high five.
စကန်တောင်ကမယူနိုင်သေးဘူး AJ ကတဝက်ကြတော့မယ် duration က
You know, it's a kill Liquid connect on, but I don't think it's one they're happy about. It just doesn't feel efficient. These Dom creeps keep pushing in the waves against them.
Yeah,
ဒါ
I
ပြ
think
ချက်တော့မှပဲ
Helmet
ဘလန်
Dom
မုံ
creeps
ကြီး
are
မြင်ရ
being
မှာ
used more
အဲ့
efficiently
ဒါ
by
စနစ်
Tundra
ခွဲလောက်မှာ
when it comes to ratting them out.
Oh, for sure. For
Send
when
it quite
Rat-
lah.
Liquid's gotten
Pretty
a lot
ammo.
more value out of objectives.
ဘလန်မုံ
Like, you still have this tier 1 mid standing for Liquid. That's a pretty big boon.
I mean, I'm also adding in the fact that like when Liquid go for these 5
ဒါကြတယ်ဆိုတာ
all
နေနဲ့
the
တရန်
lanes
နဲ့
get
ကြောက်
pushed
ရ
in,
မလား
right? They don't have these Helmet Dom creeps keeping the lanes in and keeping the
ဟုတ်ပါဘူး
map
ကဘာနဲ့
dark for Tundra.
Well, the Marcy has to play with hers to farm.
True.
The Enigma's been
ငငယ်ငယ်ကတင်
keeping
ခဲ့ရ
his
မင်း
title
နေ
on.
He's just gonna run too big.
အို
Burrow strike
း
from
ဘောင်းလက် strike နှစ်ကောင်ဟိုကနှစ်ကောင်အေးအောင်ရေးအဲ့ဒီမှာစပြီ
execution for a duel.
That just kind of got gifted
ညော
to him.
အဲ့လို
Out of
early
nowhere,
tempo
here's a
hero
two-man
တွေ
Burrow, two-man
ပ
kill.
လိုးတွေကအဲ့လို
Boomerang
အဖြစ်ခံ
on
လို့
top
မ
of
ရဘူးနော်
Sand King's damage. No
အဲ့လို
joke.
အဖြစ်ခံရအဲ့တုံးတက်တယ်
That is more time. That is all
My
Tundra
God.
want this game. They just want time. Time to scale. Time to get that basis void up the charts.
အဲ့လိုဖြစ်ရင်ရှုံးတက်တယ်လို့ liquid ရေ
I think they
Liquid
lost-
က2-0 ဖြစ်
I
တော့
think
မယ်
they lost network during this Aegis.
Yeah.
That is not the tempo Liquid we're looking for.
Yeah, be careful now. They have this ward on the high ground. They know you're up here.
You know, one of the factors as we're watching this game,
ကဘာနဲ့လာတယ်ကဘာနဲ့လာတဲ့တန်းနဲ့ဖြစ်သွား right
pretty limited. If
အဲ့နဲ့
the
မွန်ကြာ
Rivals
ဆန်းရောက်လာ
didn't
တာတဲ့
That's true.
Like,
Oh,
he's the
okay.
majority of
Kabane.
the long-range catch in this lineup. Even here, you could shoot
ဟို
some
ကနေ
long-range
ကြ
stuff,
ကို
but who is actually getting on top
ဟို
of
ရောက်
this?
လာ
He's
လာ
getting
ရောက်လာ
Into the trees, and once he's in the
Hold
trees,
on.
he's gone.
Yeah, this just feels so bad, right?
အဲ့နဲ့မွန်ကြာ
It's
ဆန်းရောက်လာ
really
ဆန်းရောက်လာ
the
ဟုတ်ပါ
time
ဘူး
to set these kind of plays or gangs up, and because he had the
Kabane.
worst phase, it took longer for Nisha to get
လာ
on
နဲ့
top.
ချာကိုနေရောက်လာတာအဲ့လိုလား
You're getting ratted by the
ဟုတ်လို့
dominant.
လားအဲ့လိုဆိုရင်နေအောင်နေမြင်နေရမှာပေါ့
There's a
နေနဲ့
hoodwink
ကဘာကြားကိုလာရောက်လာ
from
ဖြစ်
the
မှာ
tree
ပါ
line.
ဟုတ်တယ်မလား
It's like I've seen this stupid troll summoner
လာနဲ့နေကြကဘာအားရှုပ်ကုန်ပြီ
at least 10 times this game.
တယောက်ကကဘာနဲ့လာနဲ့ကြောက်နေရောက်လာတာတဲ့နောက်တစ်ယောက်ကလာနဲ့နေကြောက်ကဘာရောက်သွားတာတဲ့
And the funny part was is that Liquid did a good job of killing the Helmet Dom creeps over and over.
အော်
and
ဟုတ်
over
တယ်
again.
ချက်ကြည့်ဗီဒီယိုသွားမေးရမယ်
Still
ပြီး
did
မှ
his job.
It's just so
လာချက်တယ်
effective
ဆိုတာ
because
ဘာ
if the
လဲ
final
လို့
goes back,
အဲ
lose that gang pressure. If the
နော်
Marcy
တင်ခဲ့တာ
goes
တွေမေ့
back,
နေပြီ
he's not stealing
စာတွေမေ့နေပြီစာတွေ
stealing farm away from Tundra and creating an offensive presence. And the Enigma's a pretty slow hero.
ဆန်းရောက်ရင်သိကုန်ပါ
He's
ဘူး
not going back to kill a Dom creep, right?
အဲ့တော့ကိုလည်းစဉ်းစားတယ်ဟမ်လာနဲ့ကဘာကြောက်နေရောက်လာတယ်ဆိုတော့ငါတို့အကုန်ကြွကုန်တော့
I don't see where we got it there anyway. Summon some more boys.
အားလုံးအိတ်ချင်တာကြီးပြေသွားအောင်လို့ဟမ်တခွက်ပြဟလား
Find a support. Who cares?
မျက်ရည်ပါကြားတယ်
Tundra is saying mission accomplished. Oh, and maybe a punish coming their way. This is the same area.
Hey, Chrono.
Shattered Even Primal Beast got jumped last
Malo,
time. This is
Chrono
just
Malo,
waiting for
they
Primal
were
Beast.
BKB.
Got a
Oh, look at it.
Oh, wait.
No
Not
Chrono?
dead
Chrono
yet.
Mato,
No Chrono
yeah.
spear. It hits a blink away.
ဒီချိန်မှာဒီကောင်နေ
Sox gonna try and catch up to him. Oh, he's right around. Oh, he would have had him.
လွတ်သွားတယ်ဟိအောင်ဒီချိန်မှာ
Didn't see.
အမီးရအမီးစားခေါင်းရခေါင်းစားလောက်ကမှာနော်ခုနအုပ်လိုက်တဲ့နဲ့လက်ကြီး
You know, you
အများကြီးစဉ်းစားနေတယ်တွေ့ဝေနေတယ်သူတို့ကနေနေတာတကယ်ဆိုရင်
Still summoning here, man.
ချိန်ဆွဲရမှာ
Here, man.
Somebody kill this troll.
It's killing under tower. Crystal is just
သူက
realized.
ဒေါ်မီတာအဲ့ဒါ
I
ကြီး
mean,
လား
he's
အချိန်ဆွဲလို့အ
probably
ရန်ကောင်း
already dead.
စောင်းရန်အာယုံနောက်တာခရီးတွေကိုခေါ်သွားတယ်ကြည်အောင်အဲ့တော့
Heals up by the way. So
He's gonna pull the way.
အဲ့ဒီအကွက်တွေနဲ့ဂိမ်းတွေကဂျူရီရှင်40တွေ50တွေ60တွေဖြစ်နေတာဟောသိလားအဲ့ဒေါ်မီတာကြီးကိုတခုလုံးမရတော့
they don't want to be in games like this.
ဒေါ်မီတာကြီးကိုဘန်းကွာ
They
ရှုပ်
just can't set up their quick plays and get the connections. It's just not how this team likes to play. So uncomfortable.
liquid လူကိုပြောင်းသွားအခုမှသိထားမိဟုတ်တယ် liquid လူကိုပြောင်းသွားအကျန်ဆူတောင်းလာလားမသိဘူးလေလို့လက်ချက်ဘာဖြစ်
They get in a head-on fight.
အကျန်ဆူတောင်းလာလားလေကမာတီယန်ရပါစေပေါ့အဲ့လိုလားအဲ့ဒီချာခပါ
Nice rune for Nisha.
နေတဲ့ကမာကြာလာရောက်နေလို့အရှုပ်ကုန်ပြီအမှဘောင်းမီကြက်ကုန်ပြီနှလုံးနဲ့နှလုံးမဟုတ်သုံးလုံးနဲ့နေရကမာလာရမှာဘောင်းမီကြက်ကုန်ပြီ
It's a pipe for the future.
The way this is going, it could have been a hand of Midas.
Yeah, I mean, it is something to
Agent
consider.
I
You
would
go
be
the
why.
Stealing Enigma build, you didn't get the fights out of the auras. Would you feel better about your potential to win this game going late?
Yeah, I think it's a situation where Liquid they did
Brother.
not want to. They did not
ကဲ
want
ထိုး
to
တက်
be
ပြီ
in
ထိုး
that
တက်ပြီ
position. They
liquid
did
တို့
not want
ဒါ
to be
အေဂျင့်မ
going
ပါ
late,
ဘူး
but
အေဂျ
you
င့်မပါ
have
မှ
to
သူတို့က
consider
လည်း
at this point.
ထိုးတက်
Tundra
တရောင်ရောင်
is-
လုံနေ
They're beating you on the map.
How much of this baseless Voids farm has come from this single troll in this lane? It's gotta be at least
စားနေပြန်ပြီအောင်ကြီးအဲ့ဒါကိုဘယ်သူမှတော့မတားနိုင်ဘူးလို့ဒီဟာကြီးကိုလုံအောင်အဲ့ကောင်ကြီးစားနေတာတော်တော်ကြာပြီ
Just nobody wants to clear this, and I feel for them.
ဟုတ်တယ်
It's not how their lineup wants to play that game.
No, they
don't wanna go
cannot
back.
go on their side of the river. They can't go this far back.
အာ
You can
liquid
see
ရောင်း
that
နေပြီ
tier
ဟေး
one,
liquid
you
တို့
know,
maximum
built for
pressure
it.
နော်
You
တပွဲက
can't
လည်း
see
ရှုံးသား
tier
သေးတယ်
two.
နောက်တပွဲကလည်းသူတို့အားလေးကိုရအောင်တက်ကမယ်လေကင်းရောက်ရင်အန်ရရှိတယ်ဆိုတော့
Buy boots and
အဲ့တော့
drops.
ကစားပေါက်တွေက
Crystal's is like, fine. You're gonna go to the off lane. I'll cut
Dude,
the mid
this
lane.
is-
အယာ
This is
အဲ့တော့ခရီးကိုလိုက်တက်လို့မရဘူးလား
Tree
လို့
after tree, tree after tree.
illegal. What is happening right now?
အလီကဲတဲ့
Saberlight's got to get like a blink dagger just so he has a chance to kill them.
တရားမဝင်
He
ဘူး
jumps
လို့ပါလို့
these
ဖြစ်နေ
trees, right? Jump midnight pulse.
ပြီးတဲ့ဝက်ခရိုနိုနှလုံးနဲ့တွေ့တော့မယ်လေကင်းကြရင်
It is not the best, or I should say, it's not the easiest matchup for Mercy. Can be okay if you burst it, but
အဲ့ကောင်တရားတော့သွားစားပါမြင်ရတော်တော်မျက်လုံးထဲမှာကန့်လန့်ရင်ဖြစ်နေပြီဘူးမှသွားမစားဘူးဟေးအဲ့ဟာ
Last 10 minutes and
ဟိုက plane တွေခရီးထိုင်စားရတယ်ပြော
this is like a
15
great
အုပ်လောက်ရှိပြီ
example of why I would want 30-0 on my team.
oh yeah,
So you don't have to play against, whatever nonsense his team is doing.
yeah.
Like, make other people play. Okay, they got it. They got it. Round of
ဟိုနေ့က
applause.
မတက်ရ
Ladies
နေ
and
ရ
gentlemen, we got it.
အခုတော့ခရီးစားရတယ်
The troll has been slain.
ဒါနေဦး
Liquid
တဲ့
will
က
get
ဘာ
to
စီ
play
မ
Dota
ရောက်
now.
အောင်နဲ့ဝင်ပိတ်တယ်လို့ဖြစ်နေတာ
As his brother.
His twin brother.
You forgot about me.
I will get vengeance.
Nisha's like, no. No. I will not let you.
not again
Pulverized.
Troll 2 has been slain. Stahl is not happy about that. We'll have to farm the old-fashioned way.
He's catching up to the Marcy.
Yeah, he's going to
It's
overtake him
almost
here.
there.
I mean, it's inevitable.
ပြန်ပြီးတော့ဝက်တွေပြန်လုပ်ပြီ
And
ဟော
he's
ကတိုးလေးခိုးတွန်းနေရဲ့
halfway there to the
အေး
super
အေး
he
အေး
faces Void.
မြုပ်လိုက်တော့ရင်ရှောတော့မယ်
To get him with tag him with a poison.
မရဘူး
Unlikely
ပါမရ
to stop him here unless he's
Ah,
really
ဒါက
surprised
ပါတယ်
by the Primal
ပါတယ်
Beast of
ပါတယ်
the Enigma. He's got BKB.
Oh.
God, a blink instant
ပြီးသွားပြီ
trample from Nisha to cut the trees. And he did indeed get surprised
Oof.
by by
Sure.
the blink initiation. On the other side, though, Chrysalis, half HP, got off the BKB, though. And
I
now
got it.
Fiend's grip. Mickey's in trouble. He's not dying that quickly. He has to go.
Below.
Here, can he bail him out the
Oh.
with the epicenter now to kill
မပြတ်သေးဘူး Mickey မသေးသေးဘူး အော် နောက်ဆုံး show သွားပြီကွာ
He'll run down Boxy as well. Boxy a little low. Saberlight not sure who help.
ဒီကြီး show သွားပြီ ရောင်သူသေးကိုသေးသေးပဲ
Backside as Nisha runs him down. They do not have a stun. Bane gets out.
အဲမာစီမပါတော့ဘူးဆိုတော့ tower တက်ချိုးလို့ကမရတော့ပြန်
You just never drop the black hole. So tempting there, but there are cancels to it you have to think about. Just never found the opening.
And also Tundra were playing this hit and run game, right? Like Chrysalis is hitting Mickey, but as soon as he sees the Enigma, he makes a run for it, and then it's the Sand King's turn to
ဒီ
jump
ချက်
in.
refresher အော်တော့ရ
You gotta remember, that's a fight
တတိယ
you
အိုက်
want
တယ်
to take.
မန်နာအော်တော့ရလားကွာမန်နာကြည့်တော့800တဲ့
They can get everybody there, which they
ဟိုလာလာ
That's a 5 on
မန်နာ800နဲ့အဲ့ refresher ကြီးဆက်ပြီးတာကဘာလို့မလို့တော့
They're super strong right now in the fight.
Yeah, and
အားလေးကဘာလို့မလို့လဲ
it's a 2
မန်နာ
for 2.
800နဲ့
That fight
BKB နှစ်ခေါက်ကြီးဖို့တက်တက်
specifically
အဲသူ့ရဲ့မန်နာတွေကတော့လောက်မလားလို့ level 6ကလည်း100 level 2ကလည်း
Faceless void kill.
100 level 1က120ဆိုအဲ့မှာ320အားပါတော့3ခု3မယ် 320 BKB ကြီးမယ်380
Playing into all these big ults.
အဲ့ refresher on နှိပ်လိုက်390 350ပေါင်း900ကျော်သွားပြီအဲ့နောက်ထပ်1 round spare ကသုံးလို့မရတော့ဘူး
Liquid, they need more blink daggers. They need more initiation, more catch for these heroes. The roar goes off. Look at
အဲ့သူကလည်းသူ
Tundra.
magic စစ်လေးနှိပ်ပြီးအဆင်ပြေသွားမှာပါ
But Tundra said, yeah, it's all yours. You can have it. We're farming the map.
Not sure why Liquid just force it, because they have no chrono. No weapon. Like, I don't think they're contesting.
I think Liquid's playing scared.
Or maybe just giving them too much respect.
အားစီကနေစတာအရင်လို solo jam လို့မရတော့
Give
ဘူး
much respect to their former captain.
solo jam တာရှက်လေရှက်ဝင်ရ
Careful, guys.
ကြာကြောင်မဟုတ်
He might
ကြာကြောင်ကကြတော့အဲ့လို
steal.
Well, they can get the
Let
setup
me
here
do it
while
silent
Roach is
ဖြစ်တယ်
going down. If
silent
they
wave
wake
တွေ
up
ထွက်
from
တယ်
They will run into
ပြီးတော့ level 6ကူတောင်10 second short
instant grab.
ပြီးရင် basic display
Kisses now.
ပါတယ်
Chasing after the monkey.
level 6သုံးလိုက်ရင် basic
He's
display ရ
spotted here. Right through the Lincoln. BCM. They do have the refresh and they do have
အို
the
း
light.
အိုးနှစ်ခုလုံး
Kill this monkey king.
ဘလန်ဟိုးတွေရောဟိုဟာတွေရောများသွားပြီအဲ့ဒါများသွားပြီမတန်တော့ဘူးမတန်တော့ဘူးဘလန်ဟိုးရော purple rice ရောတခါတည်းသုံးထားတာဟိုကောင်ပြီးတော့မသိသွားဘူး သွားပြီ Camber B
Too skittish to do
Camber B
He's got a charge. He
နောက်မှ Nisha မထူးတော့ဘူးဆိုပြီးတက်ပြီးကြိတ်နေတယ်သူပြန်သေးမှာပဲတက်နိုင်
got the gem too. What a massive loss for Liquid. 4 dying for this, and Gem lost in a period of time that you had the Aegis.
Ooh.
And the biggest reason, it's a fight without Mickey. You go for the pick off while you're doing Roche, it's great. You get sucked into a team fight that you're carrying, and all of your burst damage can't
I mean
do
down
it.
why I mean down သွားပါပြီဗျာ
Anything. If the Marcy's not there to kill the hero.
I mean, especially if you're using both Pulverites and Black Hole at the same time.
That also doesn't help the situation.
Like, they had a chance, maybe, that they Black Hole, that they Pulverize afterwards, maybe with all those spells changed up well.
ဒါနဲ့တော့ဗာနေရအောင်အကုန်
He
တော့
just
ကိမှာ
doesn't
ပါ
take
ဟုတ်
that
ကဲ့
much damage here.
လေကြီးကဘလို့ကြောက်ပြီးရှော်သွားတာ
If you chain it, sure, but there is a chrono coming off cooldown.
ဟိုင်း
Maybe they were pressured to force the spell.
And
because
Legito.
this cooldown's right there, right? It was about 5 seconds.
Yeah, they felt like they had to burst him immediately.
I just think this is an awkward fight with Mickey running across the whole map.
Agreed.
Like, you just get sucked into a bad engagement. Trying to make the fast play, it's the right
အဲ့
idea.
ကြောင့်
You
ကို
just had to be a little more
game 1 မ
patient
စ
there.
ခင်တော့ကြေးကြည့်ပြီး
Works
ပြော
out
တော့
for
ပြော
you.
ပါ
Instead,
လေ
you
နော်
pay a
အား
big
လုံး
price, 4 heroes plus that gem.
ပုံမှန် liquid တက်
And
မှာ
Mickey's
လို့
sitting
liquid
here
ကြိုက်
with 2
တယ်
lives going.
အမေ
What do I do?
wines မှာထုတ်ပြလိုက်တဲ့ကြေးကြီးကရင်ထဲမှာတစ်မျိုးကြီး
And
ပဲ
how are they going to be able to force
Liquid
the fight?
1.5 Tundra 2.6
Got him there. How are they going to be able to catch these heroes when they've lost the gem? Right? There goes much of their vision.
Yeah,
It
huh.
also means that Tundra's
အဲ့လို
vision
ပွဲတွေက
that has been recently
နိုင်တတ်တယ်
placed is
Tundra
very likely to
Tundra လို့အ
stay
သေး
alive.
အနေနဲ့ဆိုရင်
Seeing these Liquid heroes move
နိုင်တတ်
around
တာ
the map,
များ
if you don't have smokes,
ဒီနှစ်သိန်းက level ကတိတ်ကွာတာမျိုးမှမဟုတ်တာ
mile away.
အဲ့ဒါကိုကြေးရ
You
င်း
have to
ဟ
play off
ပြီး
your
တာ
strengths, which is burst damage from the Marcy and a black hole, which can land on some big targets. I like the Daedalus purchase for Mickey. That's going to ramp up his damage a lot. And it
မာသီ
makes
က
all
တေ
these
ချာအောင်မထူရ
disables
သေးဘူး
with
မာ
the
သီက
right,
ဟို
the
မှာ
black hole, demonic
အပြာ
merge,
ကြောင်း
whatever
သွား
it
ရင်
is,
ဟုတ်
makes
နေ
them
တဲ့
a
ဟာ
lot
ကို
more deadly.
ဒီလိုတွေရှောက်ထဲတော့
Especially
ပို
for
ဆိုးရတယ်တကယ်ဆိုအပြာကြောင်းနဲ့လိုက်ထိုးနေရမှာအမှ silent လေးဖြစ်ပြီးအကုန်လုံးသိရမလား
There is a
ဟို
real
ဘိန်း
chance
တို့ဘာ
he's
လို့
gonna
ဘိန်းနားမှာ
need to
silent
scale
တွေ
HP
ခွာ
here.
ခံရ
At
ပြီး
some
တိုင်း
point
တွေ
it's
ပတ်
gonna be a lot more
ဟာ
difficult.
လက်ကြီးတို့ဘာလို့ဆိုလဲ
Especially
BKB
with that
ကြာ
level
သွားပြီ
5
ဆိုတာနဲ့
top.
အဲ့ silent လေး
Already
တစ်ချက်
has
တစ်ချက်က
gold 21. He got a lot of
ဆောင်ရ
experience
မ်း
out
တိုင်
of
ပတ်
the
စီ
fight.
တယ်
It was a big deal for
အဲ့တော့
him.
ဆက်မထည့်ပဲနဲ့ဟိုမှာ
These are
ငါ
big
ကား
counts
တွေ
for
ဘက်
the
စီ
faces
သွား
for
ရတာ
you.
ငါးပါး
Sky
တွေမောက်
misses
တော့
the backtrack. Your burst chance goes down
ငါးပါးတွေ
considerably.
မောက်တော့မယ်
Right now you can all in this hero and open up the fight that way.
Another smoke broken. Soxa played in the trees. They will kill those
Baby.
trees to kill the squirrel inside of them.
square ကောင်းတယ်
Little pick off. Still have 2 minutes on this agent.
info သွားယူတာကွာ
Gotta remember
info
that.
ယူပြီး show သွားတဲ့ပုံစံ
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think
အခုမှစဆော့တာတဲ့ဘယ် position ဆော့ရမလဲ
the other way to force things.
I think
SEA ဆိုတော့ SEA ကိုလည်းပဲလိုပဲဆော့
this
ဗော
is the point
carry
in the
mid
game you do want to go high ground with this lineup. You want to force Tundra to
SEA
fight
player ကတော့လောက
with
carry
your
mid ကတော့
auras,
စွမ်း
with
နေရမယ်
your dataless timing on the Marcy.
တူတာစဆော့ရင်ယူရမယ်
Three.
carry mid သာဆော့
Think
He's
about
gonna
it.
pull the trigger on this one. They had so much vision from that ward placed. The banner, it's gonna cause an issue though.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Try and wait out this Aegis. Expiring in a minute. That's a long
ကဲ
time.
တက်တော့တက်ပြီနော်
They do
နောက်ဆုံး
have a
high
ward on
ground
that
တော့
first
ရောက်ရှိ
round,
လို့
but
လာပြီ
is-
In 33 trying to play
Agent
this off,
10 minutes
but putting
in
these
there.
boundless strikes is gonna link into the burrow strike. Minute left on the Aegis though.
Yeah, they do see this ward.
Okay. Baiting out the ward? Maybe. I don't even
Okay.
understand how that would work. We know you see.
ဖြည်းဖြည်းချင်းနဲ့မကာယုံရတော့မယ်နော်အလန်းတိုင်း
Chrysalis is now playing
အဲ
around
လက်
with
ကြီး
this
ကအလန်း
shark.
အောင်တစ်ချက်ခုတ်ပြီးနောက်ပြန်ဆုတ်သွားတယ်ရကွက်သုံးနေပြီလက်ကြီးအဲခုံလိုက်
Provides
ခုတ်
just
လိုက်
use
ပြန်
range
ထွက်လိုက်
for this Aegis.
အလန်းအောင်အဲ့လိုချိုးလို့ရတယ်နော်
Yeah, it's okay.
They can afford to give this up, but Tundra, they're playing for the
ဟုတ်တယ်
mistake.
လောက်သွားပြီအလန်းကျိုးသွားပြီဘီဇီယန်ဝင်သွားတယ်အေးဘီဇီယန်မားပြီ
One thing with the boundless strike, and now
Ah,
it's getting
yeah.
around for BKB. The kids are gonna do big damage. He almost gets bursted down.
ဟာပြီမန်ကီက
He does
အ
have
ဝင်
a
မားလာ
buyback
လားဘာ
here.
လား
Meanwhile, the nightmare defensively used on Mickey to get him out of the enemy base. Oh, he jumps forward with a blink dagger, tries to burn down Soxa. He's lost sight of him. The
Oh,
Glimmer kickback.
Epicenter
no,
Chrono.
Epicenter. A wombo
Kong Shaw.
combo from Tundra that will send Liquid down. Disha, he survives through it, but with not much HP left, he tries to go for a
Shaw, yeah.
full run, and
Yo,
now
Mickey
Mickey
the Gone,
inside the base. His Aegis
Number
will
one.
expire.
တမ်ဘတ်သွားပြီဟေး
Expiration timing too.
It was all a bait or what? He jumped into the middle.
မင်းကဘိတ်သွားတာလားတော့မသိဘူးဟမ်ဝင်အသေးခံသွားတဲ့စတိုင်ဟိုမှာတကယ်လောက်သွားတာခရိုနိုနဲ့အပီဆန်နာနဲ့နှစ်
That
ကောင်
is an
Bone
amazing
nine,
fight from Tundra, especially with how it starts.
Oh,
You
yeah.
sacrifice the monkey, but you get effectively 3 almost 4-man chronos, zone the primal into the base.
အဲ့လိုမြောက်မ
While
ပေးသင့်ပါ
Epicenter Sandstorm is going off. You
ဒီမှာ
can't
လာ
ask
ကြက်
for
နေ
anything
ပြီ
better.
ဒီမှာလည်း
And
ကြက်နေပြီ
you
လေ
went
စော
a
စော
full duration grip into a full duration nightmare on the Marcy. Kobe absolutely finds his mark in this fight. He just takes Mickey out of it entirely. You're wondering where the Marcy is in all this? He goes on the support.
He's
Gripped
chasing
under
after
the
a
tier
ghost.
4.
အော်မ grip ထားတယ်
This
ထပ်
chrono
ပြီး
holds everybody else
တော့
back.
မာစီကိုဘိန်းကြီးကကြိုက်တာဒီဘက်မှာ
The positioning from
Yeah,
Liquid
yeah.
just got mega punished here.
Radiant's middle tower.
And then the chef's kiss, you kill him with
Radiant's
1 second after the Aegis expiration.
Yeah.
Not that it would have mattered, but you just got no value out of your Marcy BKB. Mickey doesn't get to hit anything. Everybody clumps. And now you're
No
feeding
about
more.
it. No doubt about it now.
Bobby.
Big Chrysalis hunting heroes.
Well, he knows.
အာ
I mean,
ပြီ
Tundra have full
ဘယ်မှာမြုပ်
advantage.
ထားတယ်
They
အေး
push
bush
back
walk
and grab.
မိနေပြီမှာ main game က rain နဲ့အပြန်လမ်းမှာစောင့်နေ insane ကဘယ်မှာပြေးလို့မရတော့
It's gonna be a dieback for him. He gets everything off he can. Chrysalis
ဝိုက်ကတော့ short သွား
he
အိုး
got bursted. Dear Lord.
see ya.
ပေးသလိုဝိုက် short သွား
Mickey still shows that the Carry Marcy, it can do something.
Oh,
She
yeah.
gets her hands on the Faceless Void with the single disable. She can kill him.
I mean, he has
ဘယ်ပြီးတော့မပြီးသေး
gauntlet
ဘူး
with
ဗျာ
vast extra range plus the
ဟမ်ဘတ်
daedalus
သွားပြီ
crits and
ဆိုပေ
almost
မဲ့ပေါ့
guaranteed bash.
ပွဲကတော့ duration over တွေပါရတော့
That was
တေ
a
ကြ
close
သွားပြီ
call with no BKB. I think
ဒါပေမဲ့
BKB
အနိုင်ပြန်
might
ယူ
have
ဖို့
died
ကတော့ Tundra လည်းနည်းနည်း
It's
တော့
crazy
ပြန်
that
ကြိုး
Tundra
စား
are
အောင်
lingering around here looking for stuff with the Void dead. Like that tells you
ဒီ
how
တိုင်းမ
strong
စင်
the
ချင်း
hero
ဟိုမှာ
is.
လက်သီးငါးချက်မိသွားမယ်
Still have this black
But
hole.
Shaolin-
that's always
Shaolin
played an
let the-
important role in this game, particularly with BKB coming up for Saberlight. He'll finish it right there.
Good and damage denied there from Toby. It cost him his life, though.
Nice find. Liquid not out of this game yet by any
အကြက်တာ
means.
မခံနဲ့တဲ့ energy မကောင်းဘူး
They already got one buyback out of Tundra. The Problem is, Tundra have used their buybacks much better than Liquid in this series.
I mean, that said, Liquid, they're playing pretty
ဒီ
confident.
လိုပွဲ
right?
နေ
That
ထား
high
မျိုး
ground
အာ
push
ယူ
continues
နေ
to
ဆို
push
တော့
on the
risk
map.
အာ
Like,
မှန်တာဗော risk ကအဲ့လို share များတာဘာလို့ pressure ရှိတယ်လေ တပွဲရှုံးထားတယ်
gonna put the pressure
နော်
on
game 2
Tundra.
ကိုအဲ့လို
Even if they're
early
maybe
hero
slightly
နဲ့ဆော့တယ်
favored, they're
တိုင်မင်
going to
ကျိုးက
force
ရှုံး
you
မယ်ဆိုတဲ့
to
pressure ကြီးနဲ့တပွဲရှုံးတဲ့ pressure နဲ့ဆော့ရတာအာအတကုံကိုအဲ့လို
It may be a
သိရမလား
30% chance of victory, but their best chance
ပခုံးပေါ်မှာအများကြီးတင်တာ
into Tundra while they can before it goes too late. 40 minutes, an aggressive force staff, a blink back
Oh,
on
that
Big K.
was almost sick from Soxa.
That would have been such a nasty, aggressive force staffing to boundless strike into epicenter play.
As heroes are respawning, lucky to get out of there. Extra cast range on this Hoodwink, you really got to think about the utility.
That's true, yeah, that's a good point. Aether Lens plus that go nuts.
Liquid, they get some building damage, they escape with their lives. Look towards that next Roshan, can spawn right now.
Chrysalis and BZM are closing in on 25. 24 on Chrysalis. BZM is right behind him.
So is that Sand King, also 24.
Oh, yeah, those are massive. I mean, now we talk about the 25 talents. I feel like those are all favoring Tundra.
Oh yeah, for sure this game. And refresher on that Sand King is a big deal here, especially as you get to that 25 talent.
Petra chance လိုနေပြီ is
Right
the
now,
why
the fight is
Petra
still
chance
anybody's.
Petra
If that
chance
BKB Black Hole comes through, Tundra aren't ready for it.
Tundra pushing their advantage, hoping somebody shows on the creep wave. Liquid.
This could be a clump.
Mickey, he's going to show. Soxa backs away. Glimmer Cape's out of there.
So scary to push in right here.
Cannot get
Liquid
more
99 သေးလားဆိုတော့
engagement
ဖြစ်
on
နိုင်
this
တယ်
world. Lump up
ဖြစ်နိုင်တယ်
charge.
ဘာလို့လက်ကြီးတည်နေတဲ့အကွက်တွေကလုံးဝဟို satanic feather white
Tundra, do not try and jump in
လို
after
မျိုးမ
not
ဟုတ်
yet
ဘူး
anyway.
ဒီကောင်တည်နေတဲ့အကွက်တွေကအခုလဲတည်နိုင်သေးတယ်မာစီပြေးထွန်းရင်တည်နိုင်အိုးအိုးအိုးအိုးအမကြီးအမကြီး
He managed to get a visible
ပြန်ဟိုကိုက်ထားလိုက်ပြီဖလက်ဟိုး
side of all this one. They do have the black hole on two.
တည်သွားပြီပြောတယ်အဲ့ကောင်တည်နေတဲ့အပေါက်တွေက
Now the jump in from Nisha. They jump after it. They do manage to get Mickey. The carries on both sides are dead, but only one of them has the buyback.
feather white ဘိုင်ဘပြီးလာတယ်အပေါ်မှာမကားကျိုးနေပြီနော်အပေါ်လမ်းဘယ်သူမှမကာဘူး
Those
Tundra
epicenters
ဖင်
rigged
ပွင့်
them
နေပြီ
apart.
ဖင်ပွင့်နေပြီ
They all managed to get out of there. A buyback on the Faceless Void. Roshan is not up. It should be up soon. And as long as Tundra get that, the buyback will go unpunished.
Look at the
ဒီ
damage here.
white cat gaming နဲ့
Getting the hits and getting the burst
ဟို
and
PV နဲ့တော့က
absolute perfect black hole
feather
gives them
white
the
လေ
extra
ဂိမ်း
time.
ခမ်းဘက်သွားရဲဆိုတာဟိုကောင်စေတန်းနဲ့အသေးဘူးနေထိုင်တတ်တယ်ဒီမှာလက်ကြီးကသေးနေတယ်
Because there was a grip going out onto the Marcy. Was trying to play it patient.
အဲ့တော့ liquid ကြီးဖုံးတဲ့တိုင်းကနေဗတ်တဲ့တပွဲနိုင်ပြီးတော့အံ့သွားတယ်ဆိုတာလဲဒါဖြစ်နိုင်သေးတယ်ဒီပွဲကလုံးဝအစွန်းနှစ်ဖက်ရောက်နေ
You pay a big price.
ဘာမှမဆိုဖြစ်သွားနိုင်တယ်မာစီလက်သီးတွေကမြင်ရတာမဟုတ်ဘူးလုံးဝ၅ချက်အပြောက်တွေထိုးတာ
They're playing it that way, and Roche is up. They're not killing it right now with this Marcy out of the game.
Yeah, they saw it. They saw it spawn.
I would expect you're just sitting someone in this pit and you do it instantly.
I think so too.
They lost a good 10 seconds, 12 seconds here. Could be a big deal.
I think this is still enough though to take it uncontested. Liquid are pretty far away.
They also have no
They're gonna
black
wait
hole.
for their Marcy.
No black hole, no refresher on the primal. Those are big ultimates missing for Liquid. That's good.
အာလာ
They're heading
လာ
towards the pit.
လာချက်တာကို
This is
ဓာတ်ပုံ
just
လာ
hold
ပြ
this
ရ
up.
ကျေးဇူးပါ
Kisses can get some vision inside. Can actually take that fight.
လာချက်တာမကြည့်ရမှာဆို
He's
ဓာတ်
got
ပုံ
his
လာပြ
25. The Kisses. He starts spotting all this. Soxa, ooh, he may get caught on the wrong side of things. They know he's here. They jumped into the trees and they spotted him. Okay, that's
No
a
buy.
dieback.
ဘာဖြစ်သွားလဲ၄ယောက်၅ယောက်ဖြစ်သွားပြီ
Because they did not get
Roshan
the
ထွက်နေ
Roshan,
ပြီ
there is still that buyback that the Faceless Void used from earlier. If Tundra lose this fight, it could just be the end of game 2.
They still have some buybacks to play with though.
That's true, and they've done a
လေ
really good job
25
playing
နော်
around their
ဆိုင်းကင်းနဲ့
outposts with
25ရောက်သွားပြီဆိုင်းကင်း25ကဘာပါလဲ Sandstorm miss လား
All eyes on 33, man. Level 25 epicenter pulses with the refresher, with Whisper of the Dread. It is so much damage if he gets both off.
epicenter pass ယူထားတယ်
Raining into the pit. They have the Eidolons check it out. The Helmet Dom creeps if necessary as well. On both sides. I mean, this Roshan's gonna die just as a random magic damage, whether it's the Sandstorm or the Shadow Poisons building up.
Yeah, 33 is putting the pressure on Liquid to make the jump as he whittles it down.
And once they go in, that's when Chrysalis is going to strike. And Liquid responds to that initiation. They're going to
Abisanda ဟာအဘီဆန္ဒဘယ်ကိုတုံးတာအော်ရိုရှန်လောက်တာဒီကောင်ကရိုရှန်ရင်ဝင်လောက်တာလေကြီးဟိုကကောက်သွားကြီးအိုးအိုး
disruption. It bails out Mickey for the time being. Can he survive?
ဘလက်ဟိုအိုးကြိုက်ပြီးဖြတ်ထားတယ်ဘလက်ဟိုကြိုက်ပြီးဖြတ်ထားတယ်ဘိန်းက Oh shit! Oh shit!
Refreshes a black hole.
မြုပ်လို့ရတယ်နော်ဘေးနားမှာမြုပ်မဲ့ကောင်ရှိတယ်အေးမြုပ်သွားပြီ33ပြန်ဝင်လာတယ်ဟာဘိုင်ဘက်ကြီးလား
It takes down 2, but what about Mickey? They're chasing after Mickey.
Mickey.
Now, oh, and Emerald Staff, he's fine. Kisses are coming in, but Chrysalis, he's got a time walk to take off the damage. They're good to go.
But they
use almost everything they have. Buybacks, refreshers, double ultimates, but they stay in the game.
That's a sick fight from Liquid. The amount they're up against here, the amount of damage they're just trying to fight through, the amount of buybacks on the outpost. Ultimates, they use 0 buybacks of their own.
Trying to start a fight on the Chrysalis almost by himself. He had Nisha behind him, but can the two of them do enough damage?
No, there's no
လွယ်ပါဘူး YG ကိုတတ်ဖို့ကဘလို့လွယ်မှာတော့
They pay for it. Moxie, he's got a cookie, but even if he gets it off, wait, Chrysalis, he wants it even more. He knows Moxie's already dead. He's gonna go after Nisha up next. And Nisha doesn't have a BKB. Now Liquid. Oh, a shield rune. That's not gonna be enough. He just has no cooldowns, time dilation, and BKB means he's done. Chrysalis. Given an opportunity.
Bye byeမရှိဘူးမလားမာစီက
Get 2 crucial kills. All of the heroes were
ဘိုင်ဘက်ရှိတယ်မာစီမှာဘိုင်ဘက်ရှိတယ်
now there are 2 heroes.
Primal Beast လည်းဘိုင်ဘက်ရှိတယ်အော်ငါးကောင်လုံးဘိုင်ဘက်ရှိတယ်ကွာ Liquid ဘက်က
was so big for the Faceless Void. He gets an Aegis to survive.
Pressureပေးလို့ရ
He gets a cheese for that turnaround, and he gets refresher sword for a second chrono in the middle of that fight. You can't ask for better item efficiency out from Crystallis there. It's just the AoE control their lineup has. I still think Liquid did a tremendous job in that fight of prioritizing the right targets and the spell casting.
အဲဒီကောင်တွေကရှိသမျှကောင်တွေအကုန်ဘိုင်ဘက်ပေးထားတာ Liquid ကဘိုင်ဘက်တစ်ကောင်မှမပေးရသေးဘူး
Overwhelming
အတန်ကြီးပဲ Liquid ဘက်ကြည့်မယ်ဆိုရင်
How you have a Daedalus on this Sand King, the true carry has come alive here for Tundra in the late game. It's 33. It was always 33. It's always gonna be 33.
He did do the most damage in that
it wasn't
Roshan
even close.
team fight. It was 10k by himself in these epicenters. It's a
How many
crazy
down
amount.
to
Liquid
what
did
it
not
is,
have
hanging
to
out. What?
expend hardly any buybacks for that fight.
ဒါမှမထွက်ချက်တတောင်းလို့
In part because they
Holy
weren't
shit.
in a position to use those buybacks. They would have loved if Roshan was
ဗတဲ့တဝဲမှာဒါမှမတတောင်းထွက်ဖို့ဆိုတာကြီးอ่ะနော်
to TP onto.
But they did get everything out of
They're
it. Right?
impact.
They forced Crystallis to use
No,
Aegis to
impact.
use refresher shard. Yeah. They also got buybacks.
ပြီးတော့
They didn't use
ဒါ
it
မှ
on
န
their
ည်း
own.
နေသေးတာ
They
လက်ကြီးက
used
ဘာ
it
တွေ
on
သွားနေတာ
themselves
ဓာကာတွေရောဒါမှမရှိဘူးလေ
Set this
လို့
game, and in theory, you have advantage on the map
MKV
right now,
တို့
with 2 core buybacks on
Ah,
cooldown for
no.
Tundra and 2 support buybacks on cooldown for Tundra. Now, some of those are going to come up pretty quickly here.
တော့ရိုက်အားသိမ့်
Tundra,
မရှိဘူးဖြစ်
they want to sit in base and wait for them, they can. I mean, it does beg the question. We're getting into the ultra late. How do you win a fight and push through buybacks and double ults on all these heroes if you're Liquid? Your lineup is just not designed to do it at this late into the game. Like, you're going to need double black hole. You need a refresher on Enigma at this point. You're probably going to need a refresher on Marcy. You need to match the equivalent spell power Tundra are outputting right now in order to kill them twice. That is your ticket to victory here. Killing them once is not going to win you this game.
No, it's not. Take a Tormentor shard for the Marcy, which great on support Marcy. This one, just a bit of a damage boost. Maybe we'll see if Mickey really jumps to the back line. Maybe he can use that rebound on the enemies. But otherwise, he's been fine with his Helmet Dom creep and his blink, frankly.
Mobility ကိုလုံးဝ
so dependent on black
ပစီမန်လောက်ထားအိုင်းဝေါ်ဓာကာရောဆိုတော့သူ့ရဲ့ position ကလုံးဝအပြောက်ကြီးကနေပြီးတော့ဒုတိယကြီး chrono အုပ်လို့ရတယ်ဆိုတော့အနေထားမျိုးကိုတော့ဖန်တီးလို့ရတယ်
I mean, you pick Enigma TI for a reason. Do or die.
တကယ်ဘတ်တယ်မှာ damage share ထုတ်နေတာလဲစမ်းကင်းကွာနော်အဲ့တော့ तू ကတို့ကောင်းကောင်း2ကောင်3ကောင်လောက်အပါအုပ်ပေးနိုင်ရင်သူ့အတွက်ကတာဝန်တော်တော်ကြီးနေလောက်ဘန်ကြီးကလည်း physical damage နည်းနည်းလေး light ပေးတာဆိုတော့ဟုတ်တော့လဲဟုတ်တယ်အဲ့လိုဆော့လို့တော့ရတယ်သူတယောက်တည်းရိုက်နေကြမလို့ဘန်ကြီးကလည်းတဖြည်းဖြည်းအခုပါလဲဒဲလက်ပါလာပြီလားမသိဘူးဘန်ကြီးပါလာပြီဒဲလက်မဟုတ် Unify อ่ะဒါပေမဲ့အရင်တော့မထွက်ဘူးဒါပေမဲ့ဝူခုံးရင်းထဲမှာဆိုရင်တော့နာတင်းလောက်တော့နာပါတယ်ဒဲလက်ပါညာတော့မပါဘူးဆိုပေမဲ့ပေါ့နော်အိုးလက်ကြီးအိုးဒီကေဘီထွက်သွားပြီ
Chrysalis just instantly stops the initiation of Nisha. I don't know if that was actually going to be good for Liquid or not, if they could have killed him, but no chance apparently.
It was not ordained.
It was fated
not meant
to fail.
ဒီလိုကောင်းတဲ့သတင်းတွေကသတင်းထွက်ရတယ်တဲ့
But the buybacks are slowly coming up for Tundra.
အဲ့လိုမျိုး series နောက်တစ်ခုရှိသေးတယ် Peggon Split အဲ့နှစ်သိန်းတွေကလည်းသတင်းထွက်အောင်
They are getting the gold. They're trying to get all
ဆိုတော့ this is TI မှာနော်မနေ့တည်းရတယ်အကုန်လုံး hero တွေကကြတော့ဟိုဟာနဲ့ယာကုဘရာဒါနဲ့နော်ယာကုတိုဘရာဒါနဲ့တွေ့ပြီးတော့တက်သွား
They're the favorite. I mean, we've seen the execution though from Liquid. Like, I don't think the margin is that wide, honestly.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of execution to be had here.
Yeah, we did see the win percentage actually creep back to their favor.
Dead even.
Weirdly enough.
Somehow Mickey is the most farmed hero here. I don't even understand how that's possible.
Didn't have to use buybacks.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like Tundra's cores, I think, have all bought back at some point in time in this game. I don't believe Mickey has. Get a courier.
That's the refresher.
It's pretty nice.
I don't think he would have bought out for it, but delay a little bit here.
I mean, Tundra is just welcoming Liquid. Go ahead. They're rolling out the map for him. Say, try it. Try pushing our high ground.
Oh, Tundra would love for Liquid to jump into them. You have great positioning for a grip deep in the fight, and you can protect it with all this AoE. That Baneags is also coming out.
And let's be clear, there's no way Liquid should push the base, right? That time is
Black hole refresher on it. Oh, black hole နှလုံးဘာညာအကုန်ဖြစ်နေ
Aegis and double black hole. Kind of the only way you're ever going to win this game in a way. There's your refresher on the Marcy plus the buyback available. All 5 buybacks will be available for Liquid. All 5 will be available for Tundra here in 10 seconds. We are going to the ultra late. Dead even.
ဒီကဒဲဒဲပဲကွာအခုချိန် 1.9 1.8 ဒီကဒဲဒဲပဲနော်ဘာမှမဆိုဖြစ်သွားနိုင်တယ်ပွဲက
We are going to have some big Aghanim Scepters coming in from the
ဘာမှမဆို
supports.
ဘတ်တဲ့တပွဲကလုံးဝ design လုပ်သွားမှာ
Aghanims on Shadow Demon.
ဒီချိန်ကလုံးဝ
just about as good.
Oh yeah.
Total Black probability လဲ50-50ပဲမိုက်တယ်ပွဲကြီးကြည့်ရတာ52မိနစ်လိုအနေထားမျိုးမှာ
A lot
50-50
easier just to get a really sick Fiend's Grip and
Very good.
have it be uncancelled.
Right now, Liquid have
အောက်မှာ
outpost
တွေ့
control.
ပြီ
They're
အောက်မှာ
keeping the primal
ဘလက်ဟိုး
into
တို့
this
ရက်ကွက်
dire
နဲ့တွေ့ပြီ
outpost.
Yeah, this is a point where Liquid can actually
Yes.
be the ones using the buybacks to their advantage. Toby's trying to get some
Chrono.
information. He
got မြုပ်ထားတယ်
disruption to bail him out. Chrysalis will
နောက်ထပ်တစ်ခေါက်ထပ်အုပ်ထားတယ် online strike ပါဘေးကနေရိုက်ပေးထားတယ်
try and beat him whatever HP they can. He does
အော်လက်ကြီး
He timed
လက်
out
ကြီး
but
တော့မ
somehow
တော်
Nikolai
ဘူး
survived through that 133.
သေးမလိုက်လည်းမသေးဘူးရ
He can't quite do it.
What?
Now he's running for his
How
life.
am I they do?
Strike back inside of a sandstorm. Another epicenter. He's coming back into it. Saberlight managed to blink
How
away.
am I they
Not
do?
the same for Insania. He disrupts himself.
Grip on Mickey.
Oh, he's a
Oh,
little
Mickey
bit
will
of
grip
HP.
high,
Mickey
high
does go
level.
down on the grip. Saberlight.
Baby,
he'll throw that black
nightmare.
hole. Here comes the buyback. Mickey with a fresh and outworld staff. No, a quick grab, and Mickey will throw him down to his death. Toby makes a run for it. Denied. Mickey will chase him down into the trees. Tundra, they in turn will use their buybacks to try and hold their base.
တပည့်တွေအ
But
ကုန်လုံး
Liquid, with control of the outpost, I can't say they won it.
disruption တော့ disruption လုံးဝကီးပဲနောက်ပိုင်းကအဲ့မြုပ်တာကြီးကလုံးဝတကယ်ကီးရအောင်ကြီး
On the faceless void.
level 20 အဲ့ hero team ကို level 25 ရောက်သွားရင် distraction 2 charge ဖြစ်သွားမှာနှစ်ခေါက်မြုပ်လို့ရတယ်နော်အဲ့ဒါဆောင်ရဲအာရုံနောက်တော့မှာ oh la la
The ban
Where?
for Liquid makes the big play, stops a lot of that damage going to the team, and absolutely sick disruptions from Insane.
Oh, massive.
Like these disruptions have been team fight saving. He'll get nags, they will pick up Roshan, put an Aegis onto Mickey, who bought back into that fight.
And Insania might get 2 of them. Level 23,
Yep.
he's actually kind of closing in on 25.
I mean, they might leave him the refresher shard.
Yeah, he's keeping it for now. So right now he does have double disruption, quadruple demonic. Oh, Mickey just pops the ultimate and starts hitting the buildings, huh?
No chronos available, 30 seconds.
Yeah, and 4 minutes left on the Aegis. Hello! 2-man stun. Boxy just keeping him honest. Throws in a creep with his own Aghanim Scepter. Mid lane gets wiped out. One more for Megas. Not that that'll be the end of the game.
Ali tempo hero နဲ့ late game တွေဆော့ပြနေရ
They gotta grind out more time for this refresher on the basis void.
Marcy Carey က late game တွေကိုပိုးနေနိုင်တော့မှာ White က did သူခုတ်တာ chrono နှလုံး
Pressure on the monkey, so they have
အ
double
ပြည့်နဲ့ခုတ်တာကို
This is a
ပေးပါလိုက်ကမလျှော်ဘူးတစ်ခေါက်မြုပ်တယ်မြုပ်ပြီးပေါ်လာတဲ့အချိန်မှာသူနောက်တစ် chrono ထပ်အုပ်ပြီးထပ်ရိုက်တာမပြတ်ဘူးဒါမှမရှိဘူး White က စမ်းကင်းနဲ့ပေါင်းပြီးတွဲဝင်မှသေမှာအဲ့လိုဖြစ်နေတယ်ဟောအဲ့မှာကျတော့သွားကွာသွားပြီ
He's probably looking for black hole cancel.
Damn.
That's what this blink is a call.
Yeah.
You know, he has been landing great grips on the
သူ
Marcy.
ကိုယ်တိုင်လည်းအဲ့လိုအုပ်ပြီးတော့ခုတ်တဲ့အချိန်မှာတကောင်လောက်ကိုတော့
But being able
အ
to
နည်းဆုံး
actually cancel
ဖြတ်
the
နိုင်
black
တော့မှ
hole that is
ဗတရား
disrupting
တာ
the
တော့
entire
မှာ
fight could be the bigger play. He has the cast range to pull it off. Tundra on the back foot right now. Liquid's execution in these fights has been incredible. They finally got a fight on an outpost where they can use their buybacks. That was the biggest factor there. It's almost more important where you take the fight, not how you take it.
Nisha's really not going for an Aghanim Scepter, huh? His
Chrono
heart got
5 လုံး
taken away from him. DCM
Chrono 5
on
လုံး
the courier, but he purchased out a heart, which will rejoin him soon. And now he's gonna buy a shard. What? Why not Ags? I feel like Ags this late is still a significant damage source. Gives you the break.
It's more raw survivability. There's a lot of epicenter damage going off in these fights, man.
3 minutes left.
There's the disruption.
အေး distraction ချချက်နှစ်ခုရသွားပြီ insane က level 25 သွားပြီးခိုးဖမ်းလိုက်ပြီဗျာ
To counterplay this chrono, especially.
Yeah, if you chronosphere one person, you could double chrono him and chrono that person and never see them. He could just get disrupted.
And we have the gobble up save potentially.
That's true. With an ether
Evelyn's
lens, he
cast
can
range.
kind of reach in.
Yeah, it is a decent shot. I mean, this chrono is not a guarantee anymore.
Can we take a look at that gobble up range to give us an idea about, like...
It's doable.
It's doable. If they're in the middle of the chronosphere, he's not going to be able to grab somebody, but he can get people on the edges,
But you're
even a little bit
almost
inside.
never getting someone in the exact center of the chrono.
Oh,
These
for
late
sure.
fights. It's impossible.
Also, damage, I mean, I think we agreed that the core level 25s are bigger for Tundra, but the support level 25s for Liquid, because they're actually getting... Boxy isn't building into any sort of right-click build, but the other talent is... It's a lot of damage. These kits is just boom, 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 boom.
duration over ပဲ AC တွေဟုတ်ပါလို့အဲ့ဒါကြောင့်ပွဲတွေက duration over ကို45တွေပါတွေကစဖွင့်တယ်ရုပ်တွေအရန်ပေါက်
Might be able to just push him over the edge here.
Dominator တွေနဲ့ Creed တွေ fan အဲ့မှာ late game တွေရောက်အဲ့ကွက်တွေ
And a minute left on the Aegis, but it seems like Liquid are content.
အင်this ရောဆက်လန်ပူခတ်မှာတဲ့ဟုတ်ပါ
Value get their heart back.
သူနဲ့ဘယ်နှကောင်မိလဲဘတ်လို့ရ
buybacks over what Aegis gives them, right? Like, again, if you push base with this Aegis and you lose the fight,
sure, yeah,
it's just GG. So all these buybacks are likely going to come back up. Both teams will be happy about that. And now it's just a question of how far can you push your lineup as we approach the 60-minute mark. How much more can you squeeze out of the scale here?
Well, let's talk about those 60-minute items. Do you feel like it's a better advantage for Tundra or for Liquid?
It's whoever gets more Helm of the Undyings.
Right, it's usually these Helm of the Undyings, but the Helm of the Undyings against Liquid's Burst is going to be, it's got to feel really good.
I think Helm of the Undying is great against both teams. I think that item is great against almost any team.
Sure.
That goes without saying. I think Stygian could be interesting for somebody.
ဘိန်းနဲ့ဟောလေးကြည့်ပါ
I feel like
ဦး
always won at least one or two.
အေးကွာ
Yeah, we're gonna see some book of the dead.
ဘိန်းနဲ့ဟော6800တဲ့တနာဘူးတော်ကောင်းတယ်59မိနစ်လို့အနေထားကြီးမှာ
They're the position.
ဟိုဘက်ကစပိုတာတွေ2000တွေ18000တွေ
I mean, they've taken 2 lanes.
Regardless,
Well,
it's always
shit.
interesting, but it doesn't really feel like teams, in a way, need more damage.
I mean, I feel like Marcy could always use more damage,
Yeah.
right? She's trying to kill somebody in that first sling of punches.
The Marcy Regalia sounds pretty tempting. The Sand King Regalia sounds pretty tempting.
I think I'd rather help the Undying just to make sure, because he's got Refresher, right? I want to see double epicenters no matter what. I want no chance that he
But I don't think
get those off.
33 should be the first point of contact ever. I don't think he wants to be the first point of contact. I think the fight where Nisha found him, that was just Nisha God.
ကဲ Roshan Battle မှာပဲအဆုံးဖြတ်ဖြစ်မလား
25 for the Hoodwink. Does go for the Acorn.
ပေါ်မှာ amplify damage ကြီး
Charges here, doesn't have a ton of damage, but can.
Yeah, that other talent is some sharpshooter damage. Could have been. Hard on the Primal. He is a tanky boy, man. It's a lot of HP to get through.
More Eidolons for the Enigma. Add in some Necroflux on top of that.
Right, 60 minutes. Let's see what we roll here. Make or break your TI run. Wind Wakers could also be huge for Liquid. Another way to get saves into all these ultimates, particularly against the Chrono, if you can build some up on some of these core heroes or supports.
Nisha had
Get them high in a few. I mean,
တွေး
you
4000
combine
600
the Wind Wakers plus double disruption in this game, you mitigate a lot of Crystallis' ability to
Okay,
go in
Fallen
and
Sky.
consistently
Boundless.
find openings for the team. You're just going to be
Ooh.
chronoing air at that point.
Desolator hey
There's one Helm on the Enigma. Quite annoying here, actually.
Yeah.
You cannot reliably all in him anymore. He's just going to turn around and black hole you from death.
အေးရောအန်နီကီမာကြီးကအဲ့အန်နိုင်ဟိုခေါင်းဆိုကြီးရအောင်ဒီကောင်က
Scepter, like he can
ဘလို့ပဲမဆိုဘလက်ဟိုးတော့ရအောင်ဆွဲသွားနိုင်တယ်နော်ဘလို့ပဲသူ့ကိုတေးအောင်တတ်အဲ့ကွက်ကြီးဖြစ်သွားတ
Do
ယ်
you think that's better burst than Divine Regalion?
It might be.
It might be, right?
13 armor. Some of these heroes do not have a lot of armor. You gotta remember, this Sand King did not go Shivas. He only has 19 armor. It's a significant reduction. Double book for Tundra. Helm on BZM.
I kind of wonder if what about the Aghanim Scepter on Marcy, right? These pulses of silence, the BKBs are going to wear out at some point in time, right? Band of Silence could be
bigger items to still build right now. Another book for Tundra. Oh, no,
Hey, there we go. Now there's some damage. Stygian Desolator Hoodwink.
You're just looking
Audacious.
for the proc off the A-corner, right? He has 2 shots.
Yeah, exactly.
Did get Audacious with it, though, so yeah, you're right. I mean,
အဲ့မှာဗီဇာကိုမရလားအင်းမောဗီဇာ issue ဆိုတော့ဗီဇာမရလို့ပေါ့
Dramatically increase Chrysalis' damage.
both sides
Is
got
that
double
issue?
helm, though, and on very obnoxious heroes. Shadow Demon Helm could be really impactful here.
And it's going to be...
Toby's Helm can also be
Pay them
impactful.
here,
Marcy
be a
goes in,
candidate.
kills the
Oh,
Bane,
yeah,
Bane
that
just
is-
groups him, you know, sleeps him, whatever.
Yeah.
Super
အင်းပက်အရှိတာပေါ့ SK Daedalus ကအပြာကြောင့် Daedalus ဘလူးကကျန်းတယ်လေ
Primal Beast.
ဆောင်း damage ထွက်တယ်အဲ့ဒါ
Speed translates into damage with
Bien.
as well.
He's up the boot slot without sacrificing his move speed. Ten buybacks available. 60-minute items. An Ag Scepter, fresh for the Enigma. Liquid looking for the big black holes. Tundra looking for the massive chronos and epicenters.
Sneaking up the side of the map.
If Saberlight gets found
Liquid
here.
with the initiation. Saberlight, he is going to be spotted, but at the same time,
Wait,
the jump
Bobby.
has already occurred. They've got
Hey,
to
BKB.
catch up to Chrysalis as well.
Bhai se shi hai no?
Open for a bash. They get the
Hey.
grab instead of the pulverize. Nisha one step ahead.
Tight, eh?
Toby did
Chrono.
not have the beast
Oh.
grip, but now a refresh and a missile blade. They get the grab on it.
Chrono ထွက်သွားတယ်
He's still alive. But
ငါးချက်ထိုးတာသွေးတော့ရောက်သွားတယ်လက်ကြီးက
with that, and the kisses start raining in. Artillery fire. Chrysalis trying to take cover. He pops the BKB, a time walk out of there. He gets away. He's fine. But the rest of Tundra now, Liquid, they say they can't kill the carry.
Aye.
They go back for the rest.
မာစီငါးချက်ထိုးလိုက်တာငါးချက်အပြည့်ထိုးလိုက်တာဖေးတော့ဘွားသွေးတော့ကြာသွားနောက်ထပ်ငါးချက်ဆိုရင်ရှော့ပြီ
This stuns Soxa, nowhere to run to. Both supports will die. 33, 2 supports. No buybacks being used by Tundra initially.
That
Oh my
Sand
God.
King got absolutely melted by the Stygian. Again, he does not have any bonus armor. He died in a second. And that was fight over for Tundra unless you're willing to commit buybacks. And 33 did not want to pull the trigger on that buyback. Felt like that was a bad fight.
33 ကရည်နေတယ်ဟာ
Everybody out that you can.
အေးစေးပဲ
We'll have to expend some here. Roche can also spawn right now. Liquid, they have to make a tough call. Wait for the Roche spawn and gamble.
I mean, you already used
it's
the
up.
buybacks. 2 of the buybacks on Tundra. Surely you just say, okay.
Yeah, it's up.
Roche.
So just go do it. Huge team fight win for them. And dude, Mickey is out of control. I don't really know what you do about it because they're safe.
Oh my God, they're going to go for the contest inside the Roshan pit. Chrysalis, he still has this one Chronosphere, this one opportunity.
You have to buy Sand King though if you're going for this fight.
အာ Roshan
Roshan is
Roshan
going over to the other side of the map.
Roshan အပေါ်ထွက်သွားပြီ
Hold on, BZM though. It's up to Chrysalis now. He's got to make some sort of initiation with the buybacks available on Tundra. To find the opening, Soxa, oh, that's going to quickly relieve that bushwhack. Soxa sticks around for a bit too long. Nisha trying to catch up to him. Olinkins gets broken. A loaded sword returns fire, and they're not able to catch
လက်
the
ကြီးက
squirrel
ခရိုနို
a
တစ်လုံးပဲ
second
ရှိ
time.
တော့တ
That
ယ်
could have been a
နောက်ပြီး
comeback
အဲ့တစ်လုံးက
on
လည်း
Hero
သူ
for
ဘယ်
Tundra.
သူ့မှခုတ်တက်လို့မရ
Instead,
တော့ဘူးသူ့
it's
item နဲ့
33 back up
နောက်
in
တ
a
ကယ်လို့
play.
အခု item damage item တွေထည့်လိုက်တယ်ဆိုရင်တော့မှ ဒီဘက်အကောင်တွေကတော်တော်မဟာနေပြီနီရှားဆိုစောင်းရမ်းပါတယ်တင်ကြတော့နီရှားကိုခုတ်လို့မရဘူးမစ်ခဲကလည်းသွေး4000ရှိတယ်အာမာတော့နဲတယ်မစ်ခဲတော့သေလောက်တယ်ဒဲလက်စီပါပါမစ်ခဲကိုတော့ခုတ်တက်လို့ရတော့ဒါ disruption နှစ်ခေါက်ကရှိနေတယ်အဲ့တော့လက်ကြီးကသွားပြီ
Wait,
Yeah, that's why they got 2 of the Necrobooks, right? Just to try and deal with the lanes without sending heroes back.
This is such a strong timing in this game for Liquid. 2 lives on Mickey. Buyback available makes it 3.
Look at the priority from Liquid. They're like, they must control this outpost because the Aegis is nice, but they still need to be able to play off of buybacks and TPs in.
Liquid's just so good at understanding things that mess them up and how to adjust and fix it.
Tundra.
ဟိုပြီ
Time for a hold of a life.
Wait,
Time
wait.
to go straight to Mickey.
Oh.
Half HP. A corner. Almost gone.
Yo, got it.
Disruption goes off. Will he pop BKB? Will he pop anything? He won't. He'll just accept the death.
Thank you. Now the call low, man.
Outside of the base. Now for the Aegis. Nisha's to make sure that they can't immediately
ဒါစားဒီဘက်ကြီးထွက်ပြေးသွား
hit the grab onto Soxa. And
Chrono အုပ်သွားပြီ
got the grab onto the Shattered Deep. The Pesco.
Oh, grab သွားပြီ
Double up from Boxy. Supports, protects, supports. And now
Oh.
Chrysalis has nothing for it.
ချဲတို့ဒီမိုအုပ်ပြီးတက်နေတဲ့အချိန်မှာဘောက်စီကငုံသွားတယ်ချဲတို့ဒီမို what the flash
Liquid are wearing through their resources one by one. 4 heroes left. 1 refresher left.
ဘလာဟိုးတွေပါမလို့သေးဘူးမကြည့်ဘူးဘလာ
Has
ဟိုး
to
တွေရှိ
find
သေးတယ်
something here if you're Tundra, and it has to be on multiple heroes. Ults on 1 are not going to do it anymore with the amount of saves Liquid
အ
has.
ဆန်းကင်းတစ်ပိုင်းနဲ့ hey
For the Sand King.
That's
Bang
the
in the
ticket.
vine.
You can get it here.
It's flying out. It still needs some time to get to him. But Megas is under threat. BZM is under threat. He's going to
Maybe.
be jumped. Finally, Mickey. He goes
Chrono
for the blind.
အမအောင်ဘလာဟိုး
A beats Griffin responds. And now Chrysalis. No, we got messed up. He needs to get off this Chronosphere. No, he goes down. He does have the buyback and he's going to TP in. Disruption 1 goes out. Trying to bail out Mickey.
Override.
OB OB
To get the Shattered Demon. And both supports. Chrysalis performs with their greatness.
တပိုင်းကြာနေရနော်နီရှာကတပိုင်းကောက်သွားပြီ
Now BZM with the Wukong span. Whoa.
တပိုင်းကောက်ပြီးနီရှာထွက်ပြေးသွားတယ်
He just got bursted. What the fuck was that?
အာကြီးကြီး
Mickey. He's
Oh,
got
mà
the
GG đấy,
damage,
mà-
and
mà-
he's got the extra
mà
life.
thì
He
show
got
đi
his mark. He kills the faceless void. He can buy back. This game is over.
ဒီပါပြီဒီပါပြီ
33 tries his best in a base defense. As the
68 မိနစ်ပဲ
will
ဖြစ်ပါတယ်
finish it off. Liquid find a way to win that late game in a situation that I think everyone would have betted against them. Just so
What a
much
play.
overwhelming late game ulti power, so much on the line with so much AoE. Tundra cannot close it out. And you have to leave yourself wondering, what is it going to take to beat this game in game 3? We had all the late game. We had the Faceless Void. We had the refreshers. But Mickey showed up, punched you in your face. And now you're going to a game 3 elimination on the
တ
line.
ကယ်ကောင်းတဲ့ပွဲလေးတစ်ပွဲပေါ့နော်
Good luck. Good luck to both of these teams. Crazy. Game 2, I thought for sure Liquid was out of it, but they pushed it to the late game against Tundra, and they persevere. We're going to a game 3 once again.
Whew, I'm shaking on behalf of these teams. Oh my gosh, what a game. And you can feel The tension, the pressure, misery, that was mental.
Yeah, that's. I mean, what an absolutely crazy game. I mean, so many things that happened in this game. This is the same game where this Dominator creep killed like 10 waves top, and turned into this madness. Absolutely crazy. I mean,
Naai le kwai ne
there was
game
not
we
enough
at
damage as well. It felt like on Dire. They had all these big ultimates,
ma
but
do 12
somehow the
naai.
damage was completely lacking.
And the control, can I just first of all shout out to the oldest player at this road to TI in Hamburg right here with Insania 31. These Shadow Demon disruptions, life-saving, game-saving for Liquid as they push to a game 3.
Absolutely. Like he was talking about retirement and stuff in his interview.
DIG က duration over ပဲဆိုတော့မြတ်ကြောအောင်ကြိုက်ဟုတ်ပါလို့တပွဲကိုကို
absolutely game saving.
သတိထားမိသလောက်
multiple times in a row, multiple
Day
heroes in a
one
single
ဒီ
fight
စ
that he
ပြီး
saves.
ကြည့်တယ်
And
ဟာ
of course, we
group
have to
stage
talk about
Day one
his
စပြီးကြည့်တယ်
other
ဟာ
supports
ဘော
as
င်းနေရ
well,
အဲ့လို
because Snap
မိနစ်တွေကို show 44နော်39ဟုတ်ပြီတပွဲ 50 နောက်တစ်ပွဲက22ထားပါတော့ဒါ wide gap နော်ဒါပဲကွန်နံပါတ်6 39 44 80
he's gonna have the long range like
Tundra Jakob brother ဒီကောင်ကတော့ဒီကောင်လည်းနေထားပါ
Cap was casting his
Elevation ပထမဆုံးပွဲ 65
like at a certain point it just felt
Liquid
too hard for Tom to come back
63 40 43လုံးဝ average ကို show နော်
This chrono right
Liga
here,
ma.
you would think, okay, now.
That's all
now he-
three.
but look at the
64
damage, there's no
63
damage
59
whatsoever.
အဲ့
yeah.
D1 D1 နဲ့ဖြစ်နေ
Yeah, he needs the, he I don't know, he needs the
တော်ရန်ဆိုးတယ်
but at the same
ပွဲ
time,
တွေက
I don't know what he
over
needed
တွေ
per
ဆိုတာ
se,
ကျွတ်
because
စင်
this
မ
game
ပြော
definitely
41
was
55
quite mental, and I
ဒီစ
think
နစ်
they have
29တပွဲရှိတယ်
good job to break down how it got to this
39
point. And to do that, I
45
do feel like we do need to talk
ပွဲ
a
တွေက
little
တော့
bit
over
about
တွေ
the
ကြီးပဲ
earlier
ကြည့်အောင်
stages of this
58
game,
69
because it was a very difficult road for Team Liquid to
69
get to that
48
point to begin
နည်းနည်း
with.
တော့ over တွေလား
I mean the very start of the game it
ဒီ
kind
တော့
of
Dota TI ရဲ့
basically
ဒီ
went off of
game
its
run
expected
time ကြီးက
right.
တော်တော်များနေ
Very good against the
ပုံ
Nation
ပေါင်းလိုက်
Beast. The Saber and Enigma did fantastically against the Void and
ပြုံ
the Bane. There was
30
no lane
60
swapping shenanigans which we assumed here.
94
But
58
later, yeah, the game went
That's
like
how 3
different
series
roads. First,
တ series နဲ့မှ
they
နေ
all
ကူ
managed
တော့
to
မယ်
stall the game out on Tundra's draft.
Out of
They
way.
managed to cut
Out of way.
waves and
Don't
dominate
go,
Tundra's.
Tundra's
How
Chelsea
many
chop.
waves we counted that one troll creep
Yo,
cut
pal.
on the top lane right there from Crystallis. So I think this game had so many curves that it's hard to recall all of them. But it's
game 3
definitely
ပါချ
safe to
မ
say
လဲ
that
over သာချပြီးတော့ bro
I mean,
over သာ
I
ချ
think this
ပြီး
game
တော့
was also so crazy and so hard to actually break down analytically because there was a lot of mistakes, a lot of weird plays, a lot of mistakes.
You mentioned
yeah,
in
from
the
both
room,
teams.
the nerves.
Yeah, that you could feel the nerves on both teams. Like there's so much on the line. Neither of these teams want to go out here. It's way too early for both of these big organizations and teams. So, yeah, I mean, this next game is going to be even more crazy, right? Like,
Mistakes make for very fun entertainment in terms of the viewer point of things anyway, listen.
No, absolutely. I mean, this is the kind of Dota we all enjoy. We'll all love to watch, right? Like the most perfect Dota sometimes is a little bit too boring. Like there's just perfect scenarios, perfect smokes. Here, we had some really good strategic movement across the map, but we also had a couple of mistakes here and there, which made for a more interesting game of Dota, especially when it comes to some Helm of Dominators
I
across the map.
mean, yeah, let's take a look at the most important Helm of the
Yeah,
Dominator.
you
I
balloon
think that you
machine,
guys
I
also
don't
saw
do-
featured on the screen very many times. It was 11 and a half minutes
အခက်
into
ခဲ
the
ရှိ
game.
နိုင်လဲ
This
တော့မ
gets
ပြော
us
တတ်
Helm
ဘူး
of
လေ
the
တစ်ခါမှလည်း
Dominator.
TI မသွား
And
ဘူးတော့
that's like the start of a little fairy tale of a troll, mostly a troll.
ကြည့်မှာ
You did
ပေါ့
find
ဒါနဲ့
trolls very frequently, Emma.
To catapult into the top net worth
Da,
later in
okay,
the
okay.
game.
Tanaingan
And
နဲ့
this
တနိုင်ငံ
comes out of
ရဲ့
the
ဟို
top
ဟာ
lanes,
ကြီးနဲ့မ
so
တူ
here we're
This is
gonna
the
see.
net
ပိုက်
one.
မူက
I mean, this is gonna be his net
Into
worth,
Mala.
16,300 net worth at like 31 minutes.
Into
Just
one
quite
is Germany
substantial. He
ကို
was
သွားဖို့
top
ခက်ခဲရှိ
at
နေလို့
that
နေ
point. He was above
အဲ့
everybody
အဲ့
else
မပြောတတ်ဘူးပါ
after being counterpicked in lane. So this item, I mean, it's surely gonna get nerfed.
Point
probably
taka
not
wide.
between the Roll
Chrono
TI and
Opoli.
TI itself, even though at this point I'm asking myself, should they do it? Valve, are you listening? Should we nerf this stuff? Because it just feels so frustrating, right? Like this troll is in front of your tier 3 tower top. It's cutting one wave after another, and you have to commit resources to kill that tower creep. You have to TP there, you have to show somebody. Then once you kill that creep, the other lanes get pushed out again. And you're in a position where you're 6k net worth ahead. You want to press the objective on the enemy side, and this item just doesn't let you do it.
I think Tundra is also utilizing these creeps really well. I mean, they are like we talked about a little bit the last game as well, with the 33 utilizing his creeps on the side lanes. And now we see both of them actually doing it this game. So I think Tundra also quite good at utilizing this and not just letting it follow the hero, but actually sending it across the map. So this Void is basically farming an entire wave every 30 seconds and whatever else he's farming on his side of the map. Plus, he's never going to die because he's hidden, you know, behind his whole team.
There's something with Neta and the Zoo being meta. Whenever he's playing whatever team, whatever meta, he's going to find a way to utilize these creeps.
Yes, but I feel like Crystallis already is so deep in the Tundra bubble. In the past, it was only like Nada, you know, on his offlane Lycans, and now Dom is like, hey, I'm gonna cut you away. But Crystallis is the guy actually who cut those 8 waves top on his Faceless Void carry with the Dominator. So good job, Crystallis, you're full in it.
Yeah, good job there. But of course, at some point, Liquid does get frustrated with all that, and they do manage to find fights like the one that we are gonna look at right now.
Yeah, this was one of the first fights where it looked like Tundra might absolutely turn it, and it started off in a really weird way in which BZM just jumps in from the backlines when Aegis is still 15 seconds away from being reclaimed. But I feel like they utilized the fact that they overdove afterwards, right? Like after they got baited by the BZM kill, the chrono was perfect by Tundra. They caught multiple heroes and just pretty much wiped Liquid, plus made the Shadow Demon buyback. I feel like this was one of those turning points for Tundra that got us into the game that lasted 60 minutes.
I mean, at that point, I kind of thought it was going to be
Tundra's game,
taking this one.
It looked like that for a long period of time, I think. But then later on, it just felt like this Marcy kills this Void in 2 volleys. It was so close, so many times he barely got out. But when the Void hits the Marcy, it's the entire Chronosphere. And he's not... it just felt like there was not the same explosive damage coming out of Tundra at all. I'm not sure what happened. Maybe the coordination was not there. The saves, of course, playing a big part with the SD. Maybe the auras came into play from Enigma. But yeah, the difference in how hard it was for Tundra to kill heroes versus the other way around was definitely there in the team fights.
And maybe we can track that all the way back. We mentioned it a few times now to that laning stage that was very good for Saberlight and then not so good for Crystallis. And what actually happened on that lane, Purge?
Well, they beat him up. They attacked him many times. They made their lane very hard, and that's because they had the hero counter. They had summons. Summons are good against both Faceless Void, who doesn't have any nukes or AoE, and against Bane, who also isn't very good against lots of targets. He's a very single target-oriented hero. So Boxy, the Snapfire, and the Enigma, they just right-click them a lot throughout the course of this laning stage here. Basically just lowering their HP. Kind of interestingly, Boxy even got a Headdress of Rejuvenation to give them both 2 extra regen, just to keep the pressure up and deal damage to Crystallis. And then here, Toby's going to try to do a little bit of a half pull here, grabbing some of his creeps, but in the same moment, Liquid realized, like, oh, we can just turn and kill him, actually. So they can get the first blood in that lane in that exact moment here. So as the lane continues, same kind of stuff. Spawning Eidolons until they duplicate, and then they have a go here. They're going to use Cookie here on one of these Eidolons, so he shoots forward, and then watch this really cool body blocking that they do afterwards. All these guys are wailing on him. His armor is lower because of the Snapfire machine gun, Lil Shredder, and then they all just do more damage. So this is how they get more and more lead in this lane as they compound this. And in the meantime, Crystallis has to just deal with all of this harassment consistently. Here's another Cookie, some right clicks on. Toby almost dies, doesn't, but that's so much regen that he loses that it takes him a long time to stabilize. And while he's zoned, then Crystallis has to deal with all that hate coming for him instead. They're able to run at him, pressure him a little bit, almost kill him multiple times. This is all time that he's not hitting creeps and is getting behind. And he's probably also having to buy a little bit of regen here or there just to try to stabilize himself a little bit. So at some point, same kind of thing, right-clicking. Like in this case, Saberlight's just moving them to lower his HP, try to get him there for a possible kill. But check out this kill that ended up happening. It was so cool. So if we take a look at how much experience Enigma has, he's close to 6, but he's not there yet, right? So what you're trying to do is get level 6, black hole the Void, and he's been working towards getting his HP low. But unfortunately, he's still not 6, and almost all of the creeps are dead over here, which means that Insania kind of needed to disrupt right now, because if he doesn't, his opponent is possibly going to just escape. So he had to disrupt then. He has to kill this last creep, and right when this creep dies, he has to right now level up to 6 and cast it. He had such a small window there to finish the creep, level to 6, and cast Black Hole. They managed to hit it, and that's what helped really catapult their advantage in this lane. And that is why it took 11 and a half minutes for him to get Helm the Dominator. It was a really, really tough lane for him.
Otherwise, he would have gotten it earlier. Would have found so many more creep waves on that lane, and who knows? Maybe we would be sitting here telling a different story. But the story right now is, series is tied, and we are going to a third game. And I think that the players, the teams, have a very difficult job of moving forward from that game we just saw. But we're going to try to think about what they're thinking about right now, Stormstormer, because there is a way forward, and I do remember you saying at the very start of this series that you felt that Liquid had a slight edge in this series. Now that you've seen both teams take a game off each other, do you stand by that?
I would say the games are too chaotic to simply define, okay, Liquid has this turkey in the back, right? Because it went so back and forth. I think one thing is safe to say that the adaptation in the draft was good. I think they should keep banning the Invoker like they did in the first game. I'm not biased. I just think it's a good decision. And I think that basically the things that happened in this draft were very good for them. I think the 18 Enigma pick also works fabulously against the Void and Bane. That might also be something that Tundra's thinking about, whether they should like keep this more in mind when they pick their duo, because of course they're susceptible to that. So I think this is the main thing you can discuss between a game right now. I don't think you can really like go too much into gameplay because it was too much back and forth, like too much to look at. And I think the best you can get here is like small margins in the draft.
What about this? What about this Marcy hero? Because I think this was a display of Marcy. Why Marcy is considered to be borderline broken by a lot of people going into this event. Like the amount of damage that this hero puts out with fairly low net worth is absolutely crazy. And normally people throw it off lane and then or they put it on support or whatever, but this was a carry Marcy, and I would say he carried this game on his hands. Is that a potential ban? I mean, we can look at the bans down there in the bottom right here. Beast, Shaker, Furion, and Puck, right? Like, is there something else you want to ban? Yeah, those ones there.
I definitely agree with your sentiment, because the Marcy pick was also what enabled the Enigma pick, right? Because the flexibility that this provides to position 1, 3, and high chance also 4, I mean, Boxing Guarantee plays it. It gives a feeling that they should ban it. But then again, the other bans we saw there, I mean, the Mika Nature's Prophet is a classic. The Nisha Puck has 100% win rate. What else was there? I think
Shaker Beast.
Shaker Beast. Yeah, these heroes are also super strong.
I feel like they came prepared for the Marcy. Like every single team in this tournament, if you're letting the Marcy go through, you have a preconditioned idea, right? Like you have something in store for the Marcy. This time, however, I feel like Liquid were one step ahead of your idea. Like they covered it already with the Shadow Demon. And I really think this hero was the crucial point, like a crucial reason why Marcy actually worked later on. Because if they didn't have that save between the Snap and the Shadow Demon came way early.
Yeah, I mean,
Marcy would have been dead many times in a grip.
There's definitely a lot of factors, right? I think the item build of Void with the Skadi was also maybe questionable. Instead of going for some more damage, like Butterfly, for example, then Marcy would have missed, what is it, like 30% of attacks, right? 35% of his attacks, so he would have survived and also deal more damage. There's so many factors that they could have done better, I think, and then maybe won this game. So maybe you don't have to change that much. You can also adjust the second phase bans to potentially that Enigma, like you mentioned, but still pick up the Void again. So I think there's a lot of things you can change, but yeah, it's hard to say what Tundra feels like is the main reason why they lost.
A lot of things that came into play, especially during the later stages of the game. We had 2 supports on the side of Team Liquid that could save. We had the Gobble Up, of course. The late game is very powerful, but the Shadow Demon very strong there as well. And then on the other side, you had the Bane, who definitely tried to interrupt the Primal and the Black Holes. And you had Hoodwink, and we talked a little bit about Hoodwink already, and I know, Lizard, you said, oh, I'm starting to like where this hero is.
I mean, in comparison with these 3 other heroes, maybe Saxa didn't do as much early on, though.
I hate Hoodwink. I actually absolutely hate it. I think it's way below all the other support, in my opinion. It was also a rough game for Saxa, I think.
Yeah.
I feel like one problem that this hero definitely does have right now is like there is no clear path when it comes to itemization, like with some other heroes. Like you can literally do whatever. I feel that most players right now are doubling down on the go nuts facet, getting an Aether Lance as well, and then you have this absolutely long range when you press Scurry. Like you don't see the range. You know that circle? It's across the map.
Yeah.
So that's kind of nice, of course, but later on down the path, like you have some solid, just normal Shadow Demon. He doesn't need all that range. As long as he has some ability item, he does way more.
Well, we did, of course, highlight Saxa's Tiny in game number 1. Didn't get it in game number 2. Was banned by Team Liquid, rightfully so. They went for the Hoodwink instead. Are there any heroes that would be fulfilling a similar role to the Tiny? Because I know they picked up the Tusk earlier this week as a replacement budget Tiny, if you will.
I think they can take the Shadow Demon for themselves. That's a hero that Saxa has been playing a lot. I mean, he also played it back when I played with him in TI6. So that's a hero he's very familiar with. They could also just take the Tiny first. Before the Sand King, before anything else, just make sure they get this Tiny secured. I think that's also an approach.
I would also say that because we were talking a lot about the Hoodwink, I think the second support they took, the Bane, was already feeling a little bit off, right? Because you picked it into Shadow Demon, already a good counter with the disruption, and it felt like at that point most of Tobo's heroes were banned out or like pre-picked or something like that. Disruptor was out, Pagna was out, so I think they did a pretty good job at countering that, because that's also what enabled the Enigma 18 pick, that those conventional Toby heroes they picked are not in the pool anymore.
I think there's a good point about Bane. If you're going to take Void, why also take the Bane? Then you have two, like, you don't need it. You need damage in the Chrono, right? You need AA, something like that. Like, that would be a lot stronger, I think, because then you have ways of killing stuff in the Sand King stun, in the Chrono, in the Hoodwink stun as well. I think the Bane is maybe overkill on Disable.
I agree. It feels like the double down on the Marcy, right? And that we've been talking about so much. I mean, you mentioned it in the draft. The Bane grip is a casual counter to the BKB control, like the BKB control you need against the Marcy. But yeah, that duo definitely seemed like, to me, the main weakness. You guys can also hate on the Hoodwink, okay? I'm gonna keep myself out of that. But that duo of picks for me would be the first, I don't know, weird that I would try to adjust with if I had to.
Just to protect my Hoodwink a tiny little bit. The shard is pretty damn good. When you have a Sand King on your team or any sort of a big DPS dealer, like that shard, 25% damage increase is quite significant. And it's one of the reasons why you see a lot of insta kills with the Hoodwink and Sand King in other games. In this one, obviously, it didn't work out that well because of all the
most picked soft support there.
Yeah.
Fire gets picked a little bit more still, but you know, there's a low
it's great win rate, 40%.
We are, of course, talking a lot about how the draft played out in game number 2, because the draft for game number 3 is very close. Partially, I think we're going to have something relying on the coin toss that happened and see who's first pick and who's not, because first pick did win both games. And speaking of coin tosses, I do think that there's been a lot of predictions that people had that were somewhat coin toss, because who knows what's going to happen. And you guys want a nice stat?
Absolutely.
You guys want a nice stat?
Yes, please.
So everybody did their predictions in their fantasy. You know, I mean, I did.
It's
I
only
was
a boy.
obviously very wrong, but I'm happy to announce that everybody was
All
very
in.
wrong.
Duration over.
There's only 6 accounts in Dota 2 that have
duration
10
over ဘယ်လောက်ကဖွင့်
teams
ပေးမလဲမ
correctly
သိ
predicted, which is the
45
highest amount of
တဲ့
correct predicted teams. 6 accounts
duration over
That's
45
insane,
စာ
though.
ဖွင့်တယ် shit
that have that. I wonder if that's going to be cut in half potentially by whoever is going to win this series, because we're not even done yet with the road to TI.
The 6 geniuses.
The 6 geniuses,
Yeah.
they saw this coming. They foresaw.
Oracles.
Bring them up. I feel like it's just as hard to be wrong with everything. I think Sind was talking about being 0 out of 16, so that's impressive as well. Shout out Sind.
True. Let's see what's happening in this series in particular, as we do have Tundra on first pick. They secured themselves the Marcy. Invoker, Lycan still banned, so is Naga Beastmaster. Not much change there. Tundra banned out the Nature's Prophet Puck and the Shaker. And I know, was it you, Misery, that said, Willow, this hero is so good, why is not picked more?
Yeah, I think
Maybe not first pick.
You're misquoting me a little bit there. I said Willow is surprisingly unpicked. I don't know how good is it. I'm not sure. I think it should be picked more. I mean, we just saw the hero pool for position 4, and I'm actually not impressed with that hero pool in general. I feel like the 4 position right now is in a pretty weird spot. I don't think it has that many great heroes actually. It's the other hero, like the post 3, the post 5. There's some really OP heroes with the Pugna, Silencer, stuff like this. But the post 4 it's not that impressive. So I think maybe also why you see some of the Chinese teams experimenting with the AA4, right? But the Willow is definitely a forgotten hero in this tournament so far. But yeah, interesting also development.
ဖြတ်လူတာ
It's something that Liquid has done in the past as well. Just casually pick up that Willow for Boxy out of nowhere.
it's really crazy, right? I mean, Thanking was in the pool, Monkey was in the pool. They love those heroes
Thanking
absolutely.
was not in the pool, but Monkey was.
No, right here.
Oh, sorry,
In this
Thanking,
this
sorry,
stuff right
I'm
here, they
confused.
decided to
Roshan
take the
2.5
Willow into the
အိုး
Marcy
ဟုတ်တယ်
on
အဲ့
the
ဒါ
9
သိရ
point,
မယ်
even
အဲ့ဒါ
though
အော်ဘယ်လောက်
great
လဲမ
cores
သိ
like Thanking and Monkey King were in the pool.
This is a hero that doesn't care way too much about Marcy, right?
Yeah, I agree.
You can go into the Dark Realm. Brambles are really annoying for Marcy to jump around. Terrorize is good, so...
It's actually a very good matchup for Willow, if you think about it, right?
Roshan
He
over
can kill you,
And
you
they-
can also kill him.
And they get their Sand King anyway.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
afterwards.
I guess the order wouldn't really matter. There's unlikely that Willow would have been banned.
But on the flip side, if
Wait,
Tundra wants to, they are getting their tiny because it was the Pugna Toby's hero that got banned out. They do pick up the Toby hero now with the Warlock.
Can I just say, I love that we discussed the Toby
I got
hero
three
pool
Tobies
as well,
upon.
because here Tundra is just
အဲ့ဒါ
not
လုံးရင်
this
ကောင်းမ
hero.
လား
They picked it instantly.
Slam! Toby,
Warlock,
you're
no more
secured.
Bane. Get
Roshan
this.
over မတွေ့ဘူး
Absolutely, brings
Keep
so
it,
much
keep it
damage.
simple.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. I think Tiny here looks somewhat obvious unless you are willing to flex.
Well,
the
then
master
do this
potential.
line
I know
Barak.
Saxa, at least in the past, liked this hero a lot. If you
Azar
pick the Tiny now, you are giving up that flexibility.
Yeah, that sounds kind of risky, right? Because I think Tundra, we at least know that with quite confidence, 33 is not go. Okay, they do go for it, but doesn't this mean that the Marcy is basically +1? Does 33 actually play it? He doesn't strike me as a Marcy player.
That's maybe
ဝ
true.
င်းလေ
yeah.
ကင်း
I
က
didn't think
အင်
about
ဘတ်မ
that,
ထွ
but
တ်
yeah,
တော့တာ
that might be
လား
true.
တဲ့
Could BCM also maybe play it?
I mean, there's
Or is-
only been like one guy who have seen consistently play it also in Puffs, and that was Nico.
ဒီမှာဟူးဝင်းလေကင်းက
He
လေ
plays
ကင်း
everything, but he plays Undying.
I honestly
But
wouldn't be
I think
သူ့
surprised.
level 6က
I
လည်း
wouldn't
ဘာမှ
also
သိမ
surprised
သိ
if
တာတော့
33
လေတကယ် super လေကင်းကြတော့
just
အဲ့လို
anyways, like,
disruption တို့ဘာလို့
in
အဲ့
this
လို
game,
မြုပ်တာတွေ
you
ကြ
shouldn't
တော့
have to
ပို
play
ပြီး
it,
သိ
right?
တာဟေရိုဒီမွန်
It's
level
not-
6တို့
it's
ဘာ
not
လို့ကြ
something
တော့
he's known for, but if you get like a really juicy
Who went
Bloodseeker
out
pick
of-
later or a really juicy anti-mage or something, can't he just
အ
play
တ
it
န်းတာ
and
လောက်ပဲ
buy
ရ
it
မှာ
down
အဲ့ဒါ
the
လည်း
road?
ဗတ်တယ်ထဲမှာအဲ့လို like stand ဟိုက
Bottom line is, if
He
you
does
တော့
like buying that.
prime beast ဆိုဘာလို့ပါလို့အဲ့ဒါ
if
Tip
that
in the
item can be
ကျိုးနေ
purchased,
ရော
he's gonna play the hero, right? Like if it's viable
I
option.
mean, let's see. I do agree though. It is a bit unusual.
So now, what do you
ချန်လို
pick
မျိုး
up
ပဲ
for
နောက်ပိုင်းအဲ့လို
Liquid
ဖြစ်
as a
သွား
+5? I mean,
ချန်အောင်
we're
လေကင်း
guaranteed
ဟို
now
က
pick the +5 here for insane.
ကွက်ရှိသေးတယ်
and something else would make sense. What do you guys think is good here? Because there's a
ကြာ
Bane
ကြောင်း
in
တစ်
the
ကွက်
pool, but there's quite some cancers with the Warlock Golem and the Tiny in the pool picked already.
I think Willow is a little bit like Hoodwink in the sense that I don't want another disable.
ဟူးတွေအပြာကြောင်းကပြောင်းပေးရမှာဟူးဝင်းအပြာကြောင်းကပုတ်တယ်
for Insanius heroes,
ပြောင်းပေးမှရ
ideally.
No
Maybe a save.
Okay.
Maybe a save is also an option and play that way. Yeah, so okay, they go.
save.
ဟေရိုဒီမွန်ထပ်ပစ်တယ်မန်ကီကင်းနဲ့
I mean, after that last game,
okay
But I
there's a
still-
lot of reasons why SD is decent.
I feel like I would be
အဲ့
very
tiny
happy playing
tiny
Warlock
ဓာတ်စီက
here.
ပစ်လို့မရ
I feel
တော့
like
ဘူး tiny ကိုတမင်
you
လွတ်
just
ပေး
trump
တာ
the teamfight the first 20 minutes.
ဓာတ်စီက
Every
ပစ်
time
လို့
you
မ
have
ရ
Willow,
ဘူး
you
ဟေရို
just
ဒီမွန်
walk down
ထောက်
lanes
ထား
and they can't fight you.
And I also think repositioning, like Tiny Officer,
Hello,
works way differently
Pillow
against
Macau,
saves than
that's
what they
it.
had last game. Like it's way harder to disrupt somebody who gets tossed back into their own lines in comparison to last game where you just had to answer the chrono, the sanking, and you don't have to reposition yourself so
And
much.
just imagine trying to get in position to disrupt the target that's being tossed back. Then you have this Warlock with a Golem with Fatal Bonds following up.
Yes, indeed. And
Queen of
a
Pain.
Queen of Pain being picked up.
မင်းတော့
I feel like
pain
they're just keeping
Okay.
it simple on Tundra this time around. They have their
မင်းတော့
comfort zone.
pain
good
မာစီက
teamfight,
carry လို့
a
လို့
lot of
offlane
damage
လို့
from
လို့
top.
တော့လောက်တာဒါ
This
33က
matchup
မာစီ
into
ကင်လို့လား
The Sand King, if Sand
Kyle
King is
didn't
good,
it?
of course, will be pretty decent for them.
How you
And
don't
you
have
can
to-
decide between the Marcy going
33
one or off
မာ
lane.
စီ
And in the
ကင်
end,
တာ
if
မြင်
you
ဘူး
want
လား
it on one, there is something like a Darkseer Tiny that's true and tested for Tundra.
There's actually a lot of offlaners still in the pool.
အဲ့ဘဲကရလောက်တယ်အဲ့ဘဲကအကုန်
The
စွမ်း
cop
တယ်
pick is clever here, right? Because it matches up well both against Sand King and against Monkey King.
Yes.
So you kind of secure yourself that, and if they put either of those mid, you're happy. If not, well then you're facing off against Sand King offlane, which is kind of awkward. You're facing off against the Monkey King carry. You might not be that scared of it. You beat it in the first game, right? So I think this is a good pick, and it's also synergizes well with Warlock.
နောက်ဆုံး
Fatal
ပွဲ
Bonds.
ဘာမှမကြည့်မထည့်ပဲ
I
ကြည့်ရင်
do
ကောင်း
like
မ
it a
လား
lot here. It also gets protected with
ကြေး
the
တွေက
Ember
လုံးဝ
Ban,
ယွန်းတရားကြီးတွေ
suppressive that was left in the pool.
အော်ခေါ်လိုက်
And,
နိုးထည့်ပြီး
the
ကြည့်ရင်
Blade
ကောင်း
Crop
မ
here,
လား
the
ခေါ်လိုက်
match
နိုး
versus Blade Bondage Crop here is quite good against
ခေါ်
what's
လိုက်
exactly
နိုး
Willow. Like
အော်ရ
Willow
တာခေါ်လိုက်
basically
yes
pushes
ခေါ်လိုက်
off
no ပဲ
versus
ရှိတော့တယ်
Yasuo.
အော်ရတာ
Yeah.
လုံးဝ
I like this pick a lot here.
အဲ့ဒါပဲတန်တော့တယ်
And if Liquid
Back
were
on.
to take another mid, there's not
One
much left
point.
in the pool. The Ember Ban is very good.
1.8
If they
1.9
want to put Monkey
Damn it,
plus
ain't
one
no cool.
and Sanking offlane, which they do.
ခေါ်လိုက်ဘ
respect
ယ်သူ
if
ယူ
you
နိုင်
play.
လဲ ဒီဘက်မှာ BZN Queen Pain ယူနိုင်တယ်
Maybe a Dragon Knight.
I think you just have to put one of those two mid and pick something else. Like Sanking mid, carry Monkey King, last pick Saberlight. How does that look? I mean, I guess you need to see the.
It probably depends on
the
what
last
Tundra
pick,
picks,
right? Yeah, they are definitely keeping it open.
And Tundra here, I mean, this will definitely be a 33 hero.
Yeah, they ban out the Darks here with the tiny combo.
Makes a lot of sense. They've been running this for a long time here. And it's like the bread and butter. And the Doom ban also, to me, makes a lot of sense. It's probably 33's best hero.
What is actually left then?
Axe.
Axe?
He's one of the few that's still left that he plays.
Axe looks not that good.
Axe is very
The
bad.
problem in this lane right now that I'm seeing is you need a hero that deals well with the monkey, because creep skipping might not be an option into disruption.
Does he play Phoenix 33?
I would actually love
This is
that.
an insane Phoenix game, right?
I would love some core Phoenix.
Yeah, +3 Phoenix.
There's also another one that's like Enigma. It's a classic with a tiny. What do you think about that one?
Yeah.
It just got played by Liquid and popped off quite well. There's not any BKB control against it. There's a Shadow Demon Disruption, of course, but...
How would you rate 33's Enigma in comparison to all of his other heroes?
But I don't remember when it's the last time he played.
နောက်ဆုံးတက်စီရအောင်ဘန်းတာပဲကွာ
He bought a lot of
Liquid
aura.
ကတေရိုဒီမူကြီးပစ်ထား
I
တာ
think he's it's a
I think I'm
classic
a Shido
hero.
lad.
He's played in the past, and he buys Domi.
ကဲ
Yeah, that's true.
ဘာလုံးမလဲ
In
ထွန်း
this
တော့
pack
အဲ့
at least,
အဲ့ဒီ
right? Like,
မာစီ
go for
ကိုဘာလုံး
Domi
မလဲကြည့်ရအောင်
Yeah.
You're happy even as an
ကယ်ရီတ
Enigma.
ကောင်ထုတ်တာ
Tundra
တော့ပို
still
ကောင်းမလား
remove another hero from the
မာ
mid
စီ
lane.
ကယ်
with
ရီ
the
က
Shadow Fiend.
ရှယ်ရိုဒီမွန်နဲ့ဆိုရင်နေအောင်တော့
The DK and the Void Sprinum
Yeah.
in the pool, basically. And the Conker, if they were
Is there
to
any
pick a
crazy flex possible on Tundra right now? Besides the I guess Marcy as
What
well.
about what about Visage?
Ooh, that hero's unpicked so far.
And it's pretty dead as well. I feel like Visage at the moment.
Yeah.
There's like
33, you know.
ပြီးသက်ဦးစီးဌာန
There's like
အေး
two key
အဲ့လို
players
လုံးပြီးကောင်းမလားပြီးနေတယ်
The post, that's a good pick, man.
Wait what
I like it.
and the nice animation.
Well,
No,
the
but who
instant
guy
of the
Male
Void
Phoenix
Sprinum,
got-
that was so fast.
Yeah, they don't.
Tiny carry လား
So what makes this a good Phoenix
Oh.
game? Well, what's this?
There-
It's good.
Phoenix
matchup with
off
Monkey.
lane
The
33
supports
Phoenix
don't
off lane
like
ဆော့
Phoenix.
ဘူးလို့လား
There's no real egg hitter as well. I also feel like they have their late game.
ယူနေ
covered
ချက်
with
ချင်း
the
လို့ပဲ
buff
ပြောရ
and
မယ်
Marcy
page
already.
ကပြောလေ
And Sunit as well.
Kaya pipa
trying to
lumaro.
swing it It fits their lineup perfectly.
ဒီလာကပြောဘူးလား
I love Phoenix. I love playing Phoenix as core, and this looks like one of those juicy games to play Phoenix core. Especially the way that DM has been doing it lately as well. Like I've been experimenting to Helm of Dominator on the hero. Looks pretty damn solid. It covers all your bases.
ဘာထင်
Everything that
အောင်
you
မခေါ်လိုက်
weren't
နိုး
able
ကွာ
to do
လား
before you can
Well,
do
like-
with the Helm.
Yes,
Well,
I
like,
mean, I absolutely love this Phoenix. To me, also the Void Split pick, it is good, but to me, maybe a little bit overrushed.
Ah,
They didn't use any of
Nisha,
their
Void Split,
left
no?
reserve time. Maybe there were other heroes also in the pool that could maybe potentially
Well,
hit the egg,
like,
because as you guys
well,
mentioned so far, there's not really anybody who hits that egg. And to me,
Well, I know,
Tundra's
well,
teamfight looks very scary.
Either
here,
Uzi
so I
Tana.
actually love this Phoenix pick.
The only one that can hit the egg is some BKB monkey, but how do you do that versus a warlock as well? Like one thing is covering another. It's going to be really difficult down the line.
I mean, there will just be too many things that you have to put your attention to, right? It's a BKB Marcy, it's a Warlock Golem, it's an egg, it's Fatal Bonds, Tiny tossing things into you. It looks really scary.
Looks like Liquid has their work cut out for them. My panel seems to be feeling a little bit more favor towards Tundra's draft. Can Tundra make it top 8 to the international
well, I
playoffs,
know.
or
Let's
will it
go.
be the defending champions team
go.
Liquid that will punch their ticket instead? We're finding out together with Cap and SVG.
It's been 5 years since Captain 33 has pulled out the Phoenix, but this is the perfect game for it, Avery.
You cannot ask for anything better. This is a dream Phoenix game. You get the lane matchup, you get the scaling matchup, you get a game where no one is going to hit and kill this egg. Yeah, you can disrupt heroes, but you disrupt them under the sun, they will come out into a world of pain. I'm really excited to see what he can do with this hero. It was a sick call on the panel by Misery. I think 33 was probably debating it because, yeah, it's not the most traditional 33 hero.
No.
We don't think of Phoenix when we think of 33.
He's
right?
only played it 20 times in his career.
Yeah. But it is one of those heroes where when you get a game for it that's this good, you just can't turn it down, right? And he couldn't resist. And I think it was the correct pick. Like even if you go out here, at least you know you picked the right hero in that last spot to put as much pressure on Liquid as possible. And they did snap pick that Void. They kind of didn't care what Tundra threw at them. They're just confident in the scale of their tri-core. I think the most pivotal point in this Game 3 draft-wise was the support pickups. Liquid gave Tundra their Tiny. This is like the last support hero I think I ever would have given them. A TI in a Game 3 on this man right here, who has 1 ATI on this hero. And at the same time, you gave Liquid the Shadow Demon that I think was maybe the most influential hero in that late game in game 2. You gave it to the old man in Insania.
You did.
I don't know. It's bold decisions by both teams. There's a lot of stuff you have to ban. There's always, more meta heroes or whatever you have to consider. But to me, these two supports in this series have been the game-winning supports for these teams. They both got their signature hero in this game 3.
And Tundra, they will not claim First Blood, but they will strike First Blood. They do manage to find a ward early. They get 3 bounty runes, and their own ward does manage to escape being dewarded just outside of the range for Insania. So,
nice
a decent net worth lead here for the squad of Tundra.
More potential for Tundra in this laning phase than game 2. That's going to be the big difference here in the early game at least. They have some better laning matchups. This Queen of Pain should abuse the Void Spirit at least in the laning phase on mid. I expect BZM to be ahead. Maybe not too much, but at least a little bit. I think you have a very strong safe lane in the Marcy Warlock. This is a lane they're going to try and punish the Sand King the same way Marcy got the lane punish last game. And up top, you had that Phoenix counter pick going into the Monkey. So this is going to be a favorable lane for 33.
Yeah,
I could easily see Tundra
Phoenix.
pull ahead with a triple lane victory here in game 3.
This is a super unique offlaner. Item timing is going to be all important. So what are we going to be looking at first? Are we going to get a Radiance Rush? Are we going to get a Spirit Vessel? Are we going to see a Rod of Atos for some early catch?
We got Kriya started. Okay.
It's going to be hell.
NRV 10
either.
Why NRV 10?
I thought
NRV 10 is
big
Bebeka
slam
Naima.
dunk. Of course it's going to be Helmet Dog.
Yeah,
What
of
else
course,
would
I'm
it
just
be?
saying,
Bebeka
Helmet
and
into
Yaima le.
Either the Radiance build, you want more mischance.
RC carry beka la, Mangi carry
You can
beka.
sometimes rush
Ko ye
Shivers on this
Mangi
hero,
ya le, twa
off
shou
like
lo mya yare ma pa
Yeah,
no.
you can sometimes go auras on him if you really want to pipe in a game. He's an okay pipe carrier.
Hey, what? They did have the
Some
aura advantage last time for Liquid. Not that it won them the early game like they wanted to.
I don't think it did anything in that game.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, they're still good in the late game with the super high HP heroes. You had an almost 5k HP Primal with a pipe behind him. That is mega value. But they did not get the tempo out of the auras that they normally look for.
Yep.
So far, though, laning phase, honestly, really good start for Liquid.
QB
across
နဲ့
this phase, especially
PS
that
လက်
top
တူတူ
lane
ဆို
with
ဘဲ
Monkey.
ကောင်းတာ
16 and 7 for
အဲ
mid
လက်တူတူဆိုရင်
game. Very nice start for him.
Saberlight pulled
မ
that in
တာဘူး
position,
ဒါ
tries
ကွင်း
to
ပိန်းက
throw a strike,
နည်းနည်း
can't
နည်းနည်း
get
လေး
far
တာ
enough
ခြင်းတယ်
away,
ကွင်းပိန်းက
slowed down by these blood grenades.
နည်းနည်းလေး
And he's not quite gonna die, but both him and the Dark Willow take some serious punishment.
Just a really tough lane to play the melee hero into. Hard to trade against Marcy, even harder when he has Shadow Word behind him, and you're always going to get bonds to
အဲအမြဲတမ်းမပြောပါတော့ပါဘူးအဲ့ဒီ
So the
Queen
lanes go
Pain
well, but
Voice
not
Spirit Queen Pain Amber တို့ပါတော့အမြဲတမ်းမပြောပါတော့ဘူး
Sand King, incredibly rough start for Saberlight.
BZM level 1နဲ့မ
in this game,
ထိန်း
and
ဘူး
I
ဆို
expect
တော့
this Phoenix and
easy
Quap
ပဲ
lanes to pick up steam here.
အမှန်ကြီး level 1
Good
နဲ့
start
ဆင်း
for
နဲ့
Liquid,
ထိန်း
but
Voice
they're gonna
Spirit
have to
အဲ့တော့
weather
ခရီး
the
တွေပါ
storm
တိတ်မ
for-
စားဘူး
Yeah, once you get level 3 on Phoenix, things really start to change. You get level 5, and Phoenix can pretty much solo lane.
And you always got to remember that built-in mischance with the hero.
Yep.
A good Phoenix will make you miss.
Yep. So far, Mickey hasn't missed much CS, 24 and 7. Top of the CS board, uses the Boundless Strike to secure the flag bearer. But can't get the range creep. This will just kind of continue. He will inevitably forced into a situation where the Phoenix is going to be able to make him miss one of these last hits, whether it's through the missed chance or a deny.
ကဲတာကြီးတို့ hero တိတ်မတက်ကြနဲ့ဟဲ့လားဒီပွဲမင်းတို့ fan
Little wraparound.
fan ပြီးတော့တခါလေးရိုက်
I don't really know
Well,
how
I
you
know that.
pull in the queen here.
ဒီသက်ဦးစီးဌာန
Deny some water runes out for BZM. That would be big, and they
ဒီ
will
သက်
do
ဦး
that.
စီးဌာ
It's
န
kind of the only way that
ဒီမိနစ်ထိတော့လောလောဆယ် CC ပဲ အဲ့ဒီကို
Though it is not BZM building up deck. He is gone 0-2-2.
Makes this lane more tolerable for the Void Spirit for sure. Just gonna be a
BZM
farmer,
လုံးဝ
basically,
1အောင်လုံးဝ
especially
မ
after
တင်
that
နိုင်
water rune
အနာ
loss,
ကုန်
so
လားတော့မ
BZM
သိ
not gonna be able to extract a huge amount here.
ဘူး fan မင်းဆော့မှာတင်တယ် Queen Pain ကို
They're gonna go for the kill.
Big
on
pressure
Saberlight.
I'm a little
Still,
dog in it.
First
Family.
blood is available, so
He's
it's not
walking
just
the
killing the
base right
Sand
now.
King, but being able to get the extra.
Effectively, him killed. He's gonna be low net worth out of this lane phase. Can't stand his ground against the harassment.
Radiant's bottom
Lowest
tower
CS
is under
of all the cores. They threatened Boxy. Boxy brambles in response. tries to pull the creep wave back and away, so that way Saberlight and his trip back to base won't be punished as much. At least he can bring a creep wave to him. But it means Boxy having to be here also means he's not stacking up for the Sand King, which is usually the recovery mechanism.
It's true, not a lot of economy going. In fact, the camps got blocked early. Radiant Sentry on that big camp. It's going to remove some of the Sand King's potential comeback economy. He just has to play the lane more. Suffering on the lane. This is a big pressure point for Tundra, especially if they ever rotate the other support in here. That could be a way to accelerate Sox's experience in gold out of this early game.
Obama,
where a lot of action top.
I'm a dominator in it. Phoenix dominator, Lavi. I seen you there.
Especially when the helm is done.
Phoenix dominator.
Radiant's top
哎呀 ，Supreme 係အကြီးတွေပါတော့မဟုတ်တော့ဘူး။ ရှီဘာက first side နေပါတော့မဟုတ်တော့ဘူး။ Offlane Phoenix dominator。ပြင်ဘာလို့မလဲခရီးတွေပတ်ခေါ်မယ်။လိတ်ကိန်းသွားမယ်။စောက်ရဲတွေကြည့်ရတာရုပ်ဆိုးနေပြီလို့။အားလုံးအေးအေးပြအောင်လုပ်တော့မှာဒီကောင်နေ
It's a haste rune that goes into BZM's bottle. It's not going to result in a kill or anything, but it might later on.
At best, Zoomer mid. Just can't beat youth on those runes.
That's a good point.
Apparently you can beat
Nisha's
them.
been at it for a while.
Yeah, he's a veteran.
He's an old man at this point.
Yeah, what is he?
အော်သေးတာပေါ့ဆန်းကင်းတို့ပါလို့ dominator နဲ့မဆော့လို့
Incredibly old age.
ပြောမရဘူးဆော့ရင်ဆော့နေတယ် dominator နဲ့ crit တွေခေါ်အမ
barely believe
They should
he's
yeah.
still playing. Good pressure on the tower.
Neil.
Siege wagon, they'll get some extra
ခုမှ
damage.
ထပ်စဉ်းစားမိတယ် dominator ညှို့လိုက်တဲ့ hero ကအ hero ရောင်ဖြစ်တယ် crit က hero တိုက်မလားဟုတ်တယ်မလား hero တိုက်ဖြစ်သွားပြီမလားအဲ့
What
တော့
you make of the Marcy
အဲ့ dominator ညှို့ထားတဲ့ crit က smoke break ပြီပေါ့
and then Liquid in turn grab with the Sand King, which has
Smoke
lost
break
all games in the series.
The Sand King has looked good, but is
အဲ့တော့ hero တိုက်ပြောင်းသွားတဲ့အတွက် like and ခွေးပြောင်းတာတို့ပါတို့ကအဲ့ dominator crit ကိုသုံးပြီးလို့ရတယ်အဲ့ဒါကိုတေးချတယ်စမ်းပြီးပြီ
But EZM with
အဲ့
this
တော့
haste rune,
smoke တွေပါတွေ break မလားမသိဘူးနော်
disruption, it will keep him out of the shrine area
I
just long
Kriya.
enough, and Toby will be
Holy shit.
abandoned by his mid. Left to die. Saberlight will finally claim first blood at 7 minutes.
they were like first blood
Chrysalis fighting back against Nisha here. Ashel Sep got him on the remnant, pull back though. Nisha has to keep his distance. He wants it to
so
sit
no
like
way,
this.
mà
Ultimate
tống lại
makes
bù hả?
Chrysalis
Why?
so dangerous. Saberlight threatening the epicenter here. Still gonna go for Chrysalis? Nah. Chrysalis, I mean, he could just rebound away. There's no way you're gonna catch him.
brave ဘူးတဲ့အော်
You have to
okay
be careful
okay
about taking
သမုတ်တော့
bites like
brave
that.
ဘူး
Liquid
သမုတ်
get
ပါ
all
brain
the
တော့
force
ရိုက်တတ်
on
ဖို့ပဲ
the
ရှိတော့တယ်အဲ့
Like you get
Hey,
bombed
gone.
into the Sonic Wave or Avalanche, egg, stuff
ဒါ
like
သမုတ်
this.
မ brave ဘူးဒါပေမဲ့အဲ့ဒီ crit က hero တိုက်
That's their big clump punish. Whereas the
Oh,
flip
hero
side,
type.
you run into, Sandstorm, Epi, Wukong, Terrorize, you're not going to have a fun time either. This meta is really just evolving into a mass teamfight meta.
This time, BZM does not blink into it, and so Nisha will get the regen.
This is a lane win for Tundra. Not as severe as I think it could have been. I think Liquid played
ဖြစ်မ
the
နစ်
lane
hero
really
gate တစ်
good
ကောင်
at
နဲ့
top
ရောင်
lane.
ရင်
They get
လုံးဝ
going
နော်
there. Still hanging
ပိုင်
out
နေ
there
ဆော့
as
နေပြီ
well.
အားလုံးက
Yes,
hero gate
super
တကေးတောင်မှမပြီးတော့ဘက်ဒီဘက်
Did just get his 6 recently, and you can see they're going to make the rotation to shut him down.
Exactly what you want
If
here.
Mickey sticks around in this area, he will die.
You really have to be careful of getting your tree cut here.
ငါပြန်ပြီး dominator နဲ့
Kills into this
dominator
team.
နှစ်
It's
ကောင်
gonna have the good matchup against you for a long time.
ဟောရီချိုး
Quick
လို့
tower
dominator
down
တွေ
with the early helms here.
Yeah, the early skeletons as well. Okay, Wukong's command, because BCM blinked up here, so Mickey knows it too. He's going to get this pick up. He is.
Link
Nisha
hole
arrives
la.
in time with the step.
What?
BCM, he had no idea that he was blinking under vision.
That is a creepy.
Avalanche goes down.
link
to the
ကူတောင်းဖြစ်
epicenter.
နေတယ်
Ooh, okay, trading out supports. Chrysalis also takes a lot of damage. He has to TP away. Chrysalis cannot stop the TP.
We'll get to sit in this lane. More
hero
gold
တွေက
as
အား
well.
လေးအစီကြီးတဲ့
At least Saber like getting some recovery
ဂိ
going
မ်း
here, and he
တူ
does
တော့
have
က
a
လည်း
couple
အဲ့လိုပဲ
stacks.
လေအားလေးအစီ
Not as
ကြီး
big
ပြီး
as
တော့
it
လေ
could
ဂိမ်း
have
ပြော
been
သွား
with all of the
ဒီဘက်ထုံနာပစ်ကတော့အားလေးအစင်ထဲမှာပါတယ်
technology, Tundra
နည်း
invested
နည်းပေါ့နည်းနည်း RC carry ကအားလေးအစင်ထဲမှာ
all
ဒါပေမဲ့
the
လေဂိမ်းပြန်သွားပြန်ရင်လည်း
support
ရ
to
တာပဲ
take
Queen Pain Phoenix ကလေဂိမ်းဆော့လို့လည်းရတယ်
Yeah, it could be
ဟိုဘက်က
massive.
ပြန်ကြည့်မယ်ဆိုလည်း
Saberlight go
Monkey
back
King
away
Voice Pick က
as
လေ
he's
ဂိမ်း
already
ပို့
cleared
ပြီး
out
တော့
the hard
strong
camp.
တယ်
Some of the ancients are left.
အဲ့တော့လေကိန်းဆော့ကြမှာ Baby, what? Oh, but they
so close. A Sonic Wave Scream is not quite enough. Soxa is still looking for a BZM, a toss, a blink, but neither will be there to finish him off.
That feels rough for BZM. He wanted something out of the Sonic Wave.
Looks like he's losing a bit of ground. At least he can content himself with taking 2 Ancients.
And look at the buildings fall.
Yeah.
Crystallis picked up the kill on the safe lane solo. He's pressuring bottom tier 1.
ဒီမှာတာဝါထက်ချိုးတယ်တာဝါတော့ dominator နော်တာဝါတော့ချိုးလို့ကောင်းတယ်
This game 3 trying to
နောက်
play
တစ်
a
ခုက
fast tempo game.
အဲ့တော့
Take over the map.
dominator ရဲ့အကျိုးတွေကအများများနေပြီတာဝါအစောကြီးလိုက်ချိုးလို့ရတယ်ဘေးရှင်လိုက်ယူပေးလို့ရတယ်တစ်ပတ်လုံး
Contest the towers then.
ပြီးရင် sound fan လို့ရတယ်
Ball 33 gets the last hit on.
Creed ကိုခေါ်ပြီးအချိန်ဆွဲလို့ရတယ်
Net worth he's only behind Crystallis's Marcy.
ပြီးတော့ဘာလုပ်လို့ရသေးလဲ
Of Tundra.
အများများနေပြီဒီဒါဆောင်းအဲ့ dominator လေးတေးသေးလေးတစ်ခုကတော်တော်
They got 3 towers
လုံးတွေ
down
လုံးနေ
around that 10-minute mark. A lot of space to work with. They could be the ones to invade Liquid side of the map this time around, take away those farm, prevent the Sand King stacks. Recovery, Saberlight's game as
Toss back, hold it.
Also,
I'm gonna let damn it.
He's got another Sandstorm, and there's no core here yet. Though the Phoenix is gonna ride soon. They have to get this kill on Soxa and get away quick, and they're not quite getting it. The heal comes in. It's gonna be fine for both sides.
I feel like this is going to be the MO in this mid game. Like, you try and take some fights as Liquid, and if the Phoenix shows signs,
Crystallis toss some big back into BZM, and he just will not be able to jump into the trees. Or maybe actually the distance created by the disruption. Trickery tries to dodge, but he still takes the damage. That means he won't be able to jump into the trees and escape.
Warpine Raiders just owning today. I mean, if you have Warpine Raider in your fantasy, you're cooking.
It's true. If you have the troll for the skeleton,
ပေးပါဦးနဲ့ကိုတော်ဘာလို့အမှန်မသိလို့ခေါ်လိုက်နိုးထည့်ထားတယ်လို့
2000 for Tundra off of this laning phase, and we haven't even seen them put their team fight to use. Still don't have level 6 on Toby, but we haven't even seen a supernova. 33 has been able to keep Liquid back just through his presence.
We probably won't see one in this early game because the thing that brings Tundra's lineup together is like the tiny blink and Marcy being able to get in there. That's kind of your only catch until you get later hexes or
ခု
something.
န over တော့အဲ့ဒါလည်းပါတယ် creep ခိုးတာရှစ်ဝေဟုတ်တယ်လေအဲ့ဒါပြောတာ creep lane အဝကြီးမှာသွားပြီးတော့ဒီနားကြီးမှာလေအပေါ် lane မှာတွေ9ဝေအလယ် lane မှာ2ဝေအဲ့လိုမျိုးတွေခိုးတာအားလုံးလို့မရဘူးဒီဘက်ကောင်နောက်ဆုံး liquid ကနိုင်သွားသေးတယ်အဲ့ဒါတော့သိလား lane game မရမကအဲ့ဒီဟာတွေနဲ့ပွဲဆက်နေတဲ့သဘောကြီးပါ
not play to fight in the early game. So
they're just probably get Sand King Blink and then look for those fights. But yeah.
အရင်ကလည်းအဲ့အကွက်တွေကရှိတော့ရှိခဲ့ဘူးလေဒါပေမဲ့ဘာလို့မတွင်ကျဲလဲမသိဘူးအရင်ကအဲ့အကွက်တွေက no တေးလို့လေ OG စတာလေမှတ်မိလားမသိဘူးခံအကောင်နေနဲ့အဲ့လိုမျိုးဖိတွေသွားခေါ်ပြီးတော့အန်နာတို့ဘာလို့သွားကျွေးတာလေအဲ့လိုသူ့ဘက်က carry ကိုသွားကျွေးတာလေ OG အဲ့လို create ရှောက်ခေါ်ရှောက်လို့ခံ create တွေနဲ့ပြီးရင်အန်နာဆိုလဲ IO dominator နဲ့အဲ့လိုမျိုးတွေ free starter တွေပါတွေအဲ့တော့အဲ့ idea အဲ့လောက်
he's like I want to win but I don't want to win that way.
Yeah.
အခုကြောင့်အဲ့အခုလူတိုင်းရဲ့အဲ့ idea ကို abuse လုပ်
They want the moral high ground.
You know, I mean.
Well, 33 is a more ambitious man. He doesn't care how many Helmadoms he and his team have to build. He is trying to be the 3-time.
Could be a huge grab on Crystallis.
It's gonna have to be well executed though, because he can just hop over the cliff. You pretty much needed perfect execution. You had to like disrupt while he was drop on 3. That's nasty. Fatal bonds on the 2 of them. Somehow
they got stomped.
The centaur just comes out of nowhere and stomps them up. They'll still catch Mickey. They'll still catch Insania.
Oh man, I'm BZM and I'm
BZM on a blink. Yeah, he's Insania's trying to juke through the trees here. BZM finally gets the blink necessary to get the kill. Takes a little bit longer, but Liquid actually get 2 shrines for that.
Nice little pickup from Nisha.
Oh, Nisha's out of resources, kinda.
Wand.
He has Wand. He doesn't have any steps. He does have a Dissimulate if he can get into an area.
I mean, this would be the saddest death of all time.
Yeah, I mean, he's being corralled in here. He's going to have to juke them. His way is being cut off by the Phoenix and the Quap.
လိုက်နေတယ် Queen Bane တို့လည်းလိုက်နေတယ်ဟာတွေ့သွားပြီ Oh
gets a little bit of distance but not quite enough. Crystallis, he's going to run him down soon.
အာမန်ကြီးကအပေါ်ကနေပြုတ်ကျသွားတယ်ဘာဖြစ်လို့လဲ
Right as the tree cut. Mickey, he's gonna try and run out of the
What?
AoE. Nisha, not as lucky. He gets hit by the stun.
မန်ကြီးကတစ်ပင်ပေါ်ကနေဘလို့ပြပြုတ်ကျ
Even die for it. He jumps into the trees, turns around, boundless strike, but Insania will be
အာ
run
အ
down.
သေးတိုင်းဖြစ်ကုန်
He gets off what he can. Can Saberlight go for the punish here with the epicenter? He's gonna try, but
Ah, blame me, blame me.
Epicenter, frankly, just doesn't do enough damage for Saberlight to threaten this BZM quap that is level 11.
A nice dominator usage from Tundra, getting some centaur stomps in there.
now စစ်ကေတာနေပြီထွန်ဒရာကြီးက
What a sick chase down. Not think Liquid
ဒီပုံစံနဲ့ဆိုဒီကောင်နေအန်တာတီးတော့မှာ
to the bit
တကယ်အန်တာဖြစ်အောင်တီးတော့မှာ
through. Not only do you end up killing the
Phoenix
voice
ကပိုက်
spirit,
သွား
you
နေ
waste
ရ
a lot
နော်
of his time, you run him around the map for a minute.
အာလီဆု push
and you
တော့
end
မှာ
up getting
ဝါလော
rewards
healing
that
ရယ်
Nisha
သူ့ရဲ့ပိုက်ရယ်
falls
မာစီ
farther
အား
behind
ရယ်ဆိုရင်
in this early to mid
အဲ့
transition.
ပြောမရဘူး
Just
ပြတ်သွား
not
နိုင်သေးတယ်
off
ဟာ
on this void sphere. 1-1 didn't go the vessel build up.
ဟိုမှာသမားကြီးရင်ခံအောင်လုပ်နေ
This
ပြီ
build can feel really clunky when you're not getting a couple of kills to
အဲ့ဒီ
boost
ဘက်
it
ကောင်
up.
တွေကလည်း dominator တကောင်မှမပါဘူးဖြစ်ချင်တော့ Vice Pick ကလည်း dominator မပါဘူး Sankin ကလည်း dominator မထည့်ထားဘူးလားလို့
That can be a
ဟုတ်တယ်မလား
painful process.
ဘန်ကီကလည်း dominator hero မဟုတ်ဘူးအဲ့မှာသွားပြီးတော့
Kills continuing to scale up.
ဂိမ်းကိုပြန်ဆွဲဆက်လို့မရတော့ဘူးပွိုင်မယ်
For this lack of fight in Liquid. 6,000 is the lead they've claimed, and everywhere you go, it's Tundra Heroes pushing to the Liquid side of the map, and Liquid conceding.
It's such a weird game 3 because in game 2 we saw Liquid make a tempo adjustment. They went to Helms. Good kill on the monkey.
baby ရောက်ရေ
Gone.
He's got the dagger on him. He's going to be taking constant damage. A tree throw to make sure.
Nice find.
In a shield route, BZM is willing to dive that tower. Meanwhile, Liquid tried to do something here in the top lane. 33 responds, burns out the mana. Nisha.
GP's coming in.
Yeah, this Nisha actually needs to start running. He's got to get out of here.
အာနေပြီမာစီလာ
This
နေ
mana burn is really killing him. Insania will be the one caught up in it as Tundra continue to sweep
ဟဲ့
back
အောင်ရင်
and
တန်ပူ
forth
ကြီးက
to the
သွားပြီ
sides
လား
of
ဟို
the
ကောင်နေ
map. Nowhere
လောက်ပါအောင်
we see
dominator တယောက်ယောက်ဆက်ပြီးတော့
Liquid
အဲ့ဒါ
And what I was saying is this
Can
is what we
we
saw in
lane
the Liquid game
quit
to get the
on
Helms,
my
take
arm,
all
no?
the tier 1s, run them off the map. They had troubles catching that game, but they did build a lead. Tundra are like, oh, that's how we should play. And they're just running it back.
And Liquid, I feel like they do have great late game, and if it goes crazy late, you know, who knows? But I don't feel like there's that same kind of impending threat that the Faceless Void was given.
Well, to be honest, that Faceless Void fell off first. A lot of the hard save.
Yeah.
Like he had to play against double saving support that ultimately came through in that late game. Really weird things can happen in the ultra late game in Dota nowadays. But I will say that Marcy scaled incredibly in that game. There's a reason Tundra first picked it here.
And since the Blink Dagger pickup, we haven't seen Liquid actually.
Liquid
get
ဝင်
the
လေး
kill,
သား
right?
တယ်ထွန်ဒရာနိုင်လိုက်တော့
I've not seen them get the sinking.
ထွန်ဒရာနိုင်လိုက်တော့တယောက်ကအန်တာထားလားမသိဘူး
As the boost coming from Tundra, that's the Blink Dagger for Sox have bought out. So even if he dies here,
ဟိုကိုရီခေါ်လိုက်နိုးသမားကြီးလေကောင်းတော့ကောင်းတယ်ပွဲစောစီပြီးသွားလေခေါ်လိုက်မဖြစ်တော့
pretty nice timing here.
Khá là
It's
bị.
the wealthiest support
မိနစ်
out
20
of the
တန်းအံ့
phase. An arcane rune for BZM.
25မိနစ်တန်းအံ့လို့ပါလို့
Right as Liquid leave the area. Failed smoke for
တော့
them.
တဲ့အဲ့ Queen Pain ကအန်ရများနေပြီခေါ်လိုက်
Free power runes
ဖြစ်နိုင်
sometimes.
ဆုံးကောင်က
It
အဲ့
just
ကောင်ပဲ
feels like Liquid will never be able to fight, at least for the foreseeable future.
Especially Pipe on 33. He opted Pipe first.
Radiant's bottom tower
Gonna
is
maybe
under
go Boots of
attack.
Travel. Or more auras, even considering Drum. This is gonna be early auras on the Phoenix. Their 5-man is gonna be insane. With an uncontestable egg plus auras on the hero that you can't really all-in or contest. Not sure how you take fights right now if you're Liquid. You just have to dodge.
They know
โอ้
Nisha's around.
မိလဲ
That Watcher was taken.
မိလဲတက်လို့တော့မရဘူးကွာဒီတိုင်းတက်တက်ကြီးကို pressure လိုက်ပေးနေတာနီရှာဖန်လို့မရအောင်လို့
He's got
ဒီတော်ထဲမှာ
a
ပေးမ
TP
ဖန်တာ
away. Soxa, any way he can get around this and get the toss? No.
Nice play. TP's top to continue farming. Just gotta try and get this Ags up on the Void Spirit. You're not a factor until that's online.
Yeah, you need to not just survive, but you can't just TP back to base every single time.
Radiant's top tower
You're
way.
losing way too much ground in the net worth battle.
Guess who's back? Troll Summoner.
bottom tower is under attack.
33 will immediately use it to cut the wave. And very soon there will be pressure on the tier 2, but it also means that the Tormentor, the creep wave pushed in, Tormentor is probably free for
နည်းန
Tundra.
ည်း20နည်း20တော်မန်တာ
Don't really see
In
how Liquid
Roshan.
1 put the team fight together to take it, but also have the map positioning to contest it. First,
Liquid Marcy နဲ့တောက်လျှောက် push သွားတော့ကတော့ Tundra က late game ပြန်ဆွဲသွားနိုင်တယ်နော်အခု
Very good team.
Tundra ပြန်ပြီးလဲ push ပေါ့ Liquid မဆွဲနိုင်တော့
Playing around their vision.
Liquid ကကားပြန်တိုက်
To travel done for the Phoenix.
အဲ Dominator မပါလို့အဓိက Dominator နှစ်ကောင်လောက်ပိုင်ဆွဲလို့ရ
These dom creeps, you can TP to these aggressive waves. It's a lot of extra map pressure that can come from a hero that's generally immobile. We're seeing this smoke while the Phoenix shows mid. Gotta be ready for these plays.
ခု
Everybody.
ချိန် Dominator ဘယ်သူထည့်ရစမ်းကင်းအေးတေးအိုးဂိုလန်ကြီးကလွဲသွားပြီ
and he's gonna go for the TP out. They have the dust. They get the grab immediately. Chrysalis spamming it on the ground as soon as the dust revealed him. He got it. Saberlight dies, and the Tormentor is taken. Liquid really tried to do something cheeky there.
Wrong neighborhood.
Yeah.
I mean, this was just not your Tormentor to take in this game.
Radiant's bottom tower.
11,000 net worth lead. This may end up being a very one-sided game 3. Liquid are trying to close in on those items. The Aghanim Scepter, the Sand King, just got delayed. The Aghanim Scepter on Nisha and the BKB on Mickey are coming in the next minute. But Tundra, they're just going to lay waste to some of these tier 2s.
Time to take even more of the map. Liquid refuse to fight you.
ယူကြောင့်ဒီအများကြီးပဲ damage တွေ rally damage 30တဲ့ what the flash
Long way, double summoner.
ယူကြောင့်အပုံလိုက်ကြီး
Crystal is back to his old ways. 33 says, I like what you're doing.
rally damage 30ဆိုတော့ crit တွေအကုန်လုံး damage 30ပေါင်းနေတာ
He's going into this tier 2, but it's already dead. Where do you go from here?
He does not have his BKB yet if Liquid decide to fight this.
They glyph, they try and hold. Liquid, this is a risky move.
Really risky.
Go into the triangle spot Zoxa. They're trying to use the
Win me.
There goes the epicenter, the initiation.
ဟုတ်တယ် initiate အော်ဒါပိုက်អော်ထားတယ်ပိုက်អော်ထားတယ်ပြတ်သွားပြီဟောင်း
33, not feeling
Fight
good
all
about
out
the
and get
supernova,
started.
starts returning fire, gets the burst fire spirits out, and an opportunity for the supernova. It presents an opportunity for the supernova. It presents itself. Liquid all out, trying to get away. BCM looks to slow down Mickey though, and Mickey slowed down to a crawl. Can Tundra finish him off? As he gets to the high ground, Sonic Wave push back in. He got his BKB. He tries to turn around. A little bit of a heal. He gets just a bit. 20 HP, 10 HP. He got a heal up. He got another heal up. A toss to finish him off. But 33, he took so much damage he trades his life for the carry of Liquid.
Worth it for the Phoenix, but not the clean team fight win Tundra were
ဒီ
looking
လောက်
for.
ပြတ်နေတဲ့ပွဲကိုနော်
Liquid
ရအောင်
strike
ချ
first,
နိုင်
they
သေးတယ်
find the
liquid က
all
ကောင်
in
တ
on
ကယ်
the
လေး
Marcy
စားတ
before
ယ်
the
ဟောင်း
BKB comes out from Crystal's
နောက်
back.
11 ကပြတ်တယ်လုံးဝ
2 cores
chain
apiece.
initiate တွေမှန်တယ်
That's a big win for
Marcy ကို
Liquid. Try and
ပြတ်အောင်
get
ဖြတ်နိုင်
something out
နိုင်
of this
သေးတယ်
game that was
BKB တော့မ
spiraling.
ပွင့်သွားဘူးတနာပါ Marcy
At this point, a draw is a win for Liquid.
Considering you didn't have the monkey BKB at the start of that fight, yeah, I think so. Like, you were behind on a lot of effective network going in there, and we saw how effective the pipe was at almost saving that Marcy's life.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it took a lot to get through here.
They popped 3 different ultimates to go. Terrorize, Retarm Scan, Epicenter. The action doesn't stop. Liquid run into Tundra here in the jungle now. Nisha, okay, walks under a sentry, so his invisibility doesn't last for long.
Just such a tough spot for Liquid. This is their item timing they want to strike with. They want to take the fights, but you're 12k down because of how rough that early game was. Buy an early gem.
And it's smoke up. I mean, if there's no Epicenter, okay, Epicenter just came back up, but there's no Sand King, who is on the opposite side of this map. Tundra know it. He's going to show. Push into the triangle. Full of confidence. Tundra being the aggressive ones in this game 3. Clear out the triangle. Say that's good enough. Take Roshan.
Such a large difference in map control this game.
Yeah, I mean, there's still tier 1 towers up across
Every
the board.
single one. There's just no way to get these
ဒီ
lanes.
နေ့ကထုံကပတ်ပြေးတဲ့သဘောချက်ချင်းတောင်းဒူတိုင်းဒီနေ့တည်းလက်ရပဲကြည့်မယ်ဆိုရင်တော်တော်မိုက်တယ်တဲ့
Nope, I'm not letting you get anything
ဟုတ်ပါ
out of this. And you can't
တော်
turn
တော်
and fight
ဖဲ
Sox
ဖြစ်တဲ့
Sox is
DI
level 12, so just through levels, he's
အေး
got
နော်
over 2000
ဒီ DI ကတော်တော်ဖဲဖြစ်လာဒါပေမဲ့
East of it here,
Number
always
6 တို့
comes back TI season.
ဘာလို့ကကြတော့ပုတ်တယ်လေဘုံတို့ဘာလို့ကြတော့
First point of contact. Boxy, desperate to get away, will try and
Oh,
Shadow Realm
golem
TP.
aja.
It's not going to work for him. It gets canceled by the golem, and he'll be tossed back. Saberlight will manage to steal away another shrine. Liquid They may be losing out in golds. They're scrapping out some experience on the sides of the map.
That evens the experience a lot.
Despite the mobility of Nisha, it feels like he is always on the edge. Maybe dying.
Dominator နှစ်ကောင်ပြီးရင်ကွာတော့ကိုလန်အကောင်ကြီးကွာတကယ်
Good job just hounding him around the map.
အားချောင်းနေ
Just can't farm freely, can't get these lanes in. You have all these
Oh,
tier
I
1s to
don't know.
TP2, you have the early bots on the Phoenix.
ဖေဝင်ပြမလားဖေဝင်မပြတော့ဘူးခမ်းပတ်ဦးမလားတဲ့
Really tough to get these lanes out right now.
မဖြစ်နိုင်ဘူးဆိုတော့ဘာမှတော့မရှိဘူးဒါပေမဲ့
Phoenix TP's up.
chance ကတော့
Fail
တော်တော်
on
နည်း
display.
တယ်
Just so hard to gain any
ကို
map
ပါ
control
စင်နဲ့အမြင်ရဆိုရင်တော့အထင်ဦးသိပ်ပြီးတော့
early too because the tier 2's going down.
မိခေရဲ့ဒဆူတစ်ပေါက်တော့ရှိတယ်နော်မိခေရဲ့ဒဆူတစ်ပေါက်ကဘာဆိုလားပဲ chance တော့ရှိတယ် chance တော့ရှိတယ်
It was almost one
န
too
ည်း
many.
နည်းဘယ်လိုပြောရမလဲကိုပါစင်နေရဟိုလောက်ပေးတယ်15ရာခိုင်နှုန်း15ရာခိုင်နှုန်းလောက်ပေးတယ်ခမ်းပတ်ကို15ရာခိုင်နှုန်းလောက်ပေးတယ်
The ability to Shadow Realm plus Glimmer Cape
နော်
has those tranquil boots.
နောက် 16k ပြတ်တယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ hero အနေထားအရဆိုရင်ခမ်းပတ်အဲ့ shadow demon ပါတဲ့အတွက် mercy ဟိုလိုက်ပြီးတော့ခုတ်လို့မရတဲ့အနေထားတွေဆိုတာဖြစ်တယ် demonic pass တင်လိုက်ရင်အဲ့လိုအနေထားတွေ Mangikin Rain ထဲမှာသူတို့ setup ကောင်းကောင်းလေးချလိုက်နိုင်ရင်ဒါမဲ့ခတ်တာဟိုမှာ high ground ရိုက်နေပြီ high ground ရိုက်နေပြီ15 minute first age high ground ဒါကြီးအဲ့ဒါကလန်နာကြပဲကွာသိလား game 1 game 2စောက်ရမ်း over ပြီးရင် game 3ကအန်ထားတယ်အဲ့လိုဖြစ်နေပြီတော့ကလန်နာကြပဲနေကမာပွဲလိုမျိုးပဲ okay ဝင်ပြီ setup sign in ဖြစ်နေတယ်အဲ့မှာပြောရင်းဆိုရင် boundless sign ထဲမှာတစ်ကောင်ပြောက်သွားပြီMangikin ဘူးခုံးရင်းပြပလိုက်တော့ရှောတယ်
He's gone. Both offlaners are dead. Liquid, they'll get the hold here. But
ဒါပေမဲ့ဒါပဲစပယ်ကြီးကုန်သွားပြီ
Marcy, 2.5 minutes
ဒါပဲ
of the Aegis. Before
ကြီးကြံနေသေးတယ်
He just finished dataless too. This is a lot of burst damage, even without the ulti, which guess what's coming up in 7 seconds.
ဘာလို့ကလည်းထိုင်ဟီးနေရ
You
ဟေး
are not out of the woods yet.
ငါကပေးရပြီအဲ့
Not
လောက်
ready
ဆို
for this tempo out of Tundra.
No, they weren't.
ထိုးပြီပတ်
Tundra showing that they can play
Ba-
both
ba-
sides
ba-
of the
ba-
point here.
ထိုးတယ်
But had they overstepped themselves,
Hola,
I think the first line
hola.
gets dropped. Didn't really hit
Oh,
much
Abby.
there. Simply from Nisha dodges something. Foxy with his Glimmer Cape.
Oh,
Another
မြုပ်ပေးတာ
disruption save from Insania, but Chrysalis will stick around, and now the Phoenix is back in with his boots.
အဲ့အရင်ကြီး BCN unstoppable ဖြစ်နေပြီလောက်ကြအောင်လို့
Tundra versus the
အဲ့ကောင်
four
hero
of
kit ထက်ရနေလို့မ
Liquid.
ဖြစ်ဘူး
Barons is
မ
gone.
ဖြစ်တော့ဘူး
And Tundra, they almost look like they just want to keep this going.
I mean, why not? You have almost 20k gold lead. You have sustain. You have an early solar crest. Just keep hunting. Keep pushing the lanes and don't give Liquid breathing room right now.
နိုင်ယူလိုက်ပါတော့လို့
You are about to send the defense.
PG ခေါ်ရင်လည်းခေါ်လိုက်တော့ liquid ဟိုမှာခေါ်လိုက် no ထည့်ထားတာ all in ထားတာနော်ခေါ်လိုက် no
33 will be the last member of
အဲ့ပြန်
that
ဒီနဲ့ထ
lineup.
မင်းဖြစ်တော့
If Tundra can move on.
unstoppable ပြီးရင် wake it sit monster key
That lead surprise.
ခေါ်လိုက်3កောင်နောက်ထပ်3កောင်တက်လို့မရတော့
Do you give that 25%?
နောက်ထပ်3កောင်ပေးတက်လို့မရတော့ဘူးအဲ့ကောင်ဒါမှမဟုတ်အဲ့ကောင်ဝိုင်းတက်
I
ကွာ
kind of gave it just to the fact that
အမုံနဲ့
we've had
BCN ဝိုင်းတက်
games
ပြီးရင် GG ခေါ်လိုက်
like
ပြီးပြီ
40% of the matches here in this road to TI.
High ground defense is strong. Shadow Demon scaling strong. Can always catch Tundra in a clump. I mean, we saw their burst power on that.
တိုက်ပေါင်းတကယ်ကျန်းနေထင်တာဒါမှမဟုတ်
It's
ကန်ကောင်း
funny,
နေရ
I feel
လား
like Tundra is doing what Liquid have been trying to do for much of this road to
အဲ့
TI.
Parivation ကိုတူးစီးရိုက်သွားတယ်ဆို
Do
တော့
so
တကယ်ကောင်းနေရလို့တော့
successfully
ပြောလို့ရ
too many times
ကန်
the
ကောင်းနေတာမ
games
ဟုတ်
have been pulled
ဘလို့
to
မှာ
late game, but it's
Die-
looking like Tundra
နောက်ဆုံးပွဲတင်လားမသိဘူး Pario တူးစီးအမဆုံးမဟုတ်နောက်ဆုံးရှေ့ရပွဲမှာ
Going high ground without Aegis.
Pario တူးစီးရိုက်ပြီးတော့
Risk getting your Marcy.
သုံးပွဲအနိုင်လောက်သွား
Yeah, you surely you got to
မှတ်
wait
မိ
for
တယ်ကိုပြီးတော့အိတ်ဆွေးနဲ့တွေ့မှရှုံး
Roche,
သွား
but Tundra
ကောင်းတယ်လို့ပြောလို့ရတယ်
just all up
Pario တုံ
their
တောင်
faces.
အသင်းမဟုတ်ဘူးအခုချိန်
I mean, they are corralling Liquid.
တကယ် top tier
A lot of
S tier လို့
economic
ပြောလို့
value
ရ
out of this because Liquid are coming back to the base preparing for the fight.
They all show here and then they smoke to the other side. They sweep over, see if there's some core of Liquid out on the map. Yeah, you see the drawing. So
ဝင်း
like,
ပိန်းကိုဝိုင်းတက်ပါပါ
gonna be up here
please
farming up these neutrals. Now Liquid playing it so conservatively that
Also,
they are not doing that.
This ward in the base right now.
အဲ့ဟို BCN စားမဲ့ကောင်တွေအကုန်လုံး
This is an
Chrysalis စားကွာ
insanely deadly ward
အ
with
တီး
Liquid
နဲ့
eyes.
ထူပြီးစားပြီး
Nisha
ရှုပ်လို့
He's going to be avalanche tossed. Can't Chrysalis blow him up. He tried to go for it, but it got silenced. Didn't get the grab on him. Instead, he one-shots Boxy.
That'll do it.
Is Marcy the hero you need to break the high ground? So much of this burst damage seems to surprise the opposing team. It almost got Liquid an opportunity. But now Tundra showing they can do the same thing, but perhaps better.
Just gonna be another lane without a fight.
Another toss back opportunity. Chrysalis.
Silent. Oh. BZS သူ့မှာ shot ပါတယ် အဲ့ shot ကပေးတဲ့ silent လေး 1.5 second လေးနဲ့ white space ကိုတတ်ဖို့လုပ်တာနော် ဟာ wicked စစ်တယ်ရောင်ကြီး
Meanwhile, slowing down these
ဒီသွားတယ်
perch on Toby, who's in pretty deep. But if you only get the 5 position, that can't feel good for Liquid. Terrorize being threatened. Supernova gets used. Mickey Fox, BKB, Chrysalis. Too much damage.
ဟာ လက်ကြီးကမကာကေอ่ะ monster ကေးတဲ့ BZN level ကေးသွားပြီ ခေါ်လိုက်ကရအောင်လောက်ပြီဟေး GG ခေါ်မှရတော့မယ်တားကြီးတို့ GG ခေါ်လိုက်ပါတော့တောင်းမှန်ပါတယ်
Two lanes of barracks down.
အဲ့လိုစိတ်ကိုလွတ်ချလိုက်တော့မကာနဲ့တော့ဟာ
A knockout punch to Liquid.
မကာနဲ့တော့ဟာ BZN တကောင်ပဲလို့တော့လေလုံအောင်
They found the tempo. They brought it to Liquid.
ဝိုင်းရိုက်ကွာအဲ့ကောင်ရှုပ်လို့ဝိုင်းလို့မရဘူးဝိုင်းလို့မရဘူးဟောတွင်း2000ကျော် live steam တွေတက်နေတယ်တွင်းပိန်းကြီးอ่ะ
And you can't even kill him. Who's too tanky for you? One base left, and that's it. Megas at 31. Burrow strike off 3, but the pipe goes out, protecting him from most of the magic damage. Both Saberlight and these
ဘယ်သူလက်ထဲမှာတေးมาလဲ nice
cannot do enough.
very good ဟောလိုက်ရသွားတယ်
For the foreseeable future for Team Liquid for the rest of their road.
ကျေးဇူးအများကြီးတင်တယ် GG မခေါ်လို့
Have to play against Megas, and it may not be a very long road as Tundra, but they're going straight to the tier 4s. They want to take out these heroes as they trickle in one by one.
1 by 1နေရောက်ရင်အမလက်ကြီးပါခေါ်လိုက်ရတော့မယ် monster ကေး
Liquid are gone. Liquid are out of the running to
ထိတ်မကောင်း
It's going to be Tundra who will move on.
Despite the odds, despite
တက်ကြီးပါကွာ
last minute stand in, Tundra
ရှုံးရင်လည်း
finds
ရှုံး
a
လိုက်
way
တော့
to
လေ
take the defending champs out.
ပြင်းညစ်ပြီးကာနေသွားတာပဲ
Dominant series from them. They won this early game in the game 3. That was not something I think
No.
Liquid expected. They probably
နိုင်မဲ
felt
တွေ
this
ကွာ
game 3
နိုင်
was
မဲ
going
တွေ
to be
ကွာ
a long game, a 60-minute burn game. Tundra ratting the map, going for the late game
Hey,
scale.
I'm sure
33 said, no, I'll just pick Phoenix, build a bunch of doms, run down your towers, take over the map, and do what you do, but better. And he absolutely delivered here. Incredible game from Tundra in this game 3. And
And I'll point to one man who really
ဒီပဲမရှိဘူးကွာ
this series for Tundra, Chrysalis. He said, the last time I was at a TI, I took out
ကဲ
Team Liquid.
ထွန်ဒရာတက်
Leave it
သွား
to
တာ
me, boys.
နော်
I'll do it
ထွန်ဒရာ
again.
တက်သွားတာပါနော်ဒီကမှာ PV ထွန်ဒရာ hero တဲ့
Did
နောက်ထပ်တစ်သင်းကတော့
that is
Sprint နဲ့ Falcon နဲ့
Tundra
ဘယ်သင်းတက်မလဲတော့မသိဘူး
the playoffs of TI. Name a more iconic duo. I'll wait. I will say Tundra does manage to pull through at these clutch moments. Congratulations to them. We're going to break down this game, this series, of course. Talk about how the road ended for Team Liquid.
Defending champion
This
ဇော်ကြီးထွက်
game,
သွား
I
ပြီ
mean, especially compared to game number 2, I will say it was a little bit less eventful.
ကဲအဲ့တော့ဒီညတော့ဒီညပါပဲเนาะနောက်တစ်ပွဲက Falcon နဲ့ Sprint နဲ့ရှိတယ်နောက်တဲ့18မိနစ်နေလာမယ်အဲ့ပွဲကတော့အားလုံးပဲဘိုက်ဘိုက်ပါပြရတော့ပါဘူးစိတ်တွေလည်းညစ်ပါတယ်ခေါ်လိုက်ရပြီးမှပြီးတယ်လေကွာ fuck အေးနဲ့အိတ်ကပြီဒီယူเนาะဒီနေ့ပြီးရင်ပွဲတွေမရှိတော့ဘူးတခါလေးပြောသွားလိုက်ဒီနေ့ပွဲရင်ပွဲတွေမရှိတော့ဘူး3ရက်စတိုက်နားမှာဖြစ်ပါတယ်8-9-10 3ရက်နားမှာပေါ့နော်17ရက်နေ့မှစပြီးတော့ play off စမှာပေါ့နော်17ရက်ကနေ14ရက်နေ့ထိကဒီ play off bracket စအဆုံးပေါ့နော်ဒီကနေဒီထိ final အထိအဲ့ဒါ17ရက်ကနေ14ရက်နေ့ဖြစ်ပါတယ်အဲ့တော့17ရက်နေ့မှပဲဒီဂိုင်းပွဲတွေနဲ့အတူပေါ့ပြန်လာခဲ့ပါဒါလည်းမှလည်းစပန်ကိုင်နီးလေးပါလေးလာတင်ပေးလေတင်ပေးမယ်ပေါ့နော်အဲ့တော့အားလုံးပဲလောလောဆယ်တော့တက်တာပါ
ကျေးဇူးပြုပြီးယနေ့ညရဲ့ကျေဝင်များကိုကြိုဆိုလိုက်ကြရအောင် one expert မှာထိတ်တန်းစစ်များကိုရယူထားသူ Dota 2 hero များအကောင်းဆုံးတည်ဆောင်မှု Hunton Lanza အကောင်းဆုံးပံ့ပိုးမှု Mossy အကောင်းဆုံးအလေလံ Zeus အိုးငါဘက်ကိုချိုးလို့တာပါအကောင်းဆုံးကစားသမားစီ one expert ကစားသူများ one expert ဒါသင်ရဲ့ pick ပဲကျေးဇူးပြုပြီးယနေ့ညရဲ့ကျေဝေများကိုကြိုဆိုလိုက်ကြရအောင် one expert မှာထိတ်တန်းစစ်များကိုရယူထားသူ Dota 2 hero များအကောင်းဆုံးတည်ဆောင်မှု Hunton Lanza အကောင်း